The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey,
Why?
let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers,
You pig!
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life.
Sport!
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this Trenches Wednesday, December 27th, 2023, this sports program starts now. Football is all around us, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
The spirit of the holidays and Christmas and Kwanzaa started yesterday.
That's right.
Hanukkah ended a couple days back. The spirit of the holidays is certainly all around us, but so is football, meaningful football. There's game clinching, playoff clinching, home field advantage through the playoff clinching games happening this weekend. But that's not it.
No.
College football playoffs is on Monday.
What?
College football playoffs is on Monday.
Sheesh.
Rose Bowl, Sugar Bowl,
What?
Pasadena, California.
What? Yeah.
Brand new year. It's a great time to be alive. We can't thank you enough for joining us. We have a packed show today. The Biznasty man himself, Paul Biznett of TNT, Spittin' Chicklets, and 16 years of pro hockey playing will join us in about 30 minutes to chat about this year's NHL season, which is fantastic because #hockey is awesome. That is just the way it is. If you don't know the sport, you should get to know it because in the offseason, we're going to be paying close attention to it now that we can actually run clips on this particular program as opposed to just being on the internet show where we're being threatened to be sued by everybody.
That's right.
That's a nice little caveat to this upcoming offseason. We'll talk to Biz about that. We'll be joined by J.J. Watt. How about Burnley get a win?
Yeah, there we go.
And then they lose.
Yeah. Good.
So he can't even come on the show after a win because they do get a win, and then they lose right before the show. So we got to bring up what's going on with Burnley. Is it Dying Burnley? I thought we were up in the hell out of Clarence, and now all of a sudden they're back down. How long do we keep them up? Maybe a little bit longer than 2 days.
Yikes.
We'll talk J.J. Watt. Obviously, his brother T.J. is leading the NFL in basically every category on the defense side of the ball, and that team is back alive. We'll also chit-chat about all his thoughts about everything happening around the NFL, and then guess who's joining us in the third hour on ESPN Plus and YouTube?
Who's that? Oh.
Barry Sanders.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
Wichita, Barry Sanders?
Out of Wichita, Kansas.
Wow.
That is correct. Now, he did spell my name wrong in a personalized autograph that got sent to the office, which is awesome. I will certainly hang it. So you pronounced his hometown wrong. He spelled my name wrong in an autograph thing. We love Barry.
Yes.
And what better time to chat with old Detroit Lions legend Barry Sanders than just a few days after the Detroit Lions win their first division championship in 30 years.
Since he was playing.
Yeah, he's going to be jacked up.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to be pumped up. And he's always great on our show, by the way.
Yeah.
The Talks Table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys, Tevin Diggs is here. 9-year NFL vet. A man who's always dressed properly.
Oh, yeah.
Darius J. Butler is here. And joining us on this Trenches Wednesday has been here every single Wednesday except for a couple weeks ago. He couldn't come on Wednesday because he was going to a fake war camp in the woods of North Carolina.
That's right.
With the Green Berets.
Not the Navy SEALs.
Which he told us, and we projected loudly, and then he posted a photo. I'm at Green Berets camp, and then we're the assholes.
Yeah, all of a sudden.
Even though we appreciate and respect the military, I think Maureen's show probably on air.
Yep.
That is a real deal. So AQ is normally here on these Wednesdays. We get smarter on these Wednesdays. He's a Super Bowl champion. Ooh. He's a former, what was that award you won in college? Remington Award winner.
Oh, yeah.
An absolute stallion out of Penn State, the Pittsburgh Steelers, Philadelphia Eagles,
the
Baltimore Ravens, the Indianapolis Colts, the Baltimore Ravens, the Arizona Cardinals, and then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Ladies and gentlemen, player coach Jackie Moon, AQ Shipley.
You nailed it. You got them all right.
Hit the whole path there.
Yeah, war camp included.
I feel pretty good. Yeah. The reason why I like to, he did go to war camp.
Yeah. All games.
Not real.
Right. Regal was there.
But practice.
Yep.
He was out there practicing with the team. We actually met down whenever he won the Remington. That's the first time we got to hang out with each other. It won exactly on day one how it would go for the rest.
Yep. Nice.
of the entire life, I think.
That's exactly right.
That was pretty quick. I mean, it was pretty. I'd heard of the AQ Shipley.
Sure.
Obviously, we both grew up in the Pittsburgh area. I assume he had heard of me as well from people's stories, and the stories were pretty simpatico stories that were maybe being shared. So down in Orlando at that College Football Playoff Awards, we were the only ones out, but we were having a good time. We were having a great. That was when I met Kirk Herbstreit too.
That's right.
First time I ever met Kirk Herbstreit. Yeah, because we were just kind of moseying around. Nobody knew who we were. It was very nice.
Yeah,
and they gave us per diem.
Yep.
Nice.
So we had some money. Now he went to Penn State. I don't know what he was getting. I'm sure he got handshakes all over.
Yeah, more than handshakes.
Wow. Keep it to. We're talking.
Okay, yeah, I'm just saying.
We're talking money.
Have to bring it up still.
Yeah, because NIL wasn't real then, but some schools certainly were just playing by their own rules for a long time. And we had a blast.
Cool.
And ever since then, it's been great to see your career come together. Super Bowl champion now. And now he's super fit.
Yeah.
Super fit.
Don't love that part.
What do you mean you don't love that?
It's just, in the trenches. You need big guys in the trenches. You're a skinny guy now.
You think we're losing credibility potentially with some of our segments? We only have a couple of them, and you're saying we're losing credibility with one of them?
I'm just saying on the same day we have a guy on here, that's still going at it in the trenches every single day. He's in the Houston Texans building, half the time during the season. And then our other guy, he's going to work camp.
Well, I think he's at a different stage of retirement.
Yep.
Yeah.
J.J. Watt, very new to retirement.
Yes.
Okay.
This is his first season, of retired. So he's still freaking out.
Right. I was still 290 last year. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, you were still eating the same exact way, working out the same exact way, because you become a creature of habit. We'll see what happens to J.J. Watt, next year, the year after.
Exactly.
Burnley.
Will he still
After they get relegated.
Well,
Damn. Yeah, that's going to take a lot of weight.
they won!
Sorry.
He's right, though.
Your problem.
He's right.
All right, let's, hey, Gumpsh, Burnley sucks? Is that what we're saying?
No, they played a very good Liverpool squad. The issue is everybody around them in the relegation zone won yesterday. That is a big issue.
No.
For those that don't know, that's our sport in England, soccer over there. If you're bottom 3 in their league, you get sent out of their league.
Yeah.
Say you stink. You're not good enough to be in our league anymore. You got to go down to a lower division. And then a lower division sends a couple up. They're trying to build up. And there's been stories of teams that are down here. We're talking about out of this league, been relegated out of this league. Out of this league.
Yeah.
Relegated out of this league. And then they just chip in a chair.
Yeah.
Just a fish in a chip.
Right.
That's right.
And they just go all the way up. And they end up making it all the way to the Premier League. That's a beautiful thing that their sport has over there that we don't have. But it's always the good stories you hear about. Now we're living with the investment at this league.
Yeah, right.
And then we're potentially,
It's a lot of money.
What's
That's
so funny,
a lot
Foxy?
of money.
What's so funny, Foxy?
Hey, that was just well put. I'm sure JJ hated that, but it was well
We've
put.
never heard this story before.
No.
We've always heard the good side
Yeah.
of this whole thing. Man, if you put a team together and you guys do it right, and you really focus, you put the right pieces together, and you coach them up, and you play hard, and you win some games, you could turn this team into a.
Yeah.
You could be playing against Liverpool.
That's right.
Ryan Reynolds.
You could be playing Manchester United right here in this state. If you guys just get it right. Ryan Reynolds, exactly.
Wrexham, they can do it.
Wrexham
you can do it too.
Oh, we're
Doing it.
Yeah.
And now we're actively watching. The curse have said
Yeah.
thing that is a gift and a curse.
Season 1, Ted Lasso.
Hey, it's all right. Story will be even better with J.J. Watt.
Hell yeah.
Picks those boys up,
And Kyle.
puts them on their back.
Tyler,
For Christ's sake.
Tyler, dude, perfect. Haven't seen a lot of him talking about Burnley.
Haven't seen a lot of him.
I'm wondering if he's thinking about maybe I'll get back in there whenever we're.
Yeah, exactly.
Tyler knows.
Might jump ship.
Tyler's not a front runner.
I agree. Tyler's been there.
Yeah.
Tyler boots on the ground to build that entire dude perfect. But with that being said, we haven't heard much about him talking about Burnley. We need that to happen. New graphics.
Ooh. Sweet.
What a show.
How about that?
I like
Damn
this.
good.
And while I got your attention down here, look at this bad boy. That's happening at 5:30.
Wow. Serious?
That's the Duke's Mayo Bowl.
Yep.
Okay. This team is going to lose to this team in this game. And that's actual mayonnaise inside there. I am a mayonnaise fan. I assume everybody thought that immediately upon looking at me and then seeing me wear tank tops for a long time. I love the mayo. Don't know if I love just that we're in a Duke's Mayo Bowl.
Sure.
But I do like the fact that Neil Brown's getting a mayonnaise bath
yes.
after their game at 5:30, I believe, today.
5:30 p.m. Yeah, it starts at 2 p.m. with the military bowl between Virginia Tech and Tulane.
we got massive respect for. Hopefully those two will put on for the military. Yesterday we had Minnesota Bowling Green. How'd that one end up?
Minnesota came home obviously because there's one thing you need for bowl games. What is it, Ty Schmidt?
Snake oil?
Bingo.
Yeah.
And PJ Fleck has
How about
jars and jars and gallons of
What's
it.
that all about?
Well said. Well
And that's
said.
why they have the longest active bowl win streak in FBS, because PJ Fleck brings it every bowl season.
Yeah, but that's not how you described that. And you knew, you were like, who's that guy that puts his hand up puppets?
Jeff Dunham.
Jeff Dunham. He's incredibly talented. That's what you just did with Ty, because that puppet's saying jokes that he wants to say.
Yeah.
You know, that he's saying it in a different voice. So this puppet it's a beautiful gimmick.
Oh, yeah.
It is an absolutely beautiful gimmick. He does it better than anybody. That's what you just did with Ty.
I didn't say it. Yeah, I didn't say it. I said it.
That's what Jeff Dunham does with his puppets.
But all I'm saying is PJ Fleck gets the boys up for bowl season.
But why is that, Ty?
Well, like this year, because they were 5-7, they probably shouldn't have went to a bowl game. But hey, if you want to beat the hell out of Bowling Green and celebrate like you just won the Super Bowl, then But hey, Minnesota beat Iowa this year, so I can't say.
Whoa! One of their 5 wins was against Iowa.
It was.
Oh, it was a punt return.
Yeah, they didn't actually win that game. It was actually the first time PJ Fleck has beat Iowa since he's been at Minnesota. But I'm Big Ten West showing out in bowl season so far, so I love it. I love it.
Who hates Iowa? We hate Iowa. That's an actual chant in Minnesota. Seems like it has gotten to your feelings a little bit.
No.
And I don't know if you're non-biased right now or being a journalist. We're on JSBN.
I
You got to
understand.
remember that. Congrats to the Minnesota boys.
Yeah.
And congrats to West Virginia. Get a big-time win today.
Here you go.
Last time West Virginia and North Carolina played each other in a bowl game, it was also in Charlotte, North Carolina, the Meineke Car Care Bowl. That would go on to be Chase Rice's last football game ever. He was playing for North Carolina. And we won by 1. It was awesome. That was a lot of fun. And that was like the Pat White sayonara. Appreciate everything you've done for us. Hit Ulrich Arnett for a couple touchdowns. He was one of our wide receivers.
Is that tall?
Yeah. He was really good.
Yeah, it's like 6'7", right?
I was watching now that was West Lyons.
Okay, yeah.
He was also very good.
Pittsburgh guy.
Yeah, went to Woody High. He ended up being at Steelers. I think he's an author now. Pursuit is something he wrote.
Okay.
But they put a video together. I don't know how I feel about it, but I did get a chance to go. They basically said like deja vu here, and they had Pat White highlights, and then they were cutting it like to Garrett Green highlights.
No. Are you kidding me?
I didn't love it.
Who the hell?
I did not
Who
love
did
it.
that?
I did not love
Who
it.
did
Wait
that?
till Garrett Green comes out next year and wins the Heisman.
That's what I'm saying. GG does run wild,
Yeah.
and I am happy
Brother.
that he is our
Rich Rod
quarterback.
and Neal are the
Suspend that
same
man.
guy.
Suspend whoever made that video now. I want his ass fired. I want him on a trip to Miami so he can post something for the Dolphins, and he gets fired from there too.
Okay, well, that's a whole nother story. That guy's just trying to earn a living.
Yeah.
But the video was nice to take a little trip down memory lane back to Charlotte, my last collegiate game. The class that I came in with, a lot of guys got redshirted, obviously. So that was like my last time with pretty much, they still had another year they were going to play with. That week, that entire thing, I remember it like it was yesterday. It was a beautiful thing. So to relive it, it was cool to do. But the way they were like, same situation here. I'm like, we need to watch our mouths.
Yeah.
Okay, when we're talking about Pat White. But I saw Ulrich Arnett have a couple touchdowns. I didn't remember that. Me and Jallo celebrate. I mean, it was nice to see that team. And then obviously Pat White just went bananas. Hakeem Nicks in that game caught a ball out of his ass, running across the middle.
He was so good.
His hands were the size,
Oh, yeah.
like literally from here to here on him. And the only reason why I know that is because he caught a ball out of his ass over the middle, and his hands just like there was no gap in between his legs anymore. It was one of the nicest catches of all time. He would end up being a teammate of mine at the Colts.
Yep.
And literally as soon as I meet him, I go, "You remember when you caught that ball out of your ass in the Meineke?" He's like, "I do," or whatever. I'm like, we were all mind blown on the sideline. You should have heard us talking about you. We're like, look at this thing out here. And then he would obviously go and have a great NFL career.
He won a Super Bowl too with the Giants, right?
Yeah, he did.
Brandon Tate too. Dog of a receiver, kick returning too. You probably kicked to him. Got drafted. We got drafted same draft class to New England. He was a dog.
We beat him by 1. That's all I know.
Good game.
Late extra point, about a minute left. Only time I ever had an opportunity to hit a game winner. I had like 6 or 7 game tying opportunities. Those are always the best, because people remember them.
Sure.
When you make them.
Absolutely.
Never.
That's all they talk
Don't
about.
remember when you miss.
But if you miss, boy, this is the worst human of all time. You make them, though. He's go to overtime. All right, thanks. Thank you.
job.
All right, thank you. It's like, yeah, no problem. I just want to let you know in my head what's going through there as I walk out there. Happy I became a punter, to be honest. But, yeah, good luck to the West Virginia boys as they beat the hell out of North Carolina.
Oh, Mountaineers.
And I like those North Carolina boys, too. I got a chance to meet them, and everything like that. But I think they got a lot sitting out. We don't.
Yes.
We got a lot of guys playing.
Right.
Our money guys are playing. All their money guys aren't playing.
Out. We'll break it down.
I think we're only favored by 6.5, too, or something like that.
Oh, man, lock it up.
It does feel like this is a Neil Brown Super Bowl for this West Virginia team. And them trying to make, the Garrett Green, Pat White comparisons, Irish both play quarterback for certainly. Garrett Green has the opportunity today to propel himself into next year.
Jeez.
As Gigi run wild all over everybody in the Big 12.
There's 4 games, and each game has a clear side of where there's a clear motivation advantage, and you should look to take advantage of those today.
That's bowl season pretty much, is it not?
Yes, it is.
Just like Florida State's motivation on Saturday is to win national championship.
Yeah,
better.
They could potentially be the only team that's undefeated when it's all said and done. Who are they beating? Oh, the reigning national champion who won, 29 straight games or something like that, then lose one, and they're not in it. So, there's a lot of implications on the line there. Florida State, what a legacy builder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They got all their guys playing.
Of course.
They got all their guys playing for that.
Florida State's got everyone playing.
And then for Georgia,
Florida
State's got nobody playing.
Nobody.
Okay? And that's tough. That is with everything that happened.
The backup, Rodemaker's transferring. He's not playing.
It would have been really nice.
Portal?
Huh?
He's in the portal?
Everybody, dude, none of their players are playing pretty good. Georgia, though, okay, we got guys playing.
We got a lot of guys playing.
And if we do remember, at the end of the national championship, we were there. We're going to be at the Rose Bowl, too, by the way. Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Can't wait to do
Excited
that.
about that.
So stupid that we get to do that.
Pumped.
But if you remember what Georgia's third stringers did against TCU in the national championship in the last quarter.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
So it's not only the fact that maybe backups will play against Florida State, but their starters are also playing. And the way Kirby views this, especially after what happened, it's that one could get ugly.
17.5 is the line.
But Florida State, they do miraculous things to win games this year.
Shock the world.
So there it is. Chance to win a national championship for these Florida State teams.
Yeah.
I'll call them Conat.
Yeah, for sure.
Have to.
Absolutely.
You have to.
Undefeated.
Yeah. And what happens if they lose by 40? Is that opposite? They just get propelled down? Maybe they get kicked out of the ACC? How does that work? Yeah, relegated. You can relegate them to the Big 12.
No. Relegated to the Big 12?
Yeah,
you don't see people paying $500 million to get out of the Big 12.
No.
You see them just signing contracts and say we're not staying, but you don't see people paying $500 million to get out of the Big 12. It's never been our problem, people getting hot. Okay? No. Too many people want to get in right now to the Big 12.
Well, all the teams that, don't really have a home want to get in, but everyone else, they went to the conferences they actually want to go to.
I am worried about the Big 12 falling into an ACC situation, which Florida State fell into this past year coming up, but at least the champion automatically in a 12-game series playoff next year.
Yeah.
So that's good news. Until that changes.
Right.
Because somebody's going to be pissed about something, but let's move on. Ladies and gentlemen, last night's Hard Knocks episode on HBO, phenomenal.
Heat.
Okay, we in NFL Films have had a contractual relationship for a few years. We all saw it come to a boiling point last year whenever we were pretty much getting sued by the NFL for utilizing graphics of NFL teams on graphics on our show. We could run video because we're paying multiple millions of dollars to NFL Films on our show. I was paying multiple millions of dollars to NFL Films to run highlights on the show. But once it was paused, you see, with the logo.
No logos.
Can't do that.
Nope.
So that was, and we were the first people that was an independent company, independent operation that got rights and got a deal done with NFL Films. So I was very thankful and proud of NFL Films. But through that whole process, NFL Films and the NFL lawyers had to battle a lot. NFL Films went to bat for us a lot. NFL Films has been a great partner for us for the last couple of years. We know a lot of people over there, okay? So whenever we say, we should be watching Hard Knocks, it's not just for the entertainment value. It's we understand how much time NFL Films puts into Hard Knocks and how much effort they put into it and how much of acknowledgement they knew that it was kind of getting stale there for a while.
Yeah.
They understood that they had to kind of reinvent the wheel. So then they do this in-season one, and the Colts had it for a little bit there. I forget who Cardinals had it, and it ended bad. It was starting to get a curse. It was starting to get a curse.
Yep.
Do not have Hard Knocks in season, just like the regular Hard Knocks was, just like the Madden curse became. It was don't do this. And the NFL Films people feel that. They actually, they hear it, they listen, they take it. It's a whole thing. So now that they have the Miami Dolphins, I feel like we should have been watching all season. And last night, we all made a commitment to each other to watch the episode. That might have been the greatest Hard Knocks episode I've seen.
Across the board.
It is phenomenal. They got a head coach in McDaniel who is not scared at all of being on camera. No. And I think the thing about people who get scared about being on camera are people that aren't authentic people. The people who maybe have a facade that they are putting out to the world are very scared to be on camera whenever they're not working or they're not doing their gimmick or they're acting. Might feel like they might get exposed for being a fraudulent or a fugazi. Like, don't find out who I actually am. Let's just keep this fake front that we are. McDaniel addressed the Hard Knocks thing at the beginning. He was like, yeah, cameras are here. Great. Would I like them not? No, but I'm not changing, and neither are you. And he has remained the same person that we all assume he was throughout the entire. You see clips from week 1, and then you see last night's episode. This dude is awesome. McDaniel is fantastic. Does it work if they're losing?
No.
Maybe not. Nothing works whenever you're losing.
Yeah.
Even if you're Bill Belichick, greatest of all time, shit doesn't work if you're losing. But it is working. They are winning. And there's going to be other owners that are going to be like, let's find another McDaniel. I don't think there is.
Nope.
And everybody says, he wears those pants up a little bit.
Sure.
He's got those sunglasses on.
Very cool.
Super cool.
The shoes.
Like maybe he's not, the right guy. Accountability. Maybe he's not the right guy to ask things of his players. Got a lot of egos down there.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of personalities down there. We're going into a Week 16 game here, and we're watching Hard Knocks. Listen to the decision he makes and how he goes about making his decision. Because remember, coaching is just communicating. How do you communicate your message to the team? Now, you got to have the right message. Feels like this guy's a football wizard. His message seemingly always good. But how do you get the boys to buy in? Listen to him on a Wednesday or Thursday meeting, Week 16. Everybody's exhausted at this stage. Not a lot of people want to practice at all. Listen to what he does to motivate the boys to get a great practice before this Dallas Cowboys game.
Yeah, I'm going to go talk some shit and get this turned up today. Hey, Butch, I know you just wanted to go through the motions today.
His offensive line coach.
Today. Oh, you almost fit me, bro. Hey, we're competing today. We're competing today. It's not time to be soft. We're competing today. You hear it? Like, I want shit talking after completions. Oh, yeah, big life. His world up. Oh, I love your noises. Hey, I hit the whiteouts today. I hit the whiteouts with this. Ravage these corners. These corners up today. Wes Welker, Sam Addison told me to apologize to you because his guys are going to choke your guys out today. Are you ready for a play call or what?
I'm ready.
And then they just go hard. Now, some practices are obviously not at a good level. The intensity level is not fantastic. I love the way he chooses to do the things that he does. After they had a massive loss, the way he decided to put accountability on others was like, also, hey, not all your fault, my fault as well, but he was calling people out and doing it in his fashion. I love his message, AQ. I love the way he operates, and I think this is the perfect Hard Knock season for the whole world to learn about this dude's style.
I've loved everything about him since the beginning. Listen, he came from San Fran, right? And he was the architect behind that offensive line. Every single person I've talked to, the offensive line meetings, the run game meetings in San Fran, he ran. So he's taken that kind of persona, bringing it to Miami, and the way that he's gone about it, right? There's a fine line between being cheesy and hitting the right message to the guys, and I think he's nailed it.
I'm going to go talk some shit today, dude. But and then you said, I like that whenever he told two. I want plays, and I want you to talk shit. It's like, that's how you create a culture right there. That's the culture he's trying to build.
The one word that comes to my mind with Mike is empowering. And you see what he did with Tua, and it kind of just shines a light on how important, coaching is, especially head coaching, seeing where Tua started and where he's come. Even that conversation he had with Armstead in the locker room at halftime, like that was dope. Him talking, getting his guys going. All the personalities, Tyreek, Ramsey, Wilkins, like he got a bunch of big still having Uncle Dan around, Dan Marino still in the building, that was awesome. But how he keeps the guys going, like you said, there's a fine line between cheesy and, to your point, if you're losing.
None of this.
Oh, it gets real cheesy. Now you start getting, maybe
shut up.
Russell Wilson type, how people felt about him last year. But it's awesome to see, especially obviously as a lifelong Dolphin fan.
Yeah, from South Florida,
really
from Broward, though. So we don't, hey, listen, I learned a lot on the internet about that this weekend. Okay. Speaking of empowering Tua, here's Tua in the huddle, okay? And we saw Tua at Alabama. I don't think I knew much about him. I knew he could play the ukulele.
Yep, very well.
I knew he could sing. I knew he was well-liked.
Yep.
I knew he could put a ball literally in a keyhole if he wanted to.
Very, yeah.
Didn't know him as a person. Then he gets to Miami, and that that was terrible. I mean, there was lawsuits about they should trialist, and then there was bench him. There was fake reports going out to make him look soft.
Oh, he didn't get hurt. Actually, he broke his thumb.
Yeah, remember he had the hairline fracture in his ribs. Yeah, he could have played. We didn't really find any injury. Then 3 days later, it was like, oh, he actually has a hairline fracture in his ribs. It's like, well, why'd you guys try to make him look bad, saying he didn't have an injury? It was terrible.
Bad.
Thought he was potentially broken, thought he was never going to have a thing. Then McDaniel tells us and tells everybody that, I went through however many plays of Tua. I found all the good things, and I'm going to build this team around making Tua good. And his only messaging was like, hey, Tua, you're a dog, dude. You are really good. We're very thankful for you. You're fantastic. And I don't know what Tua was like in the huddle whenever he was first quarterback for the Dolphins when they were pulling him out before 2-minute drill and having Fitz magic go in and everything like that. But listen to him talk to this huddle on a game-winning play against the Dallas Cowboys. Listen to the confidence, the sense of urgency, and also the command of a group of men who are very large, very competitive, very exhausted, and have their own egos and everything. Listen to Tua be a damn quarterback here.
This shit right here, T. This is on you guys on that left side.
Here's the deal: Miami gets first down, they could basically waste the clock down to nothing, try and kick the game-winning field goal.
Mike White, relax.
This is it. Wilson, he's gonna have a first down. Let's go! Let's go! Down to the 10. No timeouts left for Dallas.
Let's go!
Now, Jason Sanders had not made a kick yet, but he would go on.
Right.
I saw Jason Sanders jog on the field while Tua was doing all that stuff, and I was like, all right, gotta make
Yeah, you better make that.
I mean, you gotta. Hey, let's not watch this entire thing. He already went 4 for 4, and I think McDaniel last night there was a clip of him saying he's got this shit. McDaniel says that as he's walking on the field, and he inevitably makes it.
A big third down too, where Tua kind of called the shot. Immediately, knew what play he wanted to get to. The little Tyreek screen. Tyreek, all right, talking to himself, all right, got to get this shit, got to get right. Got it to him, got the first down, and obviously that was a big drive to basically, seal it.
Just his confidence, though. You know, like he's the guy. He's in control. He's the trigger man. And it's like, I am pumped for this Miami Dolphins story as a whole, and I'm thankful Hard Knocks is on.
And like you mentioned earlier, there probably won't be another Mike McDaniel. Just like the position he was in. Think about the guys they're thinking about being head coaches now. It's all OCs. Like McDaniel just kind of came out of nowhere. And even when he was hired in Miami, it was like, who is this guy? What did he do? I don't know if anyone really gave him as much credit for the Niners run game as it was initially when he got hired. But it would be out of nowhere if there was some Mike McDaniel in, let's say, Ben Johnson or the guy down in Houston or Kafka, any of these guys that were up for jobs that were OCs, and then some run game coordinator comes in out of nowhere and he's the head coach now. Like that would at least it blow me out of the water if that happened this offseason.
And by the way, like there's going to be, and I mentioned this earlier, there's going to be teams that are going to try to find the next McDaniel. It's like, don't try. This feels like 101 here.
Yeah.
He had an Ivy League brain.
Yep.
Right? Ivy League. He's got an Ivy League brain. Yep. He also grew up around ball. Wasn't he a ball boy there for a while?
Broncos.
Happened to be in the Shanahan family. Outliers there.
Yeah.
It's like this guy is an outlier. This guy is one of one. I don't think it's repeatable. And then you add in the moxie and swag that he has. Listen to what he says as the captains are about to go out, and Uncle Dan Marino is the honorary captain of the night. First of all, look at Tua and Uncle Dan's relationship, and then listen to McDaniel just looking like a little kid. This is the head coach of the team, just chirping all the boys, motivating in his own style.
Uncle Dan.
Go get their ass. Go.
Our captains are really good players. Holy shit. And we even got Dan Marino. Yeah, Dan Marino. Your records, Dan. We're coming for your records, Dan. Dan and him love each other, by the way.
Yeah.
That's why he's in the building. I assume they were showing a video of all of Dan's accomplishments and Dan's records and what it is, number one, and everybody's clapping, having a good time. And McDaniel's like, we're coming for your chirping Dan Marino right before the game. And you hear how cool Tua is. Hey, let's go get their ass. Dan says, yes, sir. And then Tyreek, we even got Dan Marino. It's like the vibes immaculate. The confidence through the roof. And they have the talent in all phases. Why not the Miami Dolphins?
Seriously, why not? The vibes are immaculate, and it feels like we talk about matching head coaches with the city. It feels like he is a perfect match for Miami. I just noticed something in the background of the captain's clip. Why is Miami? Is that the game against the Cowboys?
Yeah, I think so.
Why can't we show up on time? Okay,
Miami.
It's Miami. No chance.
Yeah, weather.
Remember LeBron, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh?
Thought this was Fin Fam.
Yeah.
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Listen,
Lot going on.
that's just how Miami is. I think we all just understand. There was playoff games there for the Heat.
Yeah.
Where the lower bowl had 14 people
till the second
at
half.
tip-off or whatever. And then that's like LeBron, like they were about to go win the entire
Some good bars, good clubs, good spots up there. You trick
They're just
when
getting ready for the game.
Yeah, you
Even
trick when
last
you way
year.
down there. They know.
Listen, they got warm up too. They know when
Boom.
they are at their peak.
Yeah, it's
when,
called
you know what?
tailgating 3 hours before the game starts.
Well, you can sleep in a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
When it's 70 and you're tailgating too, not as big of a rush. Well, when you can just enjoy the weather, get a nice little tan on versus getting in there when it's 10 degrees.
Yeah, and I don't know what Ross is charging for drinks. Probably much cheaper outside.
I would assume.
Probably much cheaper outside.
But to your point, though, he is a great match for Miami. We talked about you. Like, you're not going to find another Mike McDaniel, but we talked about the Lions yesterday. And like what Dan Campbell has done, like it's just about being authentic. And if you are a little cheesy, Mike McDaniel's a little cheesy. Be cheesy, be that, but be that when you're.
You think it's cheesy?
I think it's a little,
The one thing that's awesome.
quirky.
Oh,
I say
yeah,
quirky.
some of those
I
press
say
conferences.
quirky.
I didn't think anything I watched there.
No.
was
Not from
cheesy.
last night.
That's
quirky.
the difference, though, is like the stuff we see on Twitter and stuff like that, where it's kind of, but like who he is in like the team meeting room, that where you see it on Hard Knocks, where he's letting F-bombs fly left and right. Like that guy's not cheesy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, going in front of the media and having some of those like quirky responses, but like he's not going up there and letting F-bombs fly in those. But when he's around his guys, like I don't think any of these guys, I mean, maybe at times, but for the most part, I think all those guys are bought in and they're hanging on every word he says. Like at least based on the clips we see on Hard Knocks, it certainly seems that way.
What did Flores say? Flores said that, or Colin Cowherd, who said it? What did they say last week, Gump? Something about him being all over social media or something?
Yeah, he said Mike McCarthy would never be on Twitter because Mike McDaniel's all over it. Mike McDaniel actually doesn't have a Twitter either, pal. I hate
What?
to break it to you.
No.
Yeah, and we were fake Gucci bags.
Oh.
Cowboys were the real Gucci bags.
No, I do appreciate that Colin Cowherd's like, every time I'm on here, there's a video of this guy.
Yep.
Okay, I don't see Big Mike on here.
No.
Colin Cowherd throws 102 on the table.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All the time.
Locked in.
Anytime something will come up from.
A lot of them go yard.
What's that? Oh, you're going to hit it hard.
A lot of them go yard.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why he's been doing it for so long. Absolute dog. But he did say some things. I think he echoed the sentiments of what a lot of people think. Like, oh, this guy wants attention, this guy this. It's like,
Miami, baby.
he won't come on our show. Like, I don't think he does it. He doesn't. He does only the mandated stuff, and then he's all ball all the time, which he's up at 4 a.m., that guy.
Yeah.
He's up at 4 or 3 a.m. to go to the work at 4 a.m. because of how much he loves ball. It's like, I think what you think, because the glasses and the shoes and the off-whites,
Sure.
and because he is a personality and everything, like he's
Jacket.
younger and he looks sweet,
Yeah.
I think people's natural implication is like, oh, this guy's got to be a certain way. It's like, this dude is unlike anything else that there is. And Miami's got it. Miami's got it. You got to love that. Now, pivoting away from the NFL, TNT's got it.
Yes, they do.
You know what I mean? Spittin' Chicklets got it.
Yeah, they
Right.
do.
Both of them
Yep.
have a cast that is phenomenal covering the NHL. This man is a driver behind both. He played professional hockey, I believe, for 16 years.
That's right.
Now, some stops at the Wheeling Nailers,
Of course.
Great team.
maybe Eastern Europe.
Wilkes.
6 years in the NHL, including with the Pittsburgh Penguins. Never seen a person more beloved by every human in his sport than this guy. He started his Biznasty on Twitter. It was one of the most iconic athlete Twitters that was at the beginning of the entire platform being built. He's parlayed that into an incredible podcast with Spittin' Chicklets of the Barstool Sports Network, and also on TNT's coverage sitting next to who? Oh, I don't know, Wayne Gretzky.
How about it?
Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Biznasty. What's up, dude?
What's up, gang? That's quite the intro, boys. Thank you so much.
Well, I assume a lot of people.
Good to see.
Go ahead.
Good to see Bubba Gump in the mix too. Eh? He's back down in the United States.
Hell yeah. Hell
He's
yeah.
Canadian.
Hey, listen, you hockey players, especially Canadian hockey players, understand that the immigration process isn't just the easiest. You know, getting Gumpy back into America from Canada with a very good job that he can be the only person that can do the job was damn near impossible, Biz. I did not know that was the case, pal. I had no idea.
What do you do? Get caught smuggling some maple syrup in or something? What was the deal? Why couldn't he get his visa?
I think it was Labatt Blues. Too much.
Too many Molson.
Molson Triple X.
Yeah, could have been a little bit
That's
too much.
awesome.
Hey, Biz, let's dive in here. On Saturday night, Christmas Eve, I'm hanging out. I'm watching the hockey. I'm like, holy hell, hockey's all the way back.
Love it.
Connor Bedard, okay? Connor Bedard takes the puck, puts it on his stick as if he's like the @always hockey guy on Instagram, or if he's somebody on the internet that does trick shots, pulls out the Michigan in the middle of his rookie campaign, lifts it up over the shoulder. That's goal time all the time in the first period. Connor Bedard, the next one, doing absurd things at an incredibly high level. And for those that don't watch hockey, this is not a normal thing. It was founded, I believe, when a Michigan player in the NCAA tournament back in 96 did that. Boom. They call it the lacrosse goal as well because you stick it on her as if the ball's in a net. Not easy to do. It's phenomenal. Then that takes over the internet, obviously. It's like, well, that's not going to happen again.
No way.
No way it's going to happen again. It's abnormal that this happened to begin with. And then you go to the Mighty Ducks. Quack, 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 quack. And the guy that's on the cover of what?
NHL 23.
Zegras.
Yeah.
Does it in the same exact night? Is this just like a normal thing now? Because hockey is obviously an electrifying sport. But if we're getting up over the shoulder, look at that. He flipped the stick, scooped that thing, threw it over the goalie's shoulder. It's like he also told the reporter for the Ducks earlier in the day he was going to do it, or she asked him to do it for him. So romance and sweetness is obviously fantastic part of this. He's like Babe Ruth. He called his shot. But look at that. He picks it up. Bang. Okay, Biz, I do all that to say this. Is hockey at its highest level it's ever been right now? And is the NHL having shit like this every night? I didn't know this was taking place as I haven't been able to follow along as closely.
The skill set in the NHL right now is, yes, it's the best it's ever been. And I mean, yeah, this is becoming more and more common. Zegras has actually done it before. And it was in a pregame interview when he was on the ice that she asked him to do it. He's like, oh, sure, yeah, I'll throw it in the mix, and ended up executing it. So as far as the skill set in the NHL, I think that the game after the last lockout, they made it so there wasn't obstruction hooking. There wasn't all the BS. There wasn't as much fighting where the skill set could flourish. So the game is, especially from a live perspective, it's so much more fun to consume, and more of these players who are doing these fascinating things that we haven't seen, or maybe we have in the past, but like you said, they're becoming more regular. Connor Bedard, he's a freak, and with all the expectations that he had coming into the league, he's surpassed them. And even to start the season, they had him on prime time between ESPN, TNT. Then they had him go to Toronto, Montreal, play Colorado, and then Vegas as far as the two last Stanley Cup champions. So they battle tested him early, and he passed every single test. And even after that, he's continued to escalate. And it's not like he's surrounded by the most talented players either. That's not taking anything away from the Chicago Blackhawks, but this is a clear rebuild. So it's not even like he's surrounded by all these other guys to make him good. He is just that good, and he's going to be the face of the league. And I probably would compare him to Crosby, the way that he handles himself and how hockey obsessed he is, and how media trained he is, and how he's able to take the torch. And like I said, he's the next face of the league once your boy Sid retires.
The NHL has been so kind to us. They had Connor Bedard on our show the day before they took on the Penguins in that league opener. And he talked about how Sidney was obviously big hero, mentor, idol. It feels like hockey knows who the next guys are, more so than other sports. It's like in other sports, there's a lot of projections. This one, this guy's going to be the guy. Hockey seems to get it right more often than not. Why is that?
Maybe it's because of the World Juniors and the fact that they're internationally tested too and put on the big stage. So
hey, these guys are like pro players since like teenage years. They move away from their families and shit, right? Like, I don't think people understand that completely.
Right. So in Canada, they have the CHL, which is the Canadian Hockey League. So he played in the Western Hockey League, which I would probably say is the toughest of all of them because they have more physicality. So as you're moving up in the ranks, you're kind of used to getting more of that punishment. I played in the OHL, and then they had the Quebec Major Junior League. I moved away from home because I was drafted in the second round. So the first two picks usually
How old were you?
From each of these. I was 16 years old, buddy. I left home at 16. I went to live with a billet family. And I never forget, I came home at 17. My mom was like, I don't even recognize this person, right? Because you're thrown in the hockey locker room with 19, 20-year-olds, and all of a sudden you're slinging back pops and you're introduced to females. You've never met females before, of course, right? So, I mean, I think Connor Bedard is a little bit more laser focused than I was, and I got a little bit more distracted. But And then on top of that, like I was 16 going to the OHL. He was 16 going to the WHL and then having to play for Team Canada and then leading Team Canada to a gold medal at international play, playing against the world's best 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds. So he was playing at that level when he was so young. So as far as knowing who those next guys are going to be, I mean, Matthews did it, McDavid did it. So these guys are ranked like AA prospects coming in, where they knew that these guys were going to come in and they weren't going to skip a beat. And as I said earlier, Connor Bedard has surpassed any expectation, in my opinion, that he had coming in, and probably has the most lethal shot since Ovechkin coming in as a player.
On that note, AQ has a question for you, Biz.
Yeah, Biz, last year there was a big campaign talking about Ovechkin kind of breaking this record. Slow start this year, obviously not as great a team as they've had. Is there still a realistic expectation that he breaks that record?
I think that he'll probably play till it's broken. He got off to a slow start this year and kind of has still been in that. He did score a 6th of the year in overtime the other night. I don't know if you guys saw that pretty funny picture of Merzlikins, the goalie, and the whole team looking back at him, basically taunting him for giving Tom Wilson the blocker sandwich, which led to that power play. Pretty cool photo, but I think that
sandwich. He gave him a Whopper sandwich, which led to that power play.
Yeah, he was a little pissed off at Tom Wilson, who seems to get under a lot of players' skin in the league.
Hey, Tom dropped him as soon as he got up, one swing, dropped the goalie. By the way, that's Tom Wilson. Still got it. Tom Wilson, still Tom Wilson.
He's a savage and probably the best power forward in the entire National Hockey League. It sucks because if Washington doesn't make playoffs, I feel like that's a guy who could really impact the lineup. I would love for the Leafs to be able to pick him up, but he just locked into a 7 or 8 year deal in Washington. But going back to Ovi, I just think because the game is so fast, this is probably the first year that he has looked a little bit slower. And the power play and where he normally hangs out. You know how Gretzky was known for being behind the net and making plays behind the net?
Of course.
Ovi's known for that his office. That's what they used to call it, right? Ovi's office is that one-timer on that offside top of the circle area. Like when he retires or is going to, he's tickling the rafters every time.
He's just skating down, and then it's clap bomb city every single time.
And usually players don't really want to get in the way and sacrifice their bodies blocking that. But it's maybe became a little bit more predictable to where teams have now lined up and taken that away. But like I said, I think that if he plays 2 more full seasons, I think he'll be around breaking it. And if he hasn't broken it after the next 2 years, I could see him coming back for 1 more year just to you can't come this far and then not go on to break it. Right?
Talking about Bill Belichick like that with the head coaching wins record and how that's all going to pan out. So I assume the legends that are that close, you have to go. Like Vinatieri was going to get the points record.
Yes.
You know, like he was going to, I've already committed 19 years of my life to this. I guess I could do another one. It seems the same for Ovi, I would assume.
And if not, maybe go back overseas and get a little bit of the Russian gas and get a little more pep in your step and come back and get back to the old Ovi. I don't know.
What's the Russian gas there, Biz? What are you talking about there? A little science? We talking a little science over there in Russia?
We've had players on our podcast who have played in the KHL, even going back to the Super League when it wasn't even called the KHL.
KHL Russian League, for those that don't know.
Yeah, like to the point where like sometimes when they're going through a goal drought over there, they'll bring a lamb on the ice and they'll slaughter it in the crease and they'll drain the blood and then they'll cook the lamb up. We've had Kevin Dahlman, who's from Niagara Falls near my hometown, so I knew him. He came on. He had a great breakdown of taking the Russian gas. So did Timmy Stapleton, who was a guy who played a little bit in the National Hockey League. He actually went overseas to play for Mike Keenan, who was like an insane coach in the NHL. And he's actually coaching over in Italy now, believe it or not, which is a very calm league. So I don't know how the Italians are taking to his style of coaching, but it's this thing that even with my podcast mate played in the KHL and he took it and it makes you feel incredible. Like you can skate for days and days and days. You're light on your feet. So even if you're playing in a back-to-back, you huff this gas and then you go kind of squirrely for about 30 seconds to a minute. And then finally you come to, and then you go take your pregame nap and you come back and it's the best you've ever felt on the ice. And this is something that these guys are taking over there. The trainers will be handing you pills that you don't even know what they are and you're just gobbling them down. Russia's a different place, boys. It's no holds barred.
We need to get this gas.
Yeah.
What is this gas? What is it like? It sounds like Toradol, but better. It sounds like. It sounds like you're smoking. It's like the meth version.
Nap after
of Toradol.
You're doing crack
with a little Russian spice, and like I said, it makes you feel incredible. I'd love to get a tank right before I do podcasts, so I'm just humming like you out of the gate, just kind of maybe a little mix of Adderall in there. I don't know what they got going, but it's definitely something I want to try. I don't think we can step foot in Russia because of the stuff we've said about it on the podcast. I'm pretty sure we're on the no-fly list.
There's some other stuff going on too, Biz. I don't know if you
kind of like Bubba Gump.
Yeah, bingo. Yeah, Gumpy gets banned from the United States. I think all of us, though, probably banned from Russia at this point. I don't know. I don't know how it's all going. You would know better in international relations.
even Timmy Stapleton told a story about showing up.
Who's Timmy Stapleton? Can you tell me tell the world who Timmy Stapleton is? Because I thought you were going to say Tim Horton, and I was like, King Timmy Horton was on the Russian gas. I was excited to hear that.
So, he was a pro hockey player, and we've had him on our podcast. I think Witt played with him at some point. He was the first one to come on and who had played in Russia. He also told a story of going over to Russia where when they would be on the road, he would come back and he thought there was ghosts in his apartment because his furniture was always moved around. So he pulled his groin. He went on the road trip, and Mike Keenan was like, you better be playing here. You're an import, and he was the crazy coach. But at a certain point, he's like, Keen, my groin's like hanging on by a thread here. I can't keep up with these other guys out here. So they sent him back. And when he got back early, he went to open up his apartment door and it was deadbolted. And sure enough, when he was on the road, the guy who owned the apartment was subletting it. So somebody was sleeping there when he was on the road for road trips. So this guy, Timmy Stapleton, who came on our podcast, was the first one to really go and dive deep into the antics of what were the KHL, about the insane training camps of how you're going on the ice 2-3 times a day. You're running 10 miles. They're basically forcing you to take these drugs. Oh, you're in a goal slump? Let's slaughter a lamb in the crease. So the stories were just, I was in tears because I've never heard any of this stuff going on. And that was, Timmy Stapleton's a legend, and he kind of broke. There he is.
Hey, thank you, Timmy.
Love you, Timmy.
I just learned so much.
He's built like a bag of milk, too. So just the fact that he was a pro athlete is astonishing in itself. So shout out to Timmy Stapleton. Let's give him a round of applause.
Hey, Timmy.
Love you, Tim.
Man. I would like to continue talking about the KHL. It sounds like they got a lot going on. The NHL.
Oh, yeah. The AK-47s of the security guards who showed up to the airport to pick him up. And the one owner of one of the teams was so crazy that he would, if the refs were calling too many penalties, and mind you, they had like 4 goons on their team who were just going out there beating guys up and suckering them. And he would come down and threaten the refs' lives if they called another penalty. So they'd be going around the rest of the game, not one penalty called. If the team was playing poorly, he'd come in the room with an AK-47, and he'd be yelling in Russian to all the Russian players. So all the North Americans were like, "What the fuck is?
Close.
So what is going on?
He's quoting.
Yeah,
he's quoting. It's not him saying it.
It's the owner.
It's somebody else saying it. Yeah, it's a Russian. It's a Russian.
Is there a fine jar?
Absolutely. 500.
Oh, Jesus. I'll Venmo you.
All right, we'll donate it.
Yep.
Yeah, there it is.
Yep.
Aaron owes a couple thousand.
Yeah.
20.
JJ owes a couple thousand.
Yeah.
That's the year end. We're collecting.
Yep, there we go.
500. Shout out. Good to you. Hey, Biz, way to go. What a hero you are, Biz. Thanks, Biz, for doing that. All right, anyways.
Yeah.
I need to go watch KHL hockey game
Sounds like
at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
But until and I need to get some of that laughing gas.
right.
Go to one where Putin scores like 10 goals. Those are the best.
Yeah, what is that? That's the All-Star game when Putin's just the
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't go. He's got like a 10-foot bubble around him, bubble boy, and the goalies will sell out and make it look like it was a great goal, just like trickling in 5-hole. It's they got to like sweep it like curling just so it crosses the goal line.
Hey, that's our sport now, right? We beat you guys. Is that the case?
Oh yeah,
USA. That's our sport now, right? Curling.
Goal, yeah.
Curling's our sport now.
You guys beat us.
We beat you.
I had no clue. I haven't been following the curling ranks.
Yeah, we won the gold.
It's our sport now.
Yeah.
I think it's our sport now. I think it's our sport.
Tokyo.
All right. Well, at least we got our maple syrup and hockey for now.
No, we
But
had
the
hockey too.
Americans are nipping at the Canadians' heels with all the prospects and the talent that they have coming out with, like the Hughes brothers. I mean, Matthews, of course, the Tkachuk boys who have really done an amazing job. Like, Walt Tkachuk was a legend in himself. He should be in the Hall of Fame, but he had two boys who now play. Brady Tkachuk, who's the captain in Ottawa, and Matthew, who went off to the Stanley Cup Finals last year and really dragged his team into the fight. And he's so fun to watch because every game they're just mucking it up, and they really embody that old style of hockey. So if you're a casual hockey fan, I would tend to want to watch Florida games because regardless of what's happening, you're going to see scrums, you're going to see fights, you're going to see goals. So it's a little bit of that throwback style of hockey, which is not as common anymore because of the skill set what these players have and the fact there's just not a lot of fighters.
Yeah, Darius, a big Florida Panthers fan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is he? There you go.
My captain.
Awesome.
How long you been following? 3-4 years now.
Whole damn life.
No.
Oh, is that right?
Well, yeah, since they've been down there.
What's
My
the
sister
A
was a
stand
dancer
for?
there.
Oh, okay. Hey, I didn't know the Butlers
we
had.
got blood ties there, man.
I did not
They made
know
us
that.
proud last year.
Yeah, you're damn right they
Made
did.
us
What a
proud.
run. The offense is always phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Got Bob in the net. He's a dog.
Hey, what the story about Tkachuk was what he had broken everything. They had to put the skates on him, and they just propped him up and were like, "Hey, go play." And then afterwards, it was like, "Yeah, he had a broken sternum, fibula. He had ribs and a neck problem, but he played. Yeah, he played out there. Hockey's awesome.
Full body cast before games with the Hannibal Lecter mask, and they just wheel him out to the ice, and he'd get out there and play. That's how hardcore he is. How hardcore he is, and I don't know what they were freezing him up with for him to try even to go play in that
Maybe
Stanley Cup
Russians.
Finals.
Yeah,
Some gas.
They should.
Maybe. Hey, Connor has a question for you.
That's a banned substance in the National League, by the way. So you can't be doing the gas in the NHL.
So they know what it is then, right? So if it's banned, that means they know what it is.
Oh, Gary knows what it is. That's on the no-fly list. That's on the no-fly.
Yeah, because
He's keeping it all to himself.
That was the thing in the NFL. When that deer antler spray got in and everything, it was like players and scientists or whatever, they were just trying to beat the scientists at the NFL were working. So it was just like a constant shell game, like just trying to outsmart them. And then, well, that's banned now. Oh, that's banned now. That's banned now. I assume the Russian gas, I guess they know what Gary Bettman knows what it is.
Yeah.
But we need to find out what that is.
He's probably got a few tanks in his office. He's hiding it all for himself.
Did you see how cool he looked when he came on our show? He had it unbuttoned. He had it on the side of his office. He was sitting in a chair. He was super cool. Good commish. We like him.
I would say for the 30 years he's been on board, he's done an excellent job. I think the only thing that's probably like held back his legacy is the fact that maybe there hasn't been a best on best in recent memory. Like Crosby and McDavid have not been able to play for Team Canada together, but COVID also happened. But all things considered, with the franchise values where they are, with now that that hockey's on ESPN and TNT and getting all the coverage that it's getting, I would say that Gary Bettman has done a tremendous job as commissioner of the National Hockey League.
Hey, way to go, Gary. Way to go, Gary. Connor has a question for you, Biz.
Yeah, Biz, I also just looked it up. The thing that's in the gas that is illegal for the NHL is that if you do it, you become a communist and then you start hating Ukraine. But that is strictly...
Timmy Stapleton's
Yeah,
communist?
that is- no.
Oh, no.
That's only...
Witt, I heard Witt took some of this.
Yeah,
I love Witt.
It's only a 48-hour effect. You start yelling at everybody in Russian.
It's just like, it's like Tordo.
Exactly. Yeah. Once it wears off, you don't want to kill the entire world or Ukraine. But Biz, we were talking about this, and you kind of brought it up with the young stars that the NHL has. Do you feel like it's going to take one of these players to kind of do what like Deion Sanders did in the NFL and like kind of promote himself to make a superstar? And obviously he has all the talent. It's not as if he did that, but the persona of, prime. Do you feel like a player in the NHL like a Zegras, and clearly not Bedard because, like you mentioned, he's more like Crosby, kind of quiet. But do you think it's going to take something like that to kind of not promote only the NHL, but also build the stars of the NHL, just because of the fact that, like if a Bedard or a Zegras were to walk around in, Arizona or Columbus or, even Boston sometimes, do you think that those guys, that it's going to take someone like that, whether it's from, an American or a Canadian, hopefully not a Russian, but do you think one of those, people could kind of send the players themselves into the, stratosphere of those NBA, NFL guys that are, massive all over?
Great question. I feel like hockey players like to stay in line, and I would say that maybe the knock is they are a little bit vanilla, but I think it's just more that's their personality. So they are staying true and genuine to themselves. I mean, as a guy who's in the media world, like I would embrace any type of guy who's willing to come outside their shell and sell the game to that perspective. And I think that guys are slowly doing it. It's a progression, but to the NBA and NFL standards, we are like hockey is behind. But once again, I think that it's just more guys staying true to themselves. But I just mentioned Matthew Tkachuk. I think that he's been a very candid in interviews, and there are guys who have taken the reins in that regard. Like even certain teams are allowing players to. Traditionally, players wore suits to games, right? They would wear like the gray, blue, and black suits, and it was very vanilla. Where like even Toronto, they've been very relaxed with the dress code. So players have been able to
fashion.
Yeah, fashion. So players have been able to show their personality off a little bit more with what they're wearing for clothes. Maybe not so much coming out of their shell as to what they normally think. But I also think that guys are very sensitive. So they're worried about what the fans and the general public will say when they do fall out of line, where you have to have a real big, your give up front meter has to be very low in order to do that type of stuff. And you have to have very thick skin where I don't think there has. What's that?
Good discipline on you there. Good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The front bomb. I have to, on TNT, I dropped the front bombs quite a bit, but you guys have them on with ESPN, but PK Subban was really a guy who came out of his shell, and especially on the fashion side and how eccentric he was. And he dealt with a lot of criticism throughout his whole career, even from the top analysts. Like Don Cherry was pretty critical of him. Mike, which is insane because he made his whole brand on being that exact same guy. Thank you for pointing out a bit of the hypocrisy, but Don Cherry's a legend, and
of course,
and I won't speak negatively on him. But Mike Milbury was critical of him, but PK, he had thick skin and he didn't care, and he wanted to stay true to himself. So I think that he did an excellent job of growing the game, beyond what its traditional fan base was. So I would be very, very pumped if there were more PK Subbans and less maybe of the vanilla guys. But that was a great question. So I agree with you, and I think it would help grow the game a lot more.
Yeah, we enjoy. All right. You know what, the vanilla guys? Too many vanilla guys?
Just more PK Subbans, that's all. No problem with vanilla.
It is becoming. There are more colored players coming in the national hockey league, for sure.
Look at this.
D-Buck. Yeah. Like more black players.
Yeah.
It's
like Quentin Byfield out in LA is a young stud who is playing on that top line with Anze Kopitar and Kempe. Nice. Adrian Kempe. So he's a guy to look out for if you want to jump on that bandwagon.
Well, certainly do. Hey, real quick, Biz, just want to let you know you're awesome, dude. Keep crushing it. We appreciate the hell out of you. Keep going. We're going to watch the season alongside of you and the Spittin' Chicklets boys and on TNT.
Hey, and congratulations to all you guys and what you've built, and obviously the transition over to ESPN, dude. You guys have grown a juggernaut. You have an amazing team, and it's wild, man. You guys go ham.
Well, we all love you, ladies and gentlemen. Paul Biznasty. Yeah. Hour 2 will be on the other side with JJ Watt and AJ Hawk. We'll see you in about 3. There is a crowd of about 30 people moving through the back end of the business field here. And in the middle of it is this black Samoan man who has become the most famous human on earth.
Great guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the GOAT, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. There's thousands of people skipping class to come see your big ass.
Listen, there is thousands and thousands of you skipping class. It doesn't matter if they go to class.
Moana is one of the best animated films of all time. Okay, can't wait for the live action.
Thank you, yes.
You're welcome.
We talk about Moana.
What can I say except you're welcome?
and we talk about mana.
Honestly, listen, kid, I could go on and on. I could explain every natural phenomenon. The tide, the grass, the ground. Oh, that was Maui just messing around. I couldn't have buried its guts. Sprouted a tree, now you got coconuts. What's the lesson? What is a takeaway? Don't mess with Maui when he's on a breakaway. And the temperature here on my skin is a map of the victories I win. Look where I've been to make everything happen. Look at the me new Maui just tickety-tapping. That's it.
Still got it.
On the Samoan side, Polynesian side, we have a word called mana. Mana is spirit. Mana is power. Mana comes from in here. It's the thing that gives you goosebumps. It's that thing you feel. It's that thing when I walked out and we felt this thing. This is mana. This is mana. It's very, very, very real, and you could feel it. Wow. Little things like I don't get driven anywhere. I don't want to get driven anywhere. I don't like chauffeurs. Keeps me in my way just a little grounded. Like I could drive myself everywhere and not telling some guy, hey, take me here, or take me there.
That is something I'm going to start saying, like, yeah. Because when they open your door, you feel so bad. I can open my own door, dude. They're trying to be courteous. It's their job. But also, the day I stop opening my own door is the day I become a big old bitch.
Here we go.
That's a big cup.
Sorry, Mike. And here's the iconic sound. You guys know it. This special Terramana toast goes out to Passion. Congratulations on your show. Very proud of you. Very proud of all you boys. And to all of you, love you guys. Thank you for the support. Keep kicking ass. Cheers. In my world, when I sit down and we're talking about movies and all this other shit, it's never this. It's never this, back with the boys, and you. So I appreciate it, and this one's to you. Thank you, boys.
To you, pal. Cheers.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a 5-minute break here.
Oh, hold on, one more. If you smell.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Sport! Hello, beautiful people. It is great to have you back here at our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Trenches Wednesday, December 27th, 2023. Hour 2 of the program starts now. Football is what we talk about. There's a lot of stuff going on right now, okay? This is an action-packed Wednesday. We had a lucky, incredibly fortunate opportunity to chat with Paul Biznasty, obviously hockey star, famous for his punditry and hilarity for the last hour. A lot has happened while we were chatting with him. The Toxic Table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys Tone Diggs is here. 12-year NFL vet, Super Bowl champ, super skinny guy, in the trenches host, AQ Shipley is here. 9-year NFL vet, Darius J. Butler is here, like he has been Monday through Wednesday for the entire season. You've been crushing it, D-Boy. You've been crushing it. Joining us now live from Connecticut, Ohio, is a man who's a college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion, a Ryder Cup winner, a father of 10, a COVID survivor, the president of Ohio. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk. AJ, great to see you, pal.
Great to be here. We need to get some of that Russian gas that Biz was talking about, no question.
Yeah, it sounds like they're smoking Toradol plus adding a little Adderall in there with maybe some of that pill that what's-his-face was taking in
Deer antler?
No.
Viagra? Nugenics?
No.
Limitless?
Limitless pill. Feels like there's a little Limitless pill in there as well. As soon as he was describing it, he's like, oh, it gives me a nap too. I take a nap, and then I love nap. And then I wake up, and I'm just better than ever before. We love it. You're right, AJ. We'll keep our eyes peeled for the Russian gas that makes us superhumans. Speaking of superhumans, allegedly a human decided that he was super and elected himself team captain for the Green Bay Packers this past weekend. So Jair Alexander, it came out, was not one of the announced captains for the Green Bay Packers this past weekend. But whenever the coin toss took place, there was 4 players out there, even though 3 had been announced. Jair Alexander was added. He added himself, is what we found out. Now today, and he called it and spoke. So now today, it has come out. He's been suspended for Sunday Night Football's game against the Minnesota Vikings. Well, a game in which they have to win. And if they win out, the ESPN analytics are giving them a what percent chance?
96, I believe.
A 96% chance of making the playoffs. The Green Bay Packers still in contention, very much so in this first year with Jordan Love. And Jair Alexander has been suspended for a massive game against the Minnesota Vikings because Brian Gutekunst said what happened before the game. Now, for those that didn't, the decision to suspend a player is never easy and not one we take lightly. Unfortunately, Jair's actions prior to the game in Carolina led us to take this step, said Gutekunst. As an organization, we have an expectation that everyone puts the team first. While we are disappointed, we had a good conversation with Jair this morning and fully expect him to learn from this as we move forward together. We look forward to welcoming him back next week as a valued member of this team and will continue to be in the future. Okay? So that's a big deal. That's a big suspension, obviously. We got a chance to hear what Jair Alexander said immediately after the game about not actually being captain and just kind of electing himself captain of the team and deciding to speak. Here's from Matt Schneidman's Twitter account about Jair on the incident immediately after the game.
Supposed to be a captain because the team announces the 3 game captains and you were the 4th and you called the toss. What happened there?
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's only suiting, I don't think Coach knew I was from Charlotte,
So you just did that on your own?
It was like the guys backed me up.
This is real.
They knew I was from here.
Did you realize you almost made a big mistake on the call, though?
What'd I do?
Well, you said we want to go on defense.
Yeah.
Which, in theory, they could have said, then you're electing to kick off, which you would have lost the opportunity then to receive in the second half.
Yeah, no, I told them that. I said I want our defense to be out there, and they all looked at me like I was crazy. I'm like, it's pretty simple what I said. Like, I want the defense to be out there. They like, you mean defer? I'm like, yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Did he say that to you?
Yeah, he did.
The mic was on.
Oh, what? Yeah,
he heard you.
Oh, really? No, he was just like, defer? I was like, yeah. Everybody was like, yeah. Like, everybody was laughing. I'm like, what y'all laughing at? Like, it's pretty obvious what I'm asking for.
So did anyone say anything to you when you got back to the sideline?
Why would they?
That's not a movie.
No.
AJ, that was real life. Sunglasses on,
Sweet.
Let me get out of here. There is some verbiage at a coin toss. Any of us that have gone out there, it's like, can't say this, have to say this. Because if you say this, like he said, there is an opportunity for you not to have the ball either half. Because if you defer your option into the second half, then you're getting the ball in the second half pretty much. It's a technicality, but it is something that actually takes place out there.
Figure out who's talking. Hey, Pat, you got it? You talking? I'm talking, so you figure that out.
Boom. Coach says, hey, this is what we're thinking. Normally Vinatieri, but I happen to be sitting there, so I guess they just asked us in general. But, there's a lot of people taking into consideration, hey, which way do we want to go? If we don't have this is what we want to do. Hey, we're taking the ball if we get a chance. We're setting a tone. There's a full conversation that takes place amongst those captains and the coach and everybody. And
the ref saved him, though. The ref saved him. Yes. He could have screwed him. If you don't say you could be kicking both times. So I give the ref credit, I guess, for saving him.
Yeah, shout out to the ref being a human, which is what we were looking for. Bill Vinovich with the safety thing. Be a human here. We all agree. So I appreciate that. Everybody knew what I was saying, with the sunglasses on. Yeah. And now Gutekunst watched that video and was just like, are you? This guy. He just elected himself. We didn't know he's from Charlotte. So he said, yeah, we're playing here. I need to be the captain. I'm going out there. The guy's backed me. He said the guy's backed me. The guy's backed me. They thought it was. This is an entertaining human being, Jair Alexander.
Love him.
Has been throughout the entirety. What a move by him. And now, Sunday Night Football, you're out without one of your best players and a guy who can elect himself captain. And the boys are like, yeah, you can do that. He's a big part of that locker room, I feel like, his personality. We'll see him next week, although we need to win both games. Ty Schmidt, you're an owner of that team. You got guys just electing themselves to be a captain out of nowhere right before the game and then almost mess it up. What the hell's going on in Green Bay, pal?
Just a nightmare. It seems like wacky shit happens every week that kind of just leaves you wondering what the hell's going on. And then, the basically if the Packers win out and the Steelers beat the Seahawks, the Packers will be the 6th seed in the NFC playoff picture. And now you got to go play the Vikings.
Nick Mullins trying for back-to-back 300-yard games.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson is back. He's healthy.
Sorry.
And now we're going to have to start, 2 7th-round rookies at cornerback as opposed to, your all-pro guy who you paid a bunch of money to. So, yeah, this is just...
Elected himself.
Oh, man.
I've never heard
nightmare.
this before. This is out of a movie. Joining us now is another man who's out of a movie because he's such a good human.
Yep.
Such a good football player.
Wide Hancock.
This guy is special.
Yeah, he is.
This guy's remarkable. He's joined us every single week, and it has been some of the greatest conversation we've had all year. Ladies and gentlemen, the owner of the Burnley Football Club, J.J. Watt.
Yeah,
Hey.
Another backdrop.
How we doing?
Another backdrop. Where are we now? Wisconsin ball I see right there. Are we back at home right now? Are we in the home bedroom here? What's going on?
No, we are at the gym. I'm at Next Level. It's a long story, but I was supposed to be at my parents' house doing this. I'm staying at my brother's house, was going to go to my parents' house after the workout, scheduled an Uber to take me there, but I scheduled the Uber to the wrong location.
Oh.
So I'm doing it from the gym. So we are at the gym. This is Brad, my trainer's office.
Is this the place where you were squatting, having mail delivered to the neighbor's house for the free agency? Is this where you are right now?
Yes, this is my home gym. I've been working out with Brad since I was 15 years old.
Hell yeah, Brad. What a monster he created. Did Brad ever tell you about, like, hey, before a game, you don't just elect yourself captain, walk out there, and then actually be the one speaking? Because the away team, got to call it.
Yep.
There's a lot, and then just because amongst the
fill me in, because I missed this. I need to hear exactly what happened here because let me hear it.
So Jair Alexander suspended for Sunday Night Football against the Minnesota Vikings. Gutekunst came out and said, like, this is not a normal thing we've ever had to do, but what happened before the game was obnoxious.
Can't have it.
Pretty much what he said.
Yeah.
We heard Jair Alexander just now speak about it after the game, not knowing that it was mic'd up and everybody heard exactly what happened out there. But he said, Coach, forgot I'm from Charlotte. The boys backed me up. I went out there. Because even amongst the 4 that normally go out, there's a discussion on who's talking, to Darius's point. So he elected himself captain and then also decided, I'm going to talk. I'm going to be the one talking to. And then he almost messed it up, because you got to do the defer thing as opposed to the defense thing. And he did it all. And then afterwards, he had sunglasses on, describing it, saying, what are we talking about? What are we doing? The video. So that's where we are right now. Have you ever, it's not a movie. This is real life right now for the Green Bay Packers, who are still very much in playoff conversation.
Very much.
Very much. Have you ever heard about this? Did Brad ever tell you? No, me neither, dude. This is a movie.
This is great. I have so much. It's so outlandish that I have respect for it. I mean, that is a big baller move. That's an alpha. He's like, hey, I got this. The whole thing. Yeah, I'm not even supposed to be out there. I'm going to go out there. Hey, call it. No problem. That's me. And once we decide, guys, guess who? Me again.
That is awesome, isn't it? Did he no helmet?
Awesome.
Definitely no helmet.
Might have the shades on. How do we know?
No helmet.
You do feel a little different when you're playing in your home. You got that home air, home state, whatever. So maybe you just feel himself like, you know what? Yeah. I'm Jair.
Every week he picks people from the city in which we play to be captains. Here we are in my city. He must have forgotten. That's what he said. He actually said, I think Coach just forgot him from Charlotte. The boys backed me up, he said. The boys were like, yeah, Jair, you are.
Like, did he go around asking people? Like, who's he like, hey, should I do it? Should I go out there?
I think he's talking about the boys that were next to. I think he showed up and was like, right?
Only fitting.
That's what I thought.
And he walks out there.
I mean, having gone out for a lot of coin tosses, I'm just trying to picture somebody walking up next to me, and I'm going to go out there, and I'm like, wait, you're not normally here. Like, what?
So hold on.
And then I start taking a couple steps, and then he starts taking a couple. I'm like, wait a second. So you're going to come. And then all right, whatever, fine.
He's calling it. He's calling it.
And then they goes, heads or tails, and I start to say tails, and the guy next to me goes, whoa, hey.
Heads.
What the hell?
Please. Then he wins it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he's like,
What I say. Put the defense out there, he said.
Jair, thank you, man.
Love you, Jair.
Thank you.
Suspension seems doesn't the suspension seem like a lot, though?
Yes.
I think so.
Full game check, too?
It's too
Kidding
much.
me?
It's too much. There's too much on the line.
There's more going on there. There's more going on.
Is he
there's
far?
No way that's the only.
Is he far side of ref, too? Is he? Because normally, the one speaking is closest to the ref. Is the ref's got to be on the left side here, right? Ref's got to be here.
Has to be, but I agree with you. It does kind of look far side because the kid is generally by the referee.
Bro, he's speaking across everybody. Oh,
There's no way. There's no way he's going across. He's gonna lean in.
He said everybody was laughing, so everyone definitely heard him.
Green Bay it's a young team. So to JJ's point, if it's JJ, it's probably a different conversation, or AJ up there or somebody. But you got young guys up there.
Who is he standing next to there?
Quay Walker, and then
he's young. He's his second year.
Second year, yeah.
Good call, D-Butt. That's a good. Wilson?
They don't know. They get named.
Good call.
There's captains every game, so they don't really know. They could think like, yeah, Jair's from here. I'm sure coach told him to come out, right?
Surprise cap. Congrats, dude. Yeah, it's cool. Quite an honor. Oh, you're talking? Okay. All right. Yeah. From here. Everybody, the boys agree. The boys.
A lot of teams do new captains every game.
Yeah, that's some places.
Yeah, I guess. Now that I'm thinking,
Playing
I have
like
been
a
on a
former
team that did
team.
that.
Yeah, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, because there will be there normally is the 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then like that fourth one rotating. You've seen like 6, 7 people walk out before. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, you just put out the whole side of a ball? Okay.
I always think it's ridiculous at the beginning of the year when teams announce their captains. I've been on a team where you have like 9 captains or 10, and obviously you only send 3 or 4 out for the coin toss. But like you got 11 C's out there. And I'm like, all right, at some point we are diminishing every single thing that matters with this denomination.
If we have 11 quarterbacks, we have no quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
That is kind of the issue we got here. Let's talk about absolute stallion of a brother that you have. Captain Jair Alexander, once again, thank you.
Yeah, keep going, Jair.
Thank you, Jair. We hope you have a...
Do it again. As soon as you get back from suspension, do it again.
What if
Just
they
show
give him...
boss.
What if on the way back, they're like, you know what? Jair has earned this. We didn't know how bad he wanted it.
Yeah.
But he is our alternate captain.
1 for 1.
Guy can call it a coin toss. Do we want it or do we not? Well, he wants his defense out there. Well, let's just muzzle him after that whole thing.
Yeah.
What if the next captains text him before the game? What would you call? And what if Jair screenshots that and then post it while he's at home?
You guys probably aren't allowed to have cell phones on the field for the coin toss, right? You just FaceTime Jair on.
Yeah, they should bring him in there. I hope he plays for 30 years so we can continue to see stuff like this. That is phenomenal. Happy he's not on my team, but excited that it's taking place. Let's talk about your brother. Hey, more stats are coming out about TJ Watt, and obviously the Defensive Player of the Year conversation is ramping up, and there's a lot of great football players this year on the defense side of the ball. Your brother's leading everybody in everything. Did you know this? Did you know that your brother has like not only the most sacks, the most tackles, the most this, the most that, tackles for loss, this whole thing? I mean, he's leading the NFL and everything, but he is not a very big topic of conversation, Defensive Player of the Year-wise, except for when you're talking about it on this particular program. Why is that? Is that because the Steelers' story this year has been how bad their offense has been, even though they woke up? Or do you think it's because he came out and said, the NFL is something against me, and they've been throttling the convo about your brother? What do you think it is, JJ?
I don't know. I truly don't know. And it does baffle me because, he literally is winning every single category you can possibly win. He's on one of the most storied franchises in NFL history with one of the largest fan bases. Every other person in the conversation has less. It's just a fact. I mean, I'm so baffled and confused by it all, but that's okay. I just keep plugging, keep doing
what is it? They say, his haters say, yeah, he sacks, but that's... he just gets sacks. He doesn't intrude. Is that what the haters say?
But does it have anything like? I feel like recently with Defensive Player of the Year, it's like, oh yeah, they've had a great year, but this guy hasn't got one yet. Like,
yeah, no, we get bored with greatness. It's annoying. Like we get bored with greatness in this world. We see somebody be great so much, we're like, okay, yeah, obviously he's going to be great, but this guy just started to be really great. Or look, this guy did like. Almost did it.
500.
Very proud.
500. You owe.
But I'm so sick of it because the guy's dominating. He's about to lead the NFL in sacks in the 3 of the last 4 years. He's every single category. You want to go TFLs? Guess what? Leading. You want to go regular tackles? Guess what? Leading. You want to go sacks? Leading. You want to go from his position, interceptions? Like, just miss me with all the bullshit, man.
JJ, I like that. You going back for your brother. A lot of people do. It was good fire out of you in that gym with Brad's gym. You know what I mean? It was good fire. It was like you're 17 years old. Mm-hmm. You know that kid that
built by Brad. He's trained here too since he was 15. I mean, this gym has built some good athletes now.
Yeah, haven't updated the cabinetry. No, old school.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'll take you out there. I'll take you out there at the end of the show, show you around the gym.
Oh,
It's
get a
hell of
tour?
gym.
Yes.
It's a hell of a gym.
Go ahead, AJ.
Hey, how difficult is it now, though? You know, your brother, the numbers that he is putting up, obviously it's crazy, but the fact that he's able to do it in this era too, where you can't really hit a quarterback, you can't land on him, you can't, like a lot of your great plays, like not a lot, but some of them will get taken away with these weird penalties and stuff because we're protecting guys. So I think it's even more impressive when you can rack these kind of numbers up. But for you as a pass rusher, what was that like knowing? Could you actually think of that? Oh, I can't land on this guy. I got to brace myself. I got to do all of this. How do you adjust in game like that?
Yeah, it's actually a conversation I've had with him because I think that there's times where quarterback hits get left on the table because it's a very delicate game on how and when you can hit a quarterback. But it's an art. It's a skill. You literally can, within the rules, do it properly. You have to understand that you have that 1.5 steps after the ball is gone. And if you hit him, there's 2 different ways you can hit him. One, you can hit him like with the shoulder and it just looks really badly. Or you can go to wrap him up, tackle him, fall off him, and let him go to the ground. And the argument that I always use, which works 100% of the time because it's true, is what if he pump faked? So anytime I was talking to a ref and they were like, ooh, man, you hit him a little late. And I just hit him with well, I thought it was a pump fake. I thought that he was holding on to the ball because I've actually done that early in my career, quarterback pump fake. So I pulled off and I didn't get the sack. And so now I always tackle, but you have to look like you think he has the ball. All these guys, there was one, I think it was Micah in a game this weekend. He dropped a shoulder into the quarterback. Like, you're going to get called for that. They know that you're not intending to tackle him. You have to at least make it look like you think he has the ball. And then you have to make it look like you're trying to get off him. You don't want to land on him. You have to really play it up a little bit. It's a skill.
Yeah, you got to work on it actually in the offseason. Sounds like it's worth it because there's been players that have lost a lot of money because of these fines, but also a lot of stats that could change the trajectory of their entire career. How about Christian Wilkins?
Yeah.
Christian Wilkins the other night shows up to Dak, backed up, big time, massive play. Ball gets out, but he's there, and then he literally goes both hands out like this. Now he lands directly on top of him, which is probably something he worked on, by the way, which is another thing he probably worked on, but his head was getting pulled, obviously, is what people say. But, like, they called that, and it was like, what is he – I think even Rich Eisen, who was the first employee ever of NFL Network, was like, what is he supposed to do? What is this guy – because that's real late, real close.
That's crazy.
That is physically impossible to do anything better. I mean, you physically can't. He is a 300-pound man going down to the ground with gravity, and they say, well, take your body weight off him. And you're like,
but his head is getting...
what capacity? Yes.
Yeah.
Have you ever played a sport in your life? Have you ever done anything athletic in your life?
Oh, don't ask those questions.
Look at that. And his hands are out. He's literally showing. And Dak pulled his helmet down on top of him.
Smart.
And then he looks at the ref like, what's going on? But smart by Dak. Yeah. I give Dak all the credit. He's very smart.
Yeah, that is a good play. That's like in basketball when you go up through a guy's arm.
Yeah. Genius.
Look at these quarterbacks drawing up ways to draw more fouls. Good. Hey, I guess that's smart stuff, but on defensive side, it's continuing to be a nightmare. I want to talk about quarterbacks real quick. Russell Wilson essentially getting benched, okay? Now, the conversation revolves around a $37 million guarantee that is in for next year, but if he was to suffer a catastrophic injury before March, which is when it gets locked in, that would then be guaranteed from the Denver Broncos to Russell Wilson. This is very similar to the situation with Derek Carr when he was told he's not allowed back in the building pretty much with the Raiders because they didn't want $24 million guarantee come in if a catastrophic injury was to take place. So this means that the Denver Broncos are seemingly moving on from Russell Wilson after this year and everything like that. But whenever it comes to these types of clauses and money things that are making the decisions, how do you feel about that? And what do you think happens with Russell Wilson now that he's going to be a free agent?
Yeah, they're going to cut him and deal with the dead cap?
Is that what's going to happen with Russell Wilson? How do you feel about the whole situation that's brewing right now as we speak, JJ?
I mean, it certainly seems obviously that it's heading towards a parting of ways, which from the Broncos standpoint is basically they're saying, yes, we're going to take a big hit right now, but we're ready to move on to the next phase of our organizational history and see who our next quarterback's going to be and how we're going to build that. But from a player standpoint, I mean, I always have a hard time feeling bad for anybody when you're getting a $37, $39 million check on the way out the door, you know? Like, that's like that Ed Ogeron clip where he's like, yeah, just tell me which door you want me to leave and what time you want me out of here, because no problem. Like, I always think, like, yes, I do feel bad that a guy is, getting benched and he's getting cut. But I mean, $39 million to walk out the door.
I don't think he gets it
pretty quickly.
He would only get that money if he was to suffer a catastrophic injury.
No, But he still gets the rest of his guarantee, correct?
He had a lot.
He still gets
guarantee, yeah.
He still gets the rest of his money. It's not like he's not getting any more dollars moving forward.
Oh,
He
yeah,
still has a
because
guarantee
so
left.
the injury guarantee is something, and then the guarantee is something. Remember, it's always two numbers. So $37 million would be added for the injury guarantee if he was to get injured before March of next year. But all of his other guarantees, yes, that will also hit into the dead cap and everything for however many more years coming.
And this is the argument, obviously, for that football players always have. You know, in the locker rooms, we always talk about we see baseball contracts, we see basketball contracts 100% fully guaranteed no matter what. And ours are obviously not. So when people see these big numbers in the paper, they're like, oh, wow, this guy just signed a $300 million contract. And they're like, this guarantee, that guarantee. Well, injury guarantees aren't real guarantees. We all know, like, there's a real number that you actually are guaranteed. And it's generally much, much smaller. Still a beautiful number, but much, much smaller than the public thinks. And then we all look at those baseball and basketball contracts and we're like,
you don't have to cure COVID to get that? Because in our contract, we got to win 7 Super Bowls straight for me to get that extra $75 million. Is that what Shohei has to do? No, actually, he's deferring it so he doesn't even have to pay tax for the next 20 years on this entire thing. It's like, yeah, all of it's coming, though, at some point. It's like, Bobby
those ones blow
Bonilla.
my mind, man.
Bobby
10, 12
Bonilla.
year contract. Oh, Bobby Bonilla's still making it. I think Ken Griffey's still getting paid a bunch of money.
As he should.
Like, beautiful. Great for them. I've always wondered in baseball, like, 12-year contract. I don't know where I'm going to be. Like, you have no clue if a guy's going to be good in 12 years. What are we doing? Like, good for them, though. Good for baseball
Hockey
players.
does 9 years, I think, is the longest. You're not allowed to do 10 years. Is that right?
8.
8 years is the longest. But normally all the people that get drafted to teams, it's like they're locked in immediately almost. 8 years, here we go. Their free agency, not great. Hockey.
Their first deals that long?
First big one, pretty much, yeah. Like, as soon as Sid got to he was locked. We were going to have him. Ovi, as soon as he gets to the Capitals, he's going to be there for a long time. Gino, whenever he gets from Russia, smuggled out of Russia.
Yep.
They had to smuggle him out of Russia, get his family separated from him, smuggle them out of Russia.
Wow.
Yeah, because they didn't want him to leave the KHL, which we just learned about. And then he comes over to Pittsburgh. It's like, yeah, we're going to have this guy for the next 20 years. Like, it's pretty much, that's how hockey kind of works. All guaranteed, though. All guaranteed over there as well.
I just found a
When I was
tons of.
Go ahead, JJ.
When I was in high school, I was a pitcher in baseball. And my sophomore year, I basically had to decide, am I going to play football or am I going to play baseball? Because you can't work out when you're pitching. And, I mean, this is stupid. I don't know why I was this ignorant and dumb thinking, but I guess maybe it's part of the reason I made it. But I was like, you know what? In baseball, you got to go through the minor leagues, then you got to go through arbitration, then you get to your big contract. Football, you just go college and then you go pro. It's right away. And I was a sophomore in high school, like looking at the contract situations, like I don't want to go through all that stuff with baseball. Like I was actually going to make it. Like a moron.
Well, JJ, there's a chance.
Yeah.
There's a chance you would have made it. You need to now, like
I
swimming.
was looking at football players and I looked at Tyson Jackson out of LSU. And I was like, because I was starting to transition to defensive end, and I started to look and I said, okay, he was the 3rd pick in the draft. This is how tall he was. This is how big he was. This is how much he lifted. This was the speed at the combine. And I literally looked at his stats as a sophomore in high school and said, okay, what do I got to do to get to those numbers?
Hell yeah.
And that's how I built it. So Tyson Jackson, I appreciate the motivation.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, set a goal, make a plan, execute plan. Put that on repeat. That
Simple.
That is as basic as it possibly could be. Here's goal. Well, how the hell do we do it? Let's execute how the hell to do it. And then once we get there, sweet. Let's get that next one set up, and then let's just keep doing that. They're diving into the Russell Wilson contract right now. A little bit more Spotrac is. A pre-March 17th release for Russell Wilson would mean $85 million of dead cap, $39 million of it cash in 2024. Whoa. Designating him a post-June 1st release would mean a $35.4 million hit in 2024, $39 million cash, and a $49.6 million dead cap hit in 2025. I assume they're just going to want to do one. You know, as opposed to dealing with this
I get it.
through 2 in this entire thing. What a wild turn of events.
Unprecedented.
Yeah, right there at the bottom. Unprecedented release. Yeah, nobody does this with Mr. Unlimited. Now, JJ, I don't know if you know this, as we were talking about this earlier, AQ saying, hey, Russ playing good football right now, too.
I think he's playing great. Like, I mean, you watched this last week's game. Even in the fourth quarter, him being able, I mean, he threw for over 100 and something yards in the fourth, brought him back, makes a great play on the 2-point conversion rolling. I mean, he's playing good football.
A lot of teams want a quarterback this offseason.
Russ, Sean Payton never wanted Russ Wilson as his quarterback.
What are you talking about?
Well, he came in and then he started talking about this offseason about how, Russ is what Russ did here before with his team and his own office, blah, blah, blah. That's never going to work. And it felt like the whole time there was always little shots here and there at Russ. And then
brought in Stidham.
Yeah, and then he yelled at him on the sideline the other day. And so,
wow.
I mean, I think the new ownership, obviously having the unbelievably deep pockets that they have is a luxury to have in this situation, because any team that gave up what they gave up to get Russ, and also the contract that they have him on and the numbers that you have to give up in cap space and everything, like a lot of teams, that is a tough number to take. But I mean, you got the Walton family on your side. You can kind of make some decisions in a different way.
I would say wealthiest owner in all of sports is out there in Denver, and we assumed that every coach would want to get there because there's no salary cap on coaches, so you could pay them whatever the hell you want. So if the Walmart family wanted the best coach who was available, they were going to get him because they were going to be able to pay more, and also to the assistant coaches, which is quite a weapon to have, to your point of this entire thing. But I think
but what's their plan then?
Yeah. So hold on, though. So
Russ is out.
Hold on, though. So Sean Payton, whenever he came on the show, Sean Payton said, we asked, I think, about quarterback being one of the reasons why you want to go to a place, and he said all he cared about was alignment between the coach, GM, and ownership. That's all he cared about. So that would mean when Sean Payton was interviewing for this, he said, we'll try Russ, right, for 1 year, and then they all had to agree, if it doesn't work out, you can move on, because that's a massive investment in Russ for 1 year for it not to work.
He was calling plays, honestly, this year. He was calling plays like he had an undrafted free agent playing quarterback. Like, it was so predictable. Anybody that played any level of defense, if you're watching it, first down, they're going to do a wide motion, do some downhill run. It's going to be second and long, and then Russ got to make some – you got to pull something out of his ass and make something happen. Like, I don't understand the offense. I know it's not surrounded by great talent, but they invest in the offensive line, got decent receivers. Sutton is a decent receiver when he's healthy. Judy's okay. Mims. But, I mean.
That wasn't much different than what they did in New Orleans, though. It wasn't. Like, they ran that same style. It was old school fullback, downhill, and then some play action, and Breeze just hit down the seam.
It was more seam, more intermediate pass, and more even like screen game, like more creative screen game. Like, it was not, especially on early downs, first, second downs with Sean Payton. So, I mean, I don't get it. Maybe he sees him in practice every day, so maybe he didn't trust him.
This guy stinks. Can't do it.
Maybe he didn't trust him, but it's tough.
To your point, JJ, it's like, what do they do? They draft a guy? I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, what are you going to do? Are you going to spend a whole bunch of capital to move up in the draft and pick one of these top guys, or are you going to go out and try and just blow somebody out of the water with a trade offer to get somebody? I mean, it's not like quarterbacks are just sitting out there ready to be picked in free agency. Like, teams don't give up good quarterbacks. So I'm very interested. There has to be a plan in place for them to move on so quickly. Because like you guys are saying, it's not like you could say Russ isn't playing up to the level of the contract that he's got, but can you say he's playing badly? Like, I don't know if you can truly say he's playing bad enough that you know somebody better. Who's better right now that you're going to get? Is it somebody in the draft, or is it somebody?
I don't know. Joe Flacco was on Cox just a few weeks ago.
Jacoby Brissett.
Sure.
Jacoby Brissett gets like a half a quarter.
They're trying to get Kirk out there.
Kirk Cousins? Oh, maybe Sean Payton's like, everybody's saying Drew Brees. It's like Kirk would be a Drew Brees.
What about Drew Lock? What if he saw that primetime game? He's like, give me that backpack, kid. I like
straight back. That would be the ultimate just roundabout. I mean, speak about Flacco, though. Like, what the hell were we doing in the NFL? That this guy was just sitting on his couch, ready to roll, and literally has a chance to potentially take a team to the damn Super Bowl. We don't know. Like, this is impressive. And this guy was just sitting on the couch, and all these teams,
play of the game.
Oh, we don't have anybody at quarterback. We don't know what to do. Like, the guy is playing incredible
They were
ball.
calling teams, JJ. Him and his agent were calling teams that needed a quarterback. And we're like, hey, Joe Flacco still wants to play. Yeah, we'll get back to you. Isn't that crazy, JJ?
It is crazy. It is crazy. And it's also crazy that, like, he had the chance to do this other places and didn't necessarily shine, which kind of goes back to the player versus coaching. Like, who's at fault? What's at fault? But Joe Flacco clearly still doing it, clearly having a blast doing it. And he has the Cleveland Browns as a legitimate contender. And it's a lot of fun to watch. And he seems to be taking it all in stride perfectly. You know, when he answers the question, should I be the comeback player of the year? And he says, no, I would. Coming back from what? Delivering my kids to school? Like, I think that's the coolest attitude ever, and he's just having a blast with it. So good for him, man.
Yeah, he might earn himself like $50 million. 2 years, $50 million deal. 2 years, $45 million deal somewhere. Maybe the Denver Broncos.
Why not?
Yeah, who have a lot of dead cap now that they're moving on. D-Bot has a question for you, JJ.
Yeah, somebody else that was kind of available, not available as long as Joe, but your former teammate, Jadeveon Clowney, you know, always been a somewhat of a game record, never really had the numbers, especially been that number 1 overall pick. People from the outside looking in maybe think he underachieved somewhat in his career at this point, but he's having an unbelievable year. So is that defense in Baltimore, first in takeaways, first in sacks, first in scoring. What's your thoughts on your old teammate Clowney and the rest of that defense over in Baltimore?
He's crushing it, man. He's crushing it. I'm so happy for him. You know, I think he's had such unbelievably high expectations since his days in college and since that hit against Michigan. I mean, that hit is one of the coolest highlights in the history of football. So when you have that out there, it then becomes the expectation level is that you are going to be some godlike player at every level. And the reality of the NFL is it's a difficult league. And he's been a good player for a long time. But it is really cool to see him this year kind of putting the entire package together, having a lot of fun doing it, being disruptive, getting the sacks that people expect him to get. He's there with Anthony Weaver, who was my D-line coach in Houston, who was JD's coach in Houston, who's doing an unbelievable job with with Baltimore in that front and getting the sacks. I mean, those guys are eating people alive out there, and they're a dog. I mean, that team is an absolute dog. And talk about quarterback sitting on the couch. He wasn't sitting on the couch, but he was available. Yeah. And Lamar, everybody this offseason came out of their way to say, we don't want him. Nope, we're not interested. We don't want him.
JJ!
If your GM said that, fire him.
JJ.
What? I'm right here.
Chris Ballard didn't say that, but, like, we certainly had question marks at the quarterback position. And as we were covering it every single day, we were covering Lamar Watch every single day. We had the number 4 overall pick, too. Yeah. I mean, we had some potential tasty move makers. And if you get this guy with Shane Steichen, could you imagine?
Oh, my God.
Not that Monken, like, they're doing a great job, obviously. But, like, I'm the Indianapolis Colts fan here that's on a microphone. And knowing that this was a potential possibility, you had to make a trade, you had to make a play, you would have had to do something. But it's like Lamar got a deal done. He was representing himself. Allegedly, that was something that scared a lot of teams. They're like, well, can he get a deal done? Lamar's representing himself. He's like, he was able to. Okay, so the Ravens were able to. You can't? Is that you're not able to do? It's like, what in the hell?
That's my problem with this. I'm not saying that somebody could have gotten a deal done. I'm not saying that. My problem with it is people coming out publicly saying we're not interested. Like, I don't care. Yes, you can try and fail. But to come out so publicly and say we are not interested in Lamar Jackson, Lamar, former MVP, currently playing like an MVP again, like you are a moron if you're not at least sniffing around.
Odds-on favorite for the MVP right now. Still, after getting the biggest bank in NFL history, you know, it's like I think it's because he doesn't have an agent, and I don't want to say that is the reason for everything, but I think that was certainly a part of it. Where whenever you're cutting out, you know, people's businesses.
Yes.
And those people happen to know a lot of insiders and GMs, and they do a lot of business with a lot of businesses. There's a chance that there is a little bit of a fear like, well, if he gets a deal done, are other people going to see this as the new avenue to do this? And I'm not saying it will be. Lamar has a special talent to get deals done. He is a businessman. I think we've seen that. He has displayed that. Congrats to him getting a deal done alongside of his mom. That's unprecedented deal was made in an unprecedented way. So I think there's a chance that there was a little bit of like gaslighting.
Kind of like Deshaun's fully guaranteed deal when everybody didn't like that. Like when they don't like something, it generally creates a little hesitation to do it again. I mean, I love it.
You talk about like having no agent at all and then having no suits to report to. You know, people could potentially not like that.
Yeah. Too bad if a player does it for himself and can figure it out by himself and can make all that extra money himself. Like, yeah.
And do it better than they've been doing it. That's a pretty cool thing.
Pretty sweet.
And go out and win MVP. Like, I mean.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. Hey, congrats to Lamar, dude.
There you go, Lamar.
Yeah.
Changing the
and
entire
then call
game.
out the media. I love that, too. Like, media said he was going to get crushed. He said, hey, no, you don't play. Guess what? I did it. You suck. Like,
Hey, Mike Flores ain't putting the pads on.
No, yeah.
Okay, if he was putting the pads on, then he could talk maybe the way he was talking. I don't think he would be. As he was fixing his headband with the do-rag on underneath, I don't think he'd be talking that way. That was like one of the coldest answers of all time. And it's like the stats for Lamar this season versus MVP season are not the same, but they've been the most dominant team, and he's obviously the driver of that entire offensive squad. It's like the MVP conversation. I don't know if you heard Aaron talking about it the other day, with the CMC, Tyreek Hill quarterback award. I want the battle for you, JJ. I want the battle for you. I brought up your reference, but I do think it's real, what you said. And I think Aaron believes that maybe a skill player could get it, but he also mentioned Josh Allen. Don't look now.
Yeah.
Most touchdowns accounted for in the entire NFL. And if the Bills continue to do what they are doing right now, after Kadarius Toney, just 4 inches.
Yep. That's all.
5, 6, 7, and 8, maybe a foot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe a foot.
Maybe a foot.
Now that we're a little bit further away from it, and we're seeing the photos.
Yep.
And the entire thing, they're rolling. And maybe Josh Allen steals this. It's up in the air right now, this MVP, JJ.
It is. It is. And like I've said the whole time, and you guys have heard it, and you had the discussion yesterday, but most valuable player is about the word valuable to me. Like I do think that it should be a best player award, because I think that's a more fun, like you can debate that, like who's the best player, who's doing what they do best.
What's that?
But
why not?
If we're going with pure value, you have to say, okay, if we took this guy off of his team, what does that team look like? And I think that you take Lamar off that Ravens team, it is an entirely different team. I do agree. You take Josh Allen off that Bills team, it is an entirely different team. And I don't know if they're anywhere near as successful. I agree with CMC out there in San Francisco, and you take him out of that team, they're not anywhere near as dynamic. But I also think that team is going to be pretty dynamic. That's why I say the quarterback is the position that matters the most, because you take that guy out of it, I mean, he literally has his hands in every single play of the entire game. It has to be a quarterback.
Has to get it to the running back. Has to get it to the wide receiver. Obviously, offensive line has to block. We can do that game.
Yes.
But there's one person that has the entire program in its hands.
Yes.
Every single, which is why they get paid. Why the dead cap is like 50-some million potentially. That's how it all goes. That's a value. That's an asset. Should add best player. And it'd probably just come down to the offense player of the year, defense player of the year, but who cares? That adds extra fodder as well. You can take home 2 awards.
Yeah, also most improved is what we need to do, because the comeback player and most improved, 2 different things. We had that discussion with Geno Smith last year, winning comeback, because he didn't actually get hurt, but he won comeback player of the year, whereas a most improved player of the year, that would have been a layup to kind of solve that problem.
Let's give everybody
most improved, man. Nobody wants to win most improved.
No, but like Flacco,
that was the one.
Mostert might win that this year.
Yeah, Mostert,
Flacco.
Yeah, then those guys at least get something, because Mostert's having a hell of a year, but no one is talking about him as offensive player of the year because of Tyreek and McCaffrey.
Yeah. He's crushing.
Yeah, but I mean, most improved, that's almost like saying, hey, you sucked last year.
Yeah, but sometimes
call it the he's
you
back.
were pretty good.
Comebacks turn into.
Yeah,
that's he's back or he's here. It'll be one. Let's move along. We're not shaping the entire NFL Honors Award. I've never been invited. JJ, you go all the time in the Rick Card.
He looks really good.
Don't you? Yeah. You were a part of a sing-along there, weren't you? Was that you sing? Oh, Kirk.
Yeah.
Oh. It was Kirk Cousins.
He did a good job.
Did you ever host the Honors?
Just another white guy. Don't worry. We're very similar. No, I have not. I've not hosted, but I mean, one of the coolest moments of my life was at that when I got to present Defensive Player of the Year award to TJ. I mean, that was one of the coolest moments I've ever had. So,
I don't remember. Did you guys cry?
No, no, but it was probably as close on a stage I've ever been to crying, I would say.
That's all. You can show your emotion, especially when it.
Come on, emotional moment.
I'm talking about it's okay to be like that.
I didn't say that.
You did.
No.
Real lot.
No.
You did.
No.
I missed it. I missed it completely.
See, because I didn't say it. I called you a wuss.
That's
You
do that a lot. You
say
do that a lot
wuss.
from 2,000 miles away. We'll figure that out in February when we're together.
Go ahead.
At the Super Bowl. Can't wait for that.
Yeah, do it.
There's been a couple
I'll
players.
take you by that mullet, and I'll shove you right over the stratosphere over there in Vegas.
Go ahead. Then guess what? I get one of your Defensive Player of the Year awards.
How about it?
Boom.
Take it for everything.
That's fine. I got 3. Don't matter.
Yes, bring it.
2014, you probably would have been that best player if you had those awards. Same people that run ESPYs run the NFL Honors. So I don't know if we're ever going to be a part of it.
There you go.
Tone Diggs has a follow-up about Lamar Jackson, I believe.
Yeah, JJ. So he is 20-1 now against the NFC. He's 3-2 against the AFC North this year, 17-10 against the AFC North in his career, which is still a really, really good record against your division. But like, is that is that just not be like seeing him and knowing what his speed and how he plays is going to be like on the field when you're an NFC team and you don't play him like twice a year, and then like in the division you just kind of have an idea of what he does well? Is that why he is so good against the NFC?
Yeah, I mean, the AFC North is obviously its own animal. I mean, we all know how tough that division is and how they all play each other in such a, I mean, it's a true battle every time they play. And it is, like you said, you get more opportunities to see somebody. As a defensive coordinator, you get more opportunities to try something out, see if it works, and if it doesn't, you know, you're constantly tweaking. Whereas on that NFC side, you only see him once every now and again. So you're putting that game plan out there and you're hoping it works, but if it doesn't, you don't get to see him again for a long time. Whereas in the AFC North, you see him twice a year. So in that first game, you may have an idea where you're like, hey, what if we go man over here and, you know, we put two guys in this spot, or we run the spy, and if that doesn't work, you can tweak it for that next matchup. But I mean, we all know there's something about that AFC North where it is just a brutal, brutal battleground. And like we said, I mean, you look at the Ravens the way they're playing right now, and you look at their record, and in that first Steelers game, you're like, what happened to the Ravens offense in that game? They just didn't play up to the level that they thought. And you're like, the Steelers came out of that one with a win. Now we're going to find out again here in a week or two if that holds up, or you get another opportunity, another bite at the apple.
First year with Monken and Lamar together.
Absurd.
You know, so it's only, you would think, up and to the right.
Mm-hmm.
You would think.
And he doesn't have Mark Andrews out there right now. Like
JK.
Yeah, J.K. Dobbins at the Achilles factory out there in California with Dr. Neil Elatrell.
I have put the pads on, and I think Lamar is incredible. So I hope that holds up for something because I have put the pads on, and I also know it's unbelievably hard to tackle him. So anybody who hasn't put the pads on, newsflash, very tough to play against him.
Put it on there.
Yep. That's right.
JJ responds to Mike Flores.
Mm-hmm. Now.
That's my favorite part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Just blatantly calling him a wrong name. Walking in the tunnel. I mean, we did it to Moz, you know.
Yeah, true. Sure.
Just blatantly, as soon as you walk in, what's his name? In the tunnel. Mike Flores. And then making sure, I don't know if that video got out. There's a lot of cell phone video at the press conference. I would like to let this man know that we do not appreciate the way he was speaking. Mm-hmm. Now that they know Flores exists, welcome to the Thunderdome.
Yeah.
Flores every day. Florio is... Every day he's hearing and prognosticating about the potential of what that could potentially bring. Big brain, loves being in the mud.
Oh, yeah.
When did he turn? Because like I feel like I remember he used to be just pure like news, like rumors and news on teams and everything, and then he kind of transitioned into like predictions and things like where that used to be the place you went to like, all right, what's going on in the NFL, just transactions and everything, and now all of a sudden it seems like it's a little more like, you know, first take, a little more like some of these. Leave it to the pros. No, leave it to the pros. Leave it to the pros. I mean, we can have, I mean, it's your show, but we can have a different conversation about those types of shows. But they're very, very successful, very, very lucrative.
Well, and also there's a few people that are fantastic at it, and then there's a lot of people that are trying to be the people that are fantastic at it. And I think that became a part of the problem of what sports media became. I could be Stephen A. Smith.
Easy.
Yeah, I can put together phenomenal promos every single day for 2 hours, make them entertaining, and be a little bit of a hater, potentially, if I have to be. And the reality of the situation is there's probably only like 6 people that can really even get into that sphere. But these suits, they saw the ratings.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you just need 2 people.
Wow.
You just need 2 people to disagree. Even if they don't disagree, we got to make them disagree. This will be a debate. Yep. Let's do one of those. Let's do another one of those. Let's do another one of those. Because it's, copycat league. Mm-hmm. You know, it's copycat league. And then that became just like a decade and a half of everybody having big brains, you know. And it's like not everybody can play the hits like Skip Bayless for 30 years.
No way.
No.
You know, not everybody can do what Stephen A. does every single day. There are some that are great, though, nowadays. But not everybody. No. Sometimes you can just chat. You know, you just have a conversation.
Oh, I mean, there's stuff coming on now. You know, some of these guys, like they say one thing 1 week ago, and then this week they tweeted something that contradicted it entirely.
Well, we used to be hard against those guys as well, but now that we are in the Thunderdome every single day, it is hard not to like when you hear.
Oh, it's very hard.
When you hear something live too, it's like Russell Wilson has been benched, and it's like It's over.
Yep. Wow.
This is the worst deal of all time. Sean Payton hates him. The ownership knew this was the deal. And then it'll come out like tomorrow. It'll be like, he was actually a little bit injured. They were looking out for his future, especially after a loss on Christmas Eve. And he is very much in the plan still for the Denver Broncos. And then next year he plays very well with Sean Payton. And then they'll pull our clip. Remember what they said? And then boom. It's like, it's tough, you know. So I used to bury those people a lot more than now that we are the people that are getting buried by people for the entire thing. Sports Opinions.
I appreciate that.
And also, we appreciate Florio, dude. Florio is glued into the NFL actually 15 hours out of the day, 16 hours
He did tweet an apology. He did retract his statement.
His apology. People are not happy with his apology.
Florio should just get his own Twitter account is the issue. Florio should have his own Twitter account, not Pro Football Talk.
People say that about me, too.
I agree.
Yeah, but that's your – I think it's just articles he puts on Pro Football Talk, and then he has like a hot take when he's all boozed up on Christmas Eve.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. I agree. I used to go to Pro Football Talk for and then all of a sudden these hot takes, like a drunk dude just came in and started throwing. You're like, wait, who got control of the handle?
Well, he's got this man cave cabin.
He does.
That we've seen. And he has a good time down here. You have a couple whiskeys.
Quiet.
You know, he's a guy. He's a football guy.
Guy's guy.
But every once in a while, he will just be like, I heard from somebody that there's a chance that boom, and he whoom. He's that promo he cut against the Ravens losing to the Niners. As I was watching, I'm like, Florio, this is pretty heavy. They are going to kick the shit out of the Baltimore Ravens. I'm like, is this Florio? I didn't know that was standard Florio. Normally, the Florio angle is like a piece of information. Who's going to get buried by it? Bang. He pieces things together like that in the moment very quickly. But him cutting that promo on Lamar, it did feel like, well, this guy's talking like real shit right now.
And
yesterday, and I feel like the Ravens, I don't know why, but I feel like the Ravens are a team where you show them that video in a team meeting and they're just like, all right, there ain't no way we're losing this. Like zero chance. And I don't know why. There's some teams that you get that vibe with the Ravens. I feel like if somebody disrespects the Ravens, it is over, man.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think the reason why is because how tight of a team we've seen them be. And that goes back to like Lamar Jackson's leadership, I think. Nobody ever talks about that. He's very similar to like how LeBron leads. LeBron's still like one of the guys. Like that is how he's viewed, even though he is LeBron James. Lamar Jackson, like the way he leads, he's one of the guys, but also he's Lamar Jackson. I don't think I've heard anybody say they don't like playing with Lamar Jackson or on the team with Lamar Jackson. Everybody loves him.
Yeah, you mentioned how Harbaugh kind of put the ownership in a position where they pretty much had to pay him. You hear how his defensive guys talk about it. And then when he gets in the game, he's still like, you can tell he's an elite competitor where he's still going to get after his guys a little bit, get them going. But I love how he leads.
He's a dog, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for being in the NFL, Lamar.
Love you, Lamar.
And also, thank you, Florio.
Yeah, his response yesterday, too. I don't know if you guys saw it, but he was more so just like, you're welcome, Baltimore, for motivating you.
Yeah. Which?
Yeah.
Good way to do it.
We love.
Awesome.
Connor has a question for you, JJ.
Yeah, JJ, obviously, we all saw it this weekend. First time in 30 years, the Detroit Lions and Motor City Dahn Campbell are leaders and kings of the NFC North. Have you ever seen a turnaround like Detroit? Because it does feel as though this, at least for me, is the first time that the poopiest franchise in the NFL has completely come around and is now, one of the pillars of the NFC.
Poopy.
No, the Browns still have one.
I mean, that's an interesting way to describe it. First of all,
is it wrong? Is it wrong? Were they not the poopiest about 10 years ago when they went 0-16?
I mean, sure. I mean, coming from you, I suppose that is the proper term to use. But I will say, I think it's so cool to see what's happening in Detroit. I think that finding a head coach that fits their style and personality perfectly, having a team that they can be proud of, having been through all the extremely difficult years and still supporting that team, I really think it's a great story. I think it's a great thing for the NFL to have. I think it's a great thing for the city of Detroit. And I mean, you look at Goff. Goff literally sent out of LA and, people, okay, he's not as good. The guy's all he's done is gone there and ball. And, sometimes that gets lost in the conversation as well because of Dan Campbell, because of the grittiness of the team, because of everything that's going on and Detroit doing stuff that hasn't been done in a long time. But give all those guys credit, man. Everybody up there. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Goff, DC, Hutchinson, all those guys, man. Such a good squad. And it's going to be fun to see. I mean, that the meltdown, against the Bears a couple weeks ago, gives you a little bit of a scare going into the postseason. But you really wonder what happens when Detroit gets a playoff game and gets fired up and that stadium gets rocking. Like, what can they do?
Matthew Stafford coming back to town.
Ooh.
With the Rams. He's been dealing, too.
Oh, yeah.
Not that Jared Goff hasn't been.
Sure.
And you said the Lions were the Lions just a couple weeks ago. It's like, I think Dan Campbell, needed that. He actually said, I'm going to coach him a little bit harder this week. We're going to see where we go. They found it, It feels like we're starting.
It's cool, too, because I agree, you think in your head, okay, he's just a tough guy who instilled this confidence and, this hard-headed attitude. But that works for about half a season, maybe a full season. After that, you have to be a legitimate quality coach in this league, and he has clearly proven that he is, and that he has built a staff that can do that. So once you combine those two things, you got the right mentality and confidence, and also quality coaching, you got something special.
That was really good.
Well done.
Hell yeah.
He even had little gimmicks there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When you got this and you got this, you see circle, no edges, like a ring on your finger. It all comes back, doesn't it, JJ? Especially as the lights go out and we head off of ESPN. We'll be back tomorrow with another average show. You're the best. See you then. Nailed it.
Yep.
Way to go, JJ.
Good job, JJ.
Did you hear JJ whenever the music came on?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Finished his answer, didn't rush, though.
No, we did not.
You know what I mean? Because amateur, not so, here's the music. And then you're done. Sometimes, too, JJ hears the music and just, we got time.
Yeah, doesn't care.
This one got the answer in about 7-8 seconds. That was great. JJ, you're a professional.
Let's go, JJ.
Yeah, no, it took me far too many weeks to figure out how to handle the music playing. For the first 5 or 6 weeks of the year, I didn't even know there was music. So that was a disaster of my own.
AJ says the same thing. Sometimes you can't hear everything, right, AJ?
Yeah, I don't always hear it. I heard it today, but I don't always hear it.
Whenever I'm on the road somewhere, it's like hit or miss on whether or not I can hear anything. Sometimes the entire open, no music. And then you hear the what, you'll hear the words, but you won't hear any music. I get really confused by that. And then trying to guess the football thing. And then also there's been times where Talkback has just been going over the speakers.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Out to the crowd.
Out to the crowd.
And that guy in Bristol.
Yeah, bingo. Dan in Bristol.
Dan.
There's times I wonder if AJ hears anything at all over there. I mean, just occasionally.
I'm taking it all in.
AJ, I want to. I asked you if you wanted a question 2 times, and then dry erase board in front of me brings up a perfect thing for the conversation just to go to. You got fucked today, AJ.
Sorry, AJ. No, we're good. I did want to ask JJ quick though. Do you think how is Russell going to handle this situation? Because we see Russell kind of keep the company line, stay almost like politician-esque in his answers, always says the right thing. Do you think we're going to get a chance to see Russ just get reckless now and saw some people down?
Oh,
that'd be
that's a great question because it is something that I am very curious about myself, and I think it really is a good question because I'm curious. Clearly something hasn't lined up fully there, and he has said all the right things so far. But if they do indeed part ways, Pat, I'm learning. See, I dropped it. If they do indeed, just in case they don't. But if they do indeed part ways, does he come out and say his own, say his piece and put his, because he does want to control the narrative. He does want to have, shape everything and the Mr. Unlimited and all that stuff, which,
what's that?
That's the way he's always done it.
Why'd you bring that up?
Mr. Who?
Why'd you bring that up?
Let's ride.
There's a lot of things you could have brought up. Why'd you bring that up?
Because you guys just did the bit 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, but there's a lot of bits.
Yeah.
The Danger Witch.
Yeah.
We care a lot.
Yeah, but you didn't bring it up.
Let's ride.
You just did the
family.
No one went to his birthday party.
We care a lot.
There's a lot
He
of
got a
things.
sweet house in Denver, though. He had a
Beautiful.
sweet house that I saw.
That house was sweet.
Yeah.
Very
It's on the
nice
market
house. But I
now.
agree. I don't know. I feel like he's always tried to take the high road and do that, and I would imagine he will again. And I would imagine he puts an extremely positive spin on it and has a new opportunity, a new chance, a fresh start. And he'll say they need a fresh start too. Maybe it's best for everyone. I don't know. But I'm curious. It would be pretty awesome if he just came out guns blazing and just torched everything.
Won't they find him today? Won't he have to speak sometime this week?
Probably.
Backup quarterback have to speak? Everybody has to be in the locker room doing media, I guess, for what, 15?
They'll find him in the locker room, yeah.
When
You've been there. You can avoid it if you want.
I never spoke to the media ever.
That's about Russ, though. I mean,
not that they
they're
wanted
going to be looking. They're going to be looking around the corner for him if he is high.
Danger Witch,
And is it different now than in the offseason? I don't think he'd go scorched earth right now. I think right now he'd go.
I think they
It'd
sent
be
him
tough,
away.
though, don't you think? Like,
what's that?
Can't feel great.
What's that?
I agree. No, it's that's why I don't think he'll speak. I don't think he speaks to the media the rest of the season. That's my feeling.
Well,
if he does,
because if it just happened today, he's got his PR team and stuff has to prepare him for
Team 3 for sure. But Debo brings up a good point.
No, do they send him away like they did with Derek Carr? 'Cause I think that's what they were probably trying to
Like the
protect
island of
in that
misfit
situation.
quarterbacks?
Just
Doesn't get hurt at the facility, yeah.
Just get out of here. Get out.
Go on, get.
home.
well, I mean, they did take away all of his train. Like he had all the trainers and everybody in the building, and they took all that away. So maybe he's like, "Hey, let me go train. If you're not going to play me, at least let me go train with my guys."
The thing, see, and my guys should be the Denver Broncos, which is a lot of people have been saying since the beginning is the issue. But like with the Derek Carr situation, what were they thinking? Like he was going to hide behind the gate stand, and then when somebody comes through, jump in front, get run over by a car, and then have the catastrophic injury that you need to have to be able to lock in an injury. Were they thinking he was literally taking headers off of every staircase?
I like the way you're taking it. I like your thought process much different than mine. Yours is far more entertaining.
Well,
I mean, they just want him out of the building. Like it's hard when you got like a guy who might be better than the person that you actually are putting in, and some of the guys do really like and do want to be their quarterback, and other guys maybe don't. But like it is a locker room. It's a weird situation to walk into the locker room every day and see the guy that started for such a long time, who's getting paid a lot of money, and he is not playing, and that can cause a divide. And then if that guy behind him goes out there and stinks, you're like, well, so we're not actually. You're just telling me we're not trying to win, but yet you ask me to play hard every day.
This guy's right here. This guy.
Yeah,
this guy could do
But
it.
you want me to give me my full effort. You want me to give everything that I have every single day. But you know that this guy gives us a better chance to win, and you're still not putting him in the game. Like, that is a hard thing for somebody to come in and say, I think.
I think, like, with the Derek Carr situation, that reminds me of why people didn't want to bring Cam Newton in for a backup quarterback. Because, like, the locker room, can be divided quickly. And at that position, don't need that to take place. But you saying that's what happened with Derek Carr right now is kind of blowing my mind. I didn't even think about that. They just turned off his fob.
I was going to say, I mean,
they turned off his fob day of.
You can do that.
Boom, right into the door.
But exactly, when you, restrict the guy's access and make his key fob not work anymore, that's kind of like a big fuck you.
There's a common denominator between both of these events.
What is the denominator?
Stidham's got black magic, okay? He's got some voodoo going on with these coaches. Okay, it happened last year with Derek Carr. It happened this year with Russell Wilson.
Studham's
What the hell is Stidham doing in practice?
Bingo.
Studham is a dog.
Studham will saw your kneecap actually off in practice as a starting quarterback. That's one of the things that happens. He becomes a starting quarterback. He will take a hacksaw and saw your leg off. Catastrophic injury. It's just one of the things. Just one of the things.
2 games left in both situations, right?
Yep.
I don't get it.
Has he done that before to somebody else?
Yeah, last year.
Sean Payton must just fucking hate him. And maybe he doesn't, but it does feel like
Sean Payton must, and then maybe he doesn't.
Maybe he doesn't, but what are we talking about?
Payton's got full control too, right?
I'm with you.
That is
I'm
the
with
most. That is so much dead cap. That's not like
It's unprecedented.
We can get by. That is an absurd amount of dead cap, and Sean Payton still is
All
like.
right.
Yeah.
All right, Zito and the boys in the back are bringing up the greatest hits.
That's what I thought Tony was going to say with Derek Carr and Russ.
Yeah, you brought up Mr.
But
Unlimited.
seriously, what is the plan? Because like you got that much
Send
dead
the
cap,
devil.
now your free agency's hurt for the next year. You got like you still have to find a quarterback in this league, and as much money as you have, that the beauty of the NFL is the fact that the whole goal of the league is for everybody to be 9-8, 8-9. The parity is what makes the NFL great. So it's not like you can have $100 billion and just go out there and create some crazy super team. Like you still have to build the team properly. And if you got that much dead cap, and we all know how hard it is to find a quarterback, exactly what is the plan and exactly how long is that leash for the coach GM to figure it out?
They had to have had this conversation.
Yeah.
When
No
Sean
chance.
Payton was
Had
interviewed. You think no?
No chance. I think this is just.
No, they definitely had it.
No, there's
You're
not.
telling me-
Like we're just gonna make
They're
this move and
crazy.
figure it out. That's the way they're operating.
No, because Gannon gets hired, he has to be all in on Kyler. Remember, that was like one of the things.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sean Payton doesn't take that job, remember?
Yeah.
Was offered that job, was in the building for 11 hours walking around, doesn't take the job, but it is reported that we're building around Kyler. I believe that if that same thing happened in Denver, this would not be taking place. It'd be like, we must make this work. I think there was conversation by Sean Payton whenever he was getting the job, like, hey, if this guy doesn't work out, what do we do with how much money you're giving it to him? And then they've had to thought about the dead cap and everything.
But what's the answer? There is no
Probably a bad year.
Like to JJ's point, there is no answer.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think they probably have already committed to like, it's going to be a bad year.
But down the road, it's like we're going to figure it out. Like they don't have an answer 6 months from now. It's like, hey, do we draft someone? Do we try and get someone free? They don't know what's going to happen.
It's a lot of teams. It's really the third guy too, because it was Randy Gregory earlier, and then we had Kareem Jackson, who was supposed to be coming back from suspension, but PJ Locke was playing good in his absence. Older guy, 14-year vet, I think at this point, and now Russell Wilson. So maybe it's just Sean, just kind of turn the page, get my own guys in here.
We'll have a bad year.
But I mean, that too. What's the alternative at the most important position in sports? That's wild.
I think it's a lot easier to get Randy Gregory's replacement than a quarterback.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And Kareem
Joe
as well.
Flacco's on the couch.
Boom. Was. Yeah, maybe someone calls Big Bad Brad Johnson. Let's get Brad Johnson back in the league.
He's making basketballs and footballs into hoops from 3 miles away.
High clip.
This guy's got a 50 cal sniper from his right arm, putting balls into hoops on the internet every single day.
How's that work?
Maybe.
But again, like I also think that. No, I'm not taking it serious. Just to be honest.
You haven't seen Big Bad Brad.
Yeah, you got no idea what you're dealing with.
I don't even have a remote idea what we're talking about here. This is like Gary V. Card
Johnson.
Whoa! I got it. There he is.
Boom.
Hashtag Big Bad Brad, dude. Brad Johnson. Just one of the greatest trick shotters of all time.
Yeah, he's Tyler times 100.
Is he on the Dude Perfect team? We need to get him on.
They wish.
He's too good.
No, his shit is real.
Whoa!
Big Brad is real. No smoke and mirrors.
What?
Super Bowl champ.
Butch.
Are you talking about Tyler?
Butch.
I didn't say any names. I just said Brad shit is real. You make whatever you want to do with that. But that is a sweet hat. Is that a new color?
Oh, JJ, okay, that's your business partners. I think they took a ricochet shot there.
Speaking of,
wow, you just switched to my hat. That was the worst transition of all time.
No, I just saw it.
Trying to get deflect.
It is a good hat. But Big Bad Brad may be coming off the couch, or maybe some other quarterback just grows into a great one. Here's Big Bad Brad. This is Big Bad Brad, dude.
What age we got on Brad?
We're saying 50. I'm saying 50.
He's got a kid who's been in college for quite a few years.
Boom!
He's got the arm of a 25-year-old.
Strike! Yeah. And he's not done. He's taking the other side, too.
Rope.
If Gruden was starting
today. Oh, no.
I mean, we don't believe Photoshop's a thing, or what?
Big Bad Brad.
Photoshop.
Bingo!
There it is. Check the hat.
This is like when Brady. This is like when Brady did like the
No. You son of a bitch.
Guy's a Super Bowl winning quarterback, JJ.
That's Big Bad Brad, bro.
Come on.
Same celebration, by the way. Hat that says Big Bad Brad.
Yep.
And then fist pump underneath.
Check the hat. Check the hat. Always.
It looked like the hats were for sale if I saw at the beginning of that video.
Yeah, I hope so.
The internet is getting scary. Like I am getting scary. I have, like no idea. Like you could start really questioning what's going on. Like no idea
Big
what's
Bad
what's
Brad.
Never with Big Bad Brad.
He's the
but
only
other
one.
people.
Can we pull up Big Bad Brad's Instagram, please? He's big on TikTok. I don't even know how. I hate that today has come to this, JJ. At Brad's office, right? That's Brad's gym.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the problem? A little Brad inferiority complex?
Brad off.
Yeah, there is.
He ain't Big Bad Brad.
I love when a I'll say veteran takes over a social media. Like I think that's a great. Like I love it when they're like, all right, I can do what the young kids do. And so kudos to Big Brad. We're
talking sweat stains.
Oh yeah.
We're talking full. He's been out there.
Wait, those were sweat stains? I thought he was wearing a cutoff over a t-shirt.
No. He's working.
Cut it back. Put it back up.
There's more. We're trying to find more video. This dude doesn't just boom, pang,
Big
pow.
Bad is 55.
55 years old. And you're out here.
That's it.
You're saying he's using AI.
Come on.
He's 55.
But you see the header baskets.
He last played in 2008.
Dude, he'll spin it. Do we have it? Have we found any? I don't know how.
Pulling it up.
Hang on. That shirt was just soaked with sweat?
Yeah.
God busts his ass.
He commits himself to the game.
Grinded.
Pro Bowler. Two-time Pro Bowler.
Two-time.
Fucking right.
Sean Payton's going to call him up.
Back when the Pro Bowl was the Pro Bowl.
Exactly.
That was back in the good days.
National champion.
Quarterback challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're talking about the Pro Bowl.
Those were sweet. Quarterback challenge and like Larry Allen putting up 40 on the bench press at the Pro Bowl. That was awesome.
Do we have
I got
any?
41, I think.
Here it is. Just pull up the ones from a basketball hoop.
Yeah.
A court. When he's at a court.
Keep scrolling. It's down a little bit. I was just on his
There's
page.
one right here with the tennis. Do this tennis one here. Yeah, that one. And then the basketball one next. He did something. Yup.
Boom.
What's up? It's Big Bad Brad. How you doing? I'm a stud.
You know who I am.
Fuck off. Happy Thanksgiving. Let's remember.
I love the captions, just popping random captions up there.
That's
Happy
Big Bad Brad.
Yeah, dude, perfect. Eat your heart out.
Thanks, BBB.
Look at this. He cut a full promo before that. And then what? He's Big
Ball
Bad Brad.
plates.
Oh. He's not done. I see that other ball. Yeah, you want another
How many
one?
followers we got?
You want another
How many
one?
followers
10 million.
You want another one?
See the ball rolling too.
Pull the hat off.
Yeah. Woo! Yeah, you're saying is that fake AI? Are you kidding me? Go to that other one with the basketball. Yeah, take your bow.
Here we go.
Look at this one. He'll do spins and shit.
Windmill?
Easy behind the hoop. This is easy. Huh? You ever do one of these? Bang!
Off the heezy coming.
Remember watching Joker warming up? He can't do this. Bad spin move. Big Bad Brad. Oh, no way.
No, he did it.
No way.
No.
Real.
Tyler,
He's real.
I like it.
He'll show the misses.
He's humble. He can get better.
Yeah.
Yep.
That ball's gone.
He's
Man.
climbing
What
this
a
mountain.
sweet, what a sweet court. Look at that background.
Is he gonna
What
make
is
it
that?
over the
Those
tree?
trees are awesome.
Yeah, Big Bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey.
Where's the off the heezy one?
There's the MVP race.
Yeah.
And we're out of here.
Oh, it's
Big Bad Brad needs to be at the top.
Yeah.
Put Brad in the MVP.
Dude,
What's he doing there?
he's here. The dark one. Yeah, this one's going out.
Yeah.
We are scrolling his Instagram right now. Sorry.
This is the one.
This show has just turned into a middle school.
Middle school what? What'd you say, JJ? I'm sorry.
I said this show is just a middle school kid scrolling through TikTok, and I love it. It's
Yep,
the best.
absolutely.
This show is better than any show on television.
I don't know if that's true.
Spin move.
He's got that.
I mean,
ball
that-
down.
Wait a minute. He's not done, though. See, what? Are you not entertained?
Oh.
No way.
Not even looking.
Back by. Is this guy Red Panda?
Boom.
Is this guy catching bulls on his head on a unicycle? He's Big Bad.
Does he have like a car wash flag in his backyard?
Yep.
What is
Sure
that?
does.
Yeah.
Big Bad Brad.
Let's go.
Back by popular demand, dude. And then every once in a while, I'll get a comment on something I do on social. Yep, there it is.
Great selling.
I don't know if we're selling as many hats as Big Bad Brad there in this particular case, but like he'll put can't hide talent every once in a while. I'll put a post up there and I'll see Big Bad Brad comment. I'm like,
Hell yeah.
goddamn right, Brad.
Thank you, Brad.
You know that more than anybody.
Yep.
Before we get out of here, it's been a long one. And we thank you on this 27th from the gym.
Thanks, Jage.
You've yet to be able to come on this particular program that we have here on these Wednesdays after a Burnley win. Had a win.
Yep.
Had a win. Oh, big one. Oh, my God.
Pumped.
2-0, too. Not just one of those boring games.
No.
Domination.
2 goals. We did it. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, I can't wait to talk about Burnley. Maybe not going to the south on the maybe going north to safety. You know, like is this the way that the Burnley boys are going to go? And then just yesterday, loss. You guys stink again. You just lose to Liverpool 2-0. So you have to come on the program and you never get to celebrate. I think that hardens you a little bit. But where do we stand with the Burnley boys? Because Gumpy's saying that everybody else, what'd you say, Gumpy? Everybody around him's doing what?
Yeah, Nottingham Forest won, and so did Luton Town yesterday. It was a bad day.
And who are they? Who are they?
They are fighting relegation with the Burnley boys. Burnley did run into an absolute buzzsaw in the Liverpool lads.
Yeah, you never walk alone. Gumpy's a part of that crew that's walking for Liverpool. He knew it was happening, but everybody else seems to go this way. You guys went this way in the area that sends you this way forever. What are we doing? How are we doing? Is everything okay?
Yeah, I mean, Liverpool's literally in first place. So they're a very, very good football team. Second half, we played extremely well. Proud of them. But where are we? You ask, where are we? I am very, very much on board with everything that we're doing. Obviously, I mean, literally an owner, but I am at the point right now where I understand where the rest of the world is and what their thoughts are on us and where we are on the table and everything. And I can't wait for the day that I can look back at this and say everybody jumped off wasn't jumping off. No plans on jumping off. And then we came back around and everything back up and up. And all of a sudden, hey, where's everybody now? Welcome back aboard. So don't worry. Big J's going to be on the bandwagon the entire time. I'll see you guys again once you decide to hop back on.
BJ's in. He's
Hey,
one of the owners.
we didn't hop off, JJ. We were never hopped off.
No,
We're pundits. We're soccer pundits.
We're here.
We've been riding with you, JJ.
Yeah,
Highs and lows.
We are looking into possibly making up the Charlotte shirts after your debacle last week trying to pronounce our name.
Clarence. Everybody, you need to Clarence. Charlotte's a city.
I appreciate the support on Saturday,
John,
by
you're
the way.
from
It was really cool to see you tweeting about the match. It was a big win. It was great to see. It was a lot of fun, and I appreciate all you guys supporting it. I see all the tweets and retweets and everything, so thank you very much for all the support.
So let's remember those whenever the bandwagon that BJ's been in the front of. After it goes Dahn, it turns back up this way.
Yeah.
We don't want to see you now. Where were you when? Is what Big J's going to ask.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're right here the whole time.
Need more BJs.
What's that?
We need more BJs, I think, is what it seems like.
You think the boys or just in general?
More BJs is just better for the team as a whole.
Just for everybody. Just for everybody.
Learning of BJ.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
happened a moment ago.
Right.
Now we need as many BJs as possible.
Yeah, bring 'em
Especially
in.
with those Burnley boys. Don't they? They need BJ all the time.
We need crates of BJs.
Yeah. Why don't we get BJ in the building a little? You know what I mean? Get more BJ around.
That help.
Maybe that'll turn the.
I've been there 5 times this year. I've been over there 5
BJ?
Once.
You think that? How many players are on the team? How many players are on the team?
Gonna need 50, brother.
How many? Jeez Louise.
Come on.
Get on the plane.
It's a long flight, man. It's a long flight.
For a good BJ.
Yeah.
It's worth
Well
it for
worth
the BJ.
Can we see the gym? I heard we're going to do this.
Yeah.
All right, getting a BJ tour.
Man, Russian gas plus the BJ.
Best BJ ever.
It's a good show.
They're going north. Yeah. Take that.
Who's
that
that?
girl that was
Somebody on the
servicing
line.
those
Will
basketball?
Arnett.
Somebody. This is Brad. This is the trainer. He was he's a Hall of Famer.
Holy
Hall of
shit,
Fame.
look at
Check
that
this
neck.
place out.
Italian American Hall of Fame? Or?
Oh, shit. That is
Oh, no.
Bad. They don't need Wi-Fi.
Yeah, no phones in the gym.
there.
Yeah, it's boring.
Work.
Nice gym.
We got
Place
this.
is sweet.
Who's that? Who's that weapon?
Here's
right there?
Brad. Here's Brad. This is Big Brad. Right
Hey,
here.
Brad, thanks for your service.
Easy.
Thanks for your service. Guys wearing sandals. Love that, Brad. Absolute legend. Oh, quick feet. Brad still got it.
Running the ladder.
Hey, can you ask Brad his neck size? I saw in the photo, and then I see him there.
Brad, what size is your neck?
Yeah, it's better than his wife. It seems like higher than the gigs up and down.
90, I think he said.
He's got the router in his office.
19 and a half. 19 and a half. 19 and a half.
Oh, that's a round mound.
Solid neck.
Hey, listen, you don't want to try Brad when he's got those sandals on or not, because that 19 and a half point, he'll Cobra strike you. All right. JJ.
Apparently no internet out there. Sorry.
That's all right. It's workplace.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know if he's watching this particular program, but it is Turbo Time, Bo. It is Turbo Time. Yeah, good shit. All right, this guy sucks.
Phone's dying.
All right. Okay, thank you.
It sucks.
Yeah, I mean, great appearance, and then it's just
Thank you,
completely
guys.
shits it. Oh, okay, now.
Yeah. It's just an absolute disaster at the end.
All right, JJ Watt, thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jay. Merry Christmas, JJ.
Hey, Christmas.
Up to Charlotte's.
Go get him.
Let's get to a break. Power through that one. I got to pee. I feel like we covered a lot of ground there with JJ.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Big J.
Yeah.
When BJ comes to town,
Look out. Everyone's asking
Head
for
on
him.
swivel.
Everyone wants a piece.
head on a swivel. This show sucks.
Yeah.
It's great to be here, though, isn't it, AJ?
Wasn't there a famous girl, or she made herself famous by servicing like a whole basketball squad and talked about it?
Yep. That's the
Suns.
internet.
A couple years ago.
Yeah,
That same podcast, I think, is in the middle of another
She's doing
servicing
She's doing it again.
situation.
believe so.
Big uptick, I guess, for the show, though. I heard made a lot of money.
Yeah, doesn't hurt.
Send a video didn't hurt either. Those situations, people go to them. They're like the authority on send a video situations.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
They are.
I did see send a video.
Yep.
That came in real quick.
Is that the Marino? No flub, send a video?
No, that's fucking send it.
Yeah.
No flubs.
Yeah.
Uncle Dan, by the way, he's very committed to this team.
He is.
Uncle Dan Marino, obviously Hall of Famer. We'll have another one joining us in about 5 minutes or so, representing the Detroit Football Lions.
Hell yeah.
Barry Sanders will join us on the other side.
Come on.
We'll also have In the Trenches and Everything DB presents Good D, Bad D.
Let's go.
What a day we're in for. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change their life. Take 5.
What an honor. What a dream. Being a part of game day was a joke. Being on the field for this is a joke. We continue to live the dumbest life of all time.
What a time to be alive. Let's enjoy the hell out of this weekend in 2023. We are live from an empty Mercedes-Benz Stadium. All the off-season workouts, all the sickness, all the puking, all the commitment, all the dedication. We got 4 teams left, Coach. What's the vibe of that locker room getting ready for this game?
We're going to swing as hard as we can in this game, and CJ's our leader, and he's going to lead the way.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we're going to try to make the most dumb television on earth this evening live from this field right here in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Darius Butler, 9-year NFL vet, played at UConn. That team stinks, but they're coming back. Okay. Stanford Steve here. And this man right here wearing a Wolf t-shirt underneath a sport coat. He works for me full-time. But what are you excited about this evening, Connor?
I mean, Pat, like you said, I have the IQ of a goldfish, so I'm not really taking all this in strictly because there's so much. The moment is huge.
You know where you make your money. In this college level is the red area. Georgia #1. 120 is where Ohio State is ranked, which is nuts.
Max Duggan is a dog.
Let Duggan cook.
Connor, good job there. There it is. How are you boys? Kirk, we say dumb stuff on the internet every day.
You guys be out there, Coach.
See if they can cover him.
In the boots.
Clear on your guys.
Connor, you're on ESPN.
How about it?
How about it?
Didn't say fuck, didn't say shit. I was close, but I didn't do it.
That's a win. That's a win.
That's electric.
Look at this, man. Look at this.
Hey, Coach, I don't know if you headbutted one of your guys or not, but
Cut yourself shape.
you are awesome.
I got a 6-year-old son, man. I mean, it's
They're going to have to rely upon those dogs. Cade Stover's a tight end for Ohio State.
Yeah, number 8.
He's like 4th generation farmer. Sponsored by John Deere.
Yeah.
Okay, and they don't just put that deer on anybody.
Hey.
Yes. There's going to be billionaires barking. Okay, there's going to be billionaires barking. Grown folks in khakis barking in unison. Wow.
So much to learn and knowledge. That's got to become a thing next year. No, I'm serious. This goes down. Can't do that.
Yeah, that was great.
You all right? You all right? You all right? Help him up.
Spill anything?
Nope. You spilled your phone.
Could have been worse. Could have been much worse.
The college football playoffs are about to kick off in Phoenix, Arizona. Oh. My name is Peyton Manning. That's an Ohio fucking wet dream, not just a dream, dude. Did you see A.Q. Shipley stacked on top of Cube, on top of Cole?
I feel a shot coming. Sound like Taylor. Oh, I told you! I gotta go. To the bathroom? Let's go, baby. Wait a minute. Congratulations.
And the encore this evening is the reigning, defending, undisputed national champions in a home bout against the Ohio State Buckeyes. I'm joined by Darius J. Butler. Then we have the face of Ohio State, J.J. Hawk, Boston Connor, Kai Schmidt. And A.J. drove down here in a Sprinter van. His son puked twice on the way down here, broke an iPad, had the windows bashed in this morning. Just on the streets of Atlanta here. If Ohio State loses, would you jot this down as the worst trip of all time for you and your
We
family?
love adversity, Pat. We love adversity in Ohio.
In the end zone, Marvin! Oh, Marvin!
It is so loud. You can't hear a thing.
Marvin Harrison Jr. ran how many routes, Connor?
I think he had a post, then he had a corner, then he had another post in the end zone.
Tough to guard. Might see it on everything.
This guy is all about ball. He is all business.
All ball, all the time.
Tunnel screen. And it goes right up the middle. Tunnel screen right there.
Looks like he's about
ball, touch the ball, touch the ball.
We'll throw it back to the ref. Get that.
Throw that thing, sling that thing. Hey, good by his ball.
Let me punch it. What a run. Again. There go that man again. Back to tight end. Deep shot. He's got him.
Are we live right now? And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Fours up, put your fours up. That's coming right to me. That's short.
Any thought of like a fake punt direct snap here, Pat?
That would be awesome. There it is. There it is.
They call timeout. What happened?
The timeout on the fake punt in the fourth quarter is being described by a lot of people as maybe the greatest timeout in the history of college football.
You know, we've had 2 punts faked on us this year. We are very aware and know that people are going to try to steal possessions.
Connor, what quarter is it?
I believe, Pat, if I check my left hand, it is the fourth quarter.
Snap down, hold good. Kick is.
Looks good. Get it, catch it. Yeah.
What a kick to put the Buckeyes up 6.
Well, I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge your great catch under the goalpost. I want you to know when I saw you make that, I thought for a second, is he going to return it? I had envisions of kick 6 when you caught that ball, so don't do that to us anymore. But
Jackson takes a shot to the corner. And if you didn't know who we were before our show, yes, every day it is somehow this day. Wow, what a game. Let's put on a great performance. It was a good time, man. From all of us to all of you, Happy New Year. Enjoy the hell out of your evening.
Hey,
What?
let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Sport! Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Trenches Wednesday, December 27th, 2023. Hour 3 of the program starts now. Football! This is the greatest sport on earth.
Hell yeah.
That's AJ Hawk. He's a champion in multiple levels of the football. The Talk Stibbles here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Sweet shirt comment.
Thank you. Yeah, new batch.
Yeah, way to go. Hey, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
to you
Christmas.
guys. Merry Christmas.
Mullet looks fantastic.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy Kwanzaa started yesterday.
Yeah.
Hanukkah ended.
While ago.
Was that?
While ago.
Yeah, really? It does end early.
Yeah.
It's not really a holiday.
No, it's like an 8 crazy nights.
Is that how it starts, though? Because the holiday season, I think, is that what starts the holiday season? Is that technically?
Yeah.
It's different every year.
Huh?
It's different every year. I'm an expert.
I think Thanksgiving.
AQ's wife is actually a Jewish lady, so he does Hanukkah every single. It changes, it moves.
Yeah, it's different every year.
Like Easter?
Yeah, but sometimes it falls on the same, like it works all the way up to Christmas. Sometimes it's before. Sometimes, yeah, it's different. My kids get like 14 days of gifts. It's
Mazel. You know what I mean? We appreciate that. How'd you do? You had a good Hanukkah this year or what?
Great Hanukkah, great Christmas. Everything went very smooth.
Wow, way to go. Way to go.
Yeah, Christmas, we call it in our house.
Oh, that's beautiful, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yeah, well, he hates Kwanzaa.
That's beautiful. No, he celebrated Kwanzaa as well. There's actually an event here in Indianapolis I just learned about on the news that celebrates the start of Kwanzaa.
Yeah.
And it was just a bunch of people dancing.
Oh,
That
where
was
were
a
we?
Great time. I'm thinking
It was downtown. Where were you?
We're going to dance. It sounds like a good time. I've never been to a celebration, but
I like dancing.
It looked like a blast. Both,
Synergy.
coming together.
Yeah.
That's what we need to see more of.
Like
isn't
a
it?
circle.
Especially in this world.
In his house, they're celebrating Christmas and Hanukkah. It's like, why not celebrate everything that we are?
Bingo.
Good for you guys leading the way.
Yeah. We could throw in Little Santa, perhaps.
Yeah, up in Canada.
Yep.
You could do that entire thing. If you guys were to live in Canada,
oh my
add that
we
one
get
in
the
there.
trifecta.
Little Christmas whole
cup.
thing.
Yeah, the whole shebang.
Good for the Shipleys leading the way.
Yeah.
That's why you go to Green Beret War Camp,
That's
and
right.
do your thing. We appreciate you, AQ.
Thank you. Love you, Q.
9-year NFL vet, host of Everything DB, presents Good D, Bad D, which we'll be learning later. A man who's always incredibly freshly dressed and has never been to Wichita, Kansas.
Not one.
Darius Butler. Joining us now is a man from Wichita, a man who absolutely changed football forever. A guy who has a documentary right now on
Amazon Prime
that you should watch called Bye Bye Barry. That is a nice reminder not only of how sick he was at football, but also the entire story and everything he did and how he handled everything has been nothing but first class. Ladies and gentlemen, probably the greatest football player of all time, former Detroit Lion, Hall of Famer, Barry Sanders.
Let's go.
Barry, how are you, pal?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me. How are you guys doing? Dude,
we're pumped, Barry. Like, we understand that the Wichita, Kansas thing happened.
Sure.
One of the last times you were on when we were talking about Bye Bye Barry.
Yep.
And we appreciate the autograph and the send over here. And we understand that your Detroit Lions now are champions for the first time in 30 years. A lot has happened in the last few weeks since we've chatted. How about this Detroit Lions team? How pumped are you for them? And what do you think this means for the future of the Detroit Lions, Barry?
Oh, I'm so excited, man. Like so many Lions fans, and you know, I feel like coming into this season, certainly there was great just anticipation as to what this team would be. I think they met those expectations from fans. I know that you know, obviously we got a big one this weekend in Dallas. Looking forward to handing the Cowboys their first loss at home this season.
Going into Jerry World.
But
I love that. You know what else I love, Barry? And I'm sorry,
What's
I
that?
didn't get a chance to listen to everything you were saying there. As soon as we were on full screen on you, saw one of the sickest things of all time over your right shoulder. Is that that's on the side of a building? What is this? You're in a Zoom right now. Where is that portrait on the side of a building at?
What?
Well, it was on the side of a building in downtown Detroit for several years. They're like late 90s, early 2000s. So that's what that is an image of.
Hey, you are always, because you retired early in everybody's eyes, could have gone on to play. But I feel like your relationship with the Lions has always been good. That's good. Is that true? Is that how you see it? And what do you think of the current structure of the Lions with Sheila Ford Hamp and Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell? How is it different from maybe previous regimes that maybe you've been around, or have you not been around as much as you are now?
Yeah, well, I'm around much more now. When I first retired, things were probably a little bit icy. But no. Currently things are great. We're excited what Coach Campbell has been able to do, what Brad Holmes has been able to do, and all led by Sheila Ford Hamp, as you mentioned. And they've constructed just a great team that we're proud of, that we've known can do exactly what they've done this year. So, but yeah, I think everyone's excited. Even from day one, people were excited about having Coach Campbell there, just his attitude, his approach, and what he's been able to get out of these players.
Yeah, I think ever since he said he wanted to gnaw kneecaps off whenever he's getting up, I loved him. But there wasn't that narrative everywhere. A lot of people thought he was a buffoon. But it feels like him, Spielman as well, right? Wasn't he a part of the entire rebuild? And let's do this. They wanted like Lions.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? They wanted like, hey, we want Detroit Lions to be a certain type of way. And I think a massive piece of this is, you say you're around a lot more now. Calvin Johnson is as well. It feels like they're doing it all right? It feels like the Lions are doing everything right in what it could be for so long. And it's obviously everybody's reaping the benefit of that on the field as well. It feels like everything's going good. Right, Barry? Everything.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think you look at the end of the first season with Coach, where they didn't win a lot of games, but the guys played hard. I think they won the last 3 games. Then you look at last season, where at the end of the year, I don't think anyone wanted to see us. We went into Green Bay, knocked them out of the playoffs, still and finished above 500. And so it's really been building to this point, and so, yeah, we're just excited about how things, because really winning organizations, that's something you have to design. That's something you have to build and put all the right pieces together. And they've been able to do that.
Go ahead, AJ.
Barry, it talks about now, you hear coaches say, like, how do you handle success? Like, some coaches like being able to coach through losses. It's easy to be hard on them and keep the guys kind of motivated. Now, don't you think the Lions are kind of at this spot where, hey, they set the standard, this is who they are moving forward? How do you think they handle success, and how do you think the whole city around them will handle that success that, hey, we're expected to win games now going into them?
Oh, well, I think from a player standpoint, obviously success is something that you should expect. And I think that's one thing the coach has really instilled in this team is expecting to win. You see some of these games that they've been able to win, in years past, they probably would not have been able to win a lot of those same games. So you expect it. This is, and this is a competitive league. Whenever you're on top, people are gunning for you. People want to know, how legitimate are you? And I think, this team has to obviously prove that this weekend. But it's certainly a mindset that you take into every practice and every game. But it's something you have to expect and anticipate because, that's why you play the game. And that's the only way really to be successful.
Yeah, you earn that pressure, right? That's what everybody says. There's potential massive pressure coming right down the pipe. AQ Shipley has a question for you, old Barry Sanders.
Yeah, Barry. So if the Rams come into Detroit in the playoffs, what do you think that atmosphere is going to be like? And what do you think the crowd reaction is going to be to Matthew Stafford coming back home?
I think it's going to be hard to contain the excitement of Lions fans. I promise you, having a home playoff game. I think they'll be fairly cordial to Matt Stafford. I think we appreciate his time as a Lion. We're glad he had a chance to go win a chip a few years ago. So I think generally speaking, people respect him, but in a scenario like that, obviously he's coming in, as an opponent, and the fans are going to go absolutely berserk with a home playoff game at Ford Field. I promise you.
The thought of, remember he said, what did he say? We're the fire, you're the kindling, man.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Remember he said that for a spring practice that they had open to the crowd down at Ford Field. And his message to the crowd was like a motivational speech to the crowd and what they wanted to do. And it's like now Detroit is all the way. How many sellouts were straight there? And then it stopped because there was doubt and a lack of faith. But then great football town, always has been. Now they got a reason to talk their shit, which is good news. Because if this season was only remembered for that Jack Harlow halftime Thanksgiving performance,
boy,
that would have been a damn shame. But instead, we're talking about the brand new Lions. Obviously, Barry, you know Foxy. Foxy has some things to say to you.
Yeah, Barry, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure you were part of the process in hiring Motor City Dan Campbell along with Sheila Ford Hamp and Spielman and all that. During that process, first off, thank you. You got the right guy, obviously. But during that process, what'd you learn about MCDC and what'd you see that said, hey, this is our guy for Detroit?
Well, yeah, the way it really happened is, Chris Spielman, Sheila, and Rod Wood, they were pretty much in Brad Holmes, Sheila Ford. Those were really the personalities who made the decision. I was kind of in on some of the conversations. And really, Chris was looking, and the group was kind of looking for someone with, who could really lead the team, who they feel like young players or players in general could respect, and who had a winning mentality, and so those were kind of some of the conversations, some of the things that we were talking about during some of those meetings.
We showcased his press conference when it was announced he was the head coach, and then some of the responses, it was like, and then they go 10-1, right?
Yes.
And then they win and he cries.
Yep.
It's like Dan Campbell, like when they think outside the box, it's like from a head coaching standpoint, it's like There's a box, you go outside of it, and then you got to hop in one of Elon Musk's rockets.
That's right.
Then you got to go out of the stratosphere, and then you got to go outside of that as well. Whenever you think about what head coaches normally are, how they normally speak, how they normally act, what they're supposed to say, how they're supposed to say it, it's like he was one of one from the beginning. They go 0-10-1. There was a lot of people saying, here we go again. But it sounded like, and you said Chris Spielman's name first, it's like we knew exactly what we were getting into. They've been patient with it, which not in the past has certainly been something with Detroit.
Right.
It's like this feels like a good football program.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it feels like they're making all the right decisions. And a lot of people say it's because Peyton and that guy from Dumb and Dumber,
Yep, Jeff Daniels.
they went into a tub of, I think it was jungle juice in the middle of Ford Field, and they got rid of all the things that were, all the curses. Right, Foxy, you know what happened?
Yep, the Bobby Lane curse. I believe that was a tub of whiskey. Yep, and that's never been the same since.
No, jungle, a little lighter than jungle juice.
Whiskey's in jungle juice.
Nonetheless, congrats to Detroit not being cursed anymore, seems like. D-Bud has a question for you, Barry.
Yeah, first of all, Pat mentioned earlier, but thank you once again for my personalized poster. It's awesome in the man cave. But this year's MVP race, kind of been going back and forth with the favorites. I saw you respond to fellow Hall of Famer Shannon Sharp and say, hey, you know it's going to be a quarterback award. They made me split it back in '97 with Brett Favre. You still feel that way? And who would be that quarterback that would potentially split it with CMC, in your opinion?
Oh, well, I would say you look at, Dak's having a great year. Jalen Hurts is having a solid year. Brock Purdy is having a solid year. I think, I may be forgetting someone.
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson, obviously, yeah. That's what I was forgetting, yes. So I think either one of those four, you could throw their name in that hat.
You didn't care at all about any of that? Or what, you were pissed when they give you the co-one? How did it? Because, you did remind people, like, hey, just a reminder. No, I'm much older now. Still got it if you need it. One play, probably. One game. I would assume, how you think 10 plays, first down, one series? What do you think right now the body could go if it had
10 plays? I think with this Lions offensive line, yeah, give me between 10 and 15.
Ooh! Oh, hell yeah. 10 and 15 touches, Barry Sanders.
I watched the doc, and I couldn't believe they had you on the sideline for that first. Like, what was that? Did you miss training camp? Why were you on this? I think it was against the Cardinals, your first game. You got in at some point, but because you couldn't imagine that right now in today's NFL. But how did they keep you on the sideline for so long, and why? What was the reason behind that?
No, because I signed the week of the first game, so I missed all the training camp.
Gotcha.
So that's why that happened like that. It wasn't like any kind of a punishment. I just, I hadn't been able to get the playbook or anything like that. So I signed really late.
I didn't know the play. I told him, you just tell me right, left. We can figure this whole thing out, but they wanted at least a week, for me to start the NFL. And we got a chance to see in that documentary. And then who's Zito? Who's Barry's got? Great. Your guy's a good guy.
JB Bernstein. JB Bernstein.
Is that the name? Yeah. Great. Very, very active. Sends us stuff like, hey, this is happening. Good. And then we saw your college football stats. And went through like that 1 year, the amount of yards you had in every game. And there's one game they held you to 150 yards.
Yep.
You must have been sick.
Yeah.
You must have been sick. I don't know. But this guy went for like 250, 300 yards. Right now, I guess, 35th anniversary of him at the Holiday Bowl, where he went for 222 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Oh, okay.
You not playing that first game, I assume all of Detroit was like, every time we've seen this guy play football, he's better than everybody else. Why do you think, here we go, Barry Sanders, highlight from college.
My God.
See ya. Running so fast that nobody could touch you ever.
Nope.
You get in the NFL, it's the same exact thing. Was there any, like when you get to the NFL, because I'm at the age that we just know you 10 years, 10 Pro Bowlers, 10 All-Pros. Hey, see you later.
Yep.
Best of all time. All we see is highlights. Was there down games? Did you have down games ever? Is that something that happened? That's a real question. That is an actual, you woke up, you know what, not feeling it today.
Yes,
not able
I think
to.
it happened.
You think it happened?
I think it happened occasionally, yeah, for sure. It's nice. That's a nice thing about where I am, being retired and in the Hall of Fame. They only pretty much show highlights. And they don't really show the lowlights, but there are a few. We lost a few tough playoff games and things like that that I can think about. In Green Bay, lost the home game to Brett Favre in the playoffs. I mean, but we don't need to dive into that.
No, I agree. I just want to let you know, your highlight reel has spanned my entire life pretty much. And every time it's a new play. So it's like, what a weapon you were. Speaking of weapons, Detroit has one. Ty Schmidt has a question for you.
Yeah, Barry, obviously not the same situation when you got drafted, but I feel like this year when Jahmyr Gibbs got taken with that premium pick, a lot of Lions fans, at least early in the season, were kind of saying like, hey, we're not seeing this guy as much as we want to. David Montgomery was kind of the bell cow. But then down the stretch here, getting ready for the playoffs, it seems like, he's kind of taken the lion's share, like the carries and touches and things like that. And he's obviously added like a major new dynamic to their offense. Have you been impressed with the way they've kind of decided to use his usage now? Because it seems like, he doesn't have all those extra miles on his tread, going into the playoffs now. And he's firmly kind of in that position where he's expected to make a massive impact, week in, week out.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think they just kind of wanted to start him off slowly, and work him in to certain situations. But from day one, I mean, he's shown that sort of burst that we see. I think he's either just clipped 1,000 yards or on the verge of clipping 1,000 yards. But the kid has the kind of burst that you just don't see, and it's really transferred to this level and to the NFL. And really with all the other weapons, it's just really accented what he does. But every time he gets the ball, it looks like he's going to do something exciting. And he's just been a great addition and really met with everyone's expectations and hopes for being drafted that high.
Ben Johnson, too. What a weapon. You know what I mean? Feels like he gets it whenever they need it. They have something. Yeah. Seems like. Ben Johnson has an answer. And it's like some coaches, offensive people, I think they run out creativity by the year's end or whatever. They get scared to do something. Ben Johnson always has something, feels like.
Always an answer.
Always. And when they need it, you see it. And they'll hold it, too. Yep. Very patient play caller. I feel like he's a guy that's obviously going to get a lot of gigs, but Jahmyr Gibbs, when he gets going, he's fun, dude. Yeah. He is fun to watch play football. Go ahead, AJ.
Barry, when you watch defenses kind of attack ball carriers these days, you watch them like guys are coming up throwing monster punches at these guys trying to get the ball out. It seems like sometimes sacrificing their body trying to get the ball out. And I think that's something that's pretty new over the last 5-10 years, I believe. It seems like guys are doing that more and more. Was that happening at all when you were playing, and would that change your running style if that was kind of like how it's going today?
I think you certainly have to be just more aware of it as a runner that they are attacking. They're attacking the ball, and defenses are trying to not just get you to the ground, but get a turnover, what have you. And so I think so. Yeah, it probably would change it to some degree, just being more conscious of it. And that's something, and obviously even in practice, something that you rep and think about, because guys are definitely, and it's certainly making a difference. I think you see probably more turnovers because of that, and defensive coordinators are really teaching that to their guys. So it's something you got to be aware of.
Yeah. Darius Leonard used to do this every game. He would come flying in. Peanut Tillman obviously started this entire thing. I think he's an FBI agent now.
Yes, he is.
Shout out to him, serving the country. We appreciate him doing it. Fair. And also becoming a guy who does the punch out. And then, it became a very Darius Leonard did at least 6 attempts a game. Yes. And it's like full body. You're talking about them working it. Full body punch. And that ball would come out a lot.
Marlon Humphrey.
Shaq Leonard was going for it the other night a lot. Yeah. He's going to
They're not doing that.
You missed, though.
They're not doing that.
You missed, though. It's like knocking dudes' wind out, too. Imagine how many shots you're taking. If you're not hitting the ball and you're catching in the ribs, you're knocking the wind out, it takes its toll, I think, on runners.
Well, and for the puncher, though, too, you miss. That's a helmet. That's an elbow. Just like in it's a great, I love that.
If you run back the tape, though, of 20 in Detroit, it wasn't too many guys in position to.
They weren't close enough.
You just try to get some claw.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. He actually has an NFL record, I've just been told, of most amount of carries without fumble, 803 or something.
Boom. Who would have thought?
Hell yeah.
Barry, you ain't giving away the fucking program. No, you ain't getting this. You put the ball in my hands. I am going to make sure we have it for the next play. And then once you score a touchdown, by the way.
Boom.
There you go.
Done this a lot.
Why? Because you were just, what are we talking about? Score a touchdown. Cool. Yeah, could have ran further. This thing stopped me. So I don't know what we're doing. You always just handball the official guy? Like even in high school, everything like that? That was just move?
Yeah, it was. It was. Just,
Never once did you. I'm better than you. I'm better than you.
What?
I just cooked both of you. You're down. You're still out. You suck. You shouldn't be on the field. Not one time because you are referenced by everybody. Barry Sanders used to just handball the official. I mean, that's what he used to do. That's what you should
Everybody says it.
Everybody says it across the entire country. Was there ever a time where you were, like I'm Barry Sanders? Was there ever that ever happened?
Hey, for me, it was more of a thing of, I just did my job, and there's actually more to do. I want to get here a few more times, so I'm not going to get too excited about getting here, once or twice. I mean, so there was always more to do, more to accomplish, and when you get to the end zone, for me, the job's been done.
5, by the way, Holiday Bowl 35 years ago, 222 yards, 5 touchdowns.
That's it.
He has 3 touchdowns in a bowl game, right? Huge deal. He's like, what are you talking? We got 2 more quarters. We got 2 more quarters. 5 touchdowns.
It's crazy. Same draft. You got Deion Sanders, who's on the complete opposite of that spectrum.
Yeah, but also
step 40 yards out.
Yeah, did you ever? I never even thought about,
It's crazy.
Maybe no, obviously not. Obviously not. That's why you are who you are, and we are who we are. Just absolute dipshits. You're a legend, man. We appreciate you joining us. Congrats to your Detroit Lions. The Prime doc is awesome. I don't know if you've got a chance to watch it or how you would treat that, but it is fantastic. You're a good dude. The NFL's lucky that it had you.
No, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Great to be here, and I'm glad to be here with DirecTV Holiday Bowl, celebrating my 35th anniversary of planning the game. It's hard to believe it's been that long ago, but thanks for having me on again, and let's do it again soon.
Yeah, you got it. And also, let's get this thing back on a building.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's get this thing back on a building. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. You look good, Bear. You look good. Can still give you 10 to 15 snaps if you need them. Ladies and gentlemen, Hall of Famer, Barry Sanders.
Yeah, Barry!
All right, Barry. See you, buddy. So good at football.
Yeah. Wes.
Every coach in America, you know how many people, how many coaches, especially in my generation growing up, reference Barry Sanders. Just give the ball to the official. Just give it back. That's best in the world. Just give the ball to the official.
It's not only coaches, it's like fans. Like when there'll be some fans who will see a player do something, he's like, Barry Sanders just gave the ball to the official. Why you got to do all the song and dance across the country? Everybody. And it's like his mindset was 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, I'll be back.
What are we doing here? So it was maybe on the highest scale of confidence that you could potentially have.
Yeah. Yep. I'll be back.
You know what I mean? Like celebrating would be seemingly a confident, cocky.
It's below him. It's like beneath him. He's like, what are you talking about? Like, I'll be here at least 3 more times.
That is kind of a
What am I
mental
doing?
fuck as a defender. Like, look, this guy just shook us, went for 80, and he just
whatever.
he's ready to do it again.
Yeah, I was supposed to do that. Yeah. Take this ball out of my hands. I'm disgusted with it. Did you see what I just did? This is too easy. All right. Let's get this next drive. Let's do the same thing again. 5 touchdowns in that Holiday Bowl.
He was so good.
How many games did he only have? 1?
I don't know. That's why I asked him. Like 10, just all pro as soon as you get in there.
Yeah.
And to be that young and win that award, you got to really turn some fucking heads.
Oh yeah.
So it's not like you're having bad weeks. You're not having like multiple bad weeks in a row. It's like, what a fucking weapon Barry Sanders is. And I'm happy he's out and about,
Awesome. It's great because, he seems like he's a very low-key guy. But, it's cool not only the Lions playing well, but Barry seems to be embracing it a little bit more to be around and do stuff publicly.
It's good for football, that Barry's around.
Him, Uncle Dan. We got Uncle Dan down in Miami, Uncle Barry now with Detroit.
Hey, we haven't got a chance to chat about Hard Knocks, dude. Have you watched this? Awesome. And it is fantastic, isn't it?
Man, I love what they're doing. I love McDaniel. Like, I put myself in those players' shoes, and you watch him going around at practice trying to get the guys going, and the way that he does. I'm like, of course. He's the guy that if he does that at the beginning of practice, starts talking about, oh, hey, running back's going to cook you today, whatever. You get a pick, I'm throwing the ball right at him. I'm getting a pick and throwing it at the coach. all that stuff, and then he's getting excited, trying to throw it back at me. I can see how you would that would kind of invite more competitive atmospheres and really kind of get guys going and continue, I guess, over the long course of the season.
Here's what AJ is referring to from last night's Hard Knocks, right before a Week 16 practice when boys get tired. Boys are sore.
I'm going to go talk some shit and get this turned up today. Hey, Butch! I know you just wanted to go through the motions today. What's the beating today? Oh, you almost bit me, bro. Hey, we're competing today. We're competing today. It's not time to be soft. We're competing today.
Time to be soft.
Like, I want shit talking after completions. Oh, yeah, visualize.
Look at that weather.
His world up.
Easy.
No,
it's nice.
I don't know how you do anything with that
Oh, I
weather.
love your noises. Hey, I hit the White House today. I hit the White House with this. Ravage these corners. These corners up.
Jaylen's not even turning around. What?
Jaylen hasn't turned around yet.
Told me to apologize to you because his guys are going to choke your guys out today. Are you ready for a play call or what?
I'm ready.
What a human, AJ. You were talking about that. This Hard Knocks season, I guess, has been great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has to be with the characters that they have, including McDaniel at the top. But it's also, from the episodes that I watch, which is last night's full one, and then clips that have made their way to the internet.
Yep.
And you talk about Uncle Dan being around. I think they've done the same thing that Detroit's done. Like, yeah, we want to embrace tradition here. Like, we want people to come back. We want to run the business good. They are. I'm believing.
I didn't catch it the first time, but two former Dolphins.
Wes.
Yeah, Wes and Sam Madison.
Yeah.
You know, that was one of my favorite corners growing up. Sam Madison, Pat Surtain, and then you got Wes, obviously, who played there before he went on to dominate with New England. But to have those guys that been around, know what the city's about, know what the team's about, the history of it, pretty dope.
Dan there is huge.
That's
to your part. But it's like, Dan, like, I love.
He's in the gift exchange. Dan's in the quarterback meeting room doing the gift exchange. Like, how awesome would that be?
Which we have the clip actually for it. And this is beautiful that Dan Marino is in the quarterback gift exchange for the 2023-led Miami Dolphins. And this isn't like, just for Hard Knocks. The way they talk about him is as if he is in the building.
Yeah.
This dude is around. Not a bad person to have around. Obviously, Yinzer, so he's going to be hilarious. He's been there. He knows the city, knows the team, and also one of the best fucking players of all time.
So good.
Whenever you're talking about dealing with stuff. Here's him part of the gift exchange, and look at the gift that he gives, and then watch Tua be a good teammate.
I got you all guys got isotone.
As you remember, Pet Detective.
Yes, lifetime supply. Lifetime. That is hilarious. Lifetime supply isotone. Let's go.
Tua's so pumped.
Dude, look at that. They're just so casual with Dan Marino. Like, he's in there, I think.
He's been around, too. Good times, bad times.
This is fun.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
This is fun.
Yeah, this is fun.
Are we ready?
Tua's so cool.
Dude, so excited for you guys to open this. Oh, my gosh.
I do
All
like
right, here we
Ugg
go.
slippers.
3, 2, 1, go! Yo! What is it, Mike? It's a golf simulator. What?
Gifted a golf simulator. You know those came in boxers.
No, yeah. What?
Great teammate. I believe.
Easy, brother. Dude. I didn't get Uncle Dan this one because he already has me. I mean, but we gotta do another QB challenge. No one has any excuses now. Right after the Super Bowl.
He's quarterback challenge. He heard that other conversations happened. And then he talked about quarterback challenge. Dan Marino was like, yeah, back to that, by the way.
Yeah. After Super Bowl.
We'll see. I might not be able to spin it like you guys anymore, but we get on a golf course. We'll see how this whole thing goes.
He probably could still spin it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Big bad Brad out here still spinning.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Dan can sling it. That quick release, Dan can sling it. Dan may be like, I bet he's on a lot of people's, like, they say, hey, what's your dream? Force him to play golf with. I bet Dan's in a lot of those groups because Dan would, he seems amazing.
And now he's seemingly a good golfer.
Yeah.
Right, is what he said. If he wasn't on my dream foursome to golf with, I think I'm putting him in there now.
Probably.
Dan's never been on this program, right?
No.
They said he's in the building every single day.
That's awesome.
Every single day he's in the building. So he's just like an
Shower with
advisor?
the boys and stuff. Is he like in the hot tub, cold tub, you think?
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Whole
Jay,
nine.
come on.
No, I'm saying
Why
I
you gotta
would assume
do
he
that?
has a locker. He has a locker probably, and he has his own shower in there.
Probably with the coaches or front office or
Yeah.
something like that. I don't know if he's in the players' locker room.
His title,
say that.
I believe his title was Special Advisor to the Vice Chairman, President, and CEO.
Hey, so basically, my eyes are around. Okay? And if you need anything, you come to me. If I need anything, I'll go to them. Don't want to be on my bad side.
No, you don't.
But I like that they just call him Uncle Dan. Like, that's just like the casual.
Sweet.
Oh, Uncle Dan just came into the defensive meeting room. Can't wait to hear what he says. Don't you think you guys should? What if Dan is just like that involved? I assume he is.
I'd bring him in. When you bring him in, D-Bud, if you're on defense, I'd want Dan to come into the defensive meeting room. Hey, Dan, what did you hate? What gave you a hard time? Like, what do you hate defenses to do? And then I like to hear, like, what do they say?
Absolutely. Yep. And obviously been up with those quarterbacks because Dan was, like, ahead of his time when it came to, throwing the ball, like 5,000 yards, way, like 84, I believe. How he threw it, how he saw it. Wasn't surrounded with, the best talent, good guys. And I'm sure those guys, that organization for sure, wants to win the Super Bowl, obviously, for everybody in there. But Dan would be one of those guys that he's going to be one of the first guys touching that trophy. Yeah, we didn't get him one out.
And you said that the first question you would ask him if he came on the program was talking about today's football.
Yeah.
How well you think Dan Marino would do it.
I would ask him, because he's one of those guys where people say, like, oh, Jordan, if he played today, he would average 60 points a game. Like, Dan is a legitimate quarterback that I think if he played today with the rules, because the last few years he was playing, he had, like, prosthetics on. Like, his cleats came up to his damn knees.
His high tops were up to his knees almost. Yeah.
Not moving, just flicking the wrist. I think he could legit throw for 6,000 yards in today's NFL.
I assume he would appreciate hearing you say that. I wonder what his answer is, because I assume he's thought about it when he's watching these games.
Yeah, with that offense, too. It's not like he's watching a certain team. He's watching an offense that everyone's trying to copy with Tyreek Hill.
Uncle Dan, how you doing today? Well, I'd be better if I was you.
Yeah.
Invite Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and McDaniel calling plays.
Mostert.
Go ahead, AQ.
Defenses are so different. When I was coaching the one year, I went to Clyde Christensen, who we all know, quarterback coach in Tampa when I was there, was also Peyton's quarterback coach, right? So
worked with Tom Brady, Peyton Manning.
He was
going to have a book one day. It's going to be really good.
Andrew Luck, he's had them all, right? So he was watching film the one day and I walked in. I'm like, what are you watching? He's like, it was like 2005 Colts versus Patriots. Fourth quarter, tight ball game. Patriots are running 3-4, cover 2, base defense the entire drive, like 2-minute drive. And I'm like, oh my God, the game has changed so much. Vince Wilfork was in every single play. And I'm like, oh, he wouldn't, like 2 minutes, he wouldn't even be in the game.
And now why would it change? The speed would just be so much different.
Yeah, you got 5 DBs on the field. You got 6 DBs. Sometimes it's dime, especially with Peyton Manning on the field, right? Like in
disguising.
What's crazy?
Disguising. They're bringing pressures. They're doing all this stuff. It was literally base defense, cover 2, no blitzes, just here we go.
Like when offenses run hurry up, pretty much.
Bingo.
The most easy stuff ever. You see a lot of teams have success whenever they're running hurry up, and it's mostly because the defense isn't able to do anything or get set or sub. So it's a basic defense, plus they're getting tired. It's why some of us think run hurry up all the time, although it's not sustainable. But what were you about to say there, D-Bud?
No, I'm saying it's crazy because still in today's NFL, one of the basic calls in 2-minute defense still to cover 2.
Yep.
Every time it's like, it's coming, offense, they're going to run a dagger, and you still see it like 30 years later, it's still the same, those same bones of the defensive offense in that operation 2-minute is still the same shit.
If you were to watch this film of Dan Marino that we're watching right now, what defense do you think they're running? They're running the same stuff, huh?
Oh, I'm going to have to see it.
You think it's just basic? Flea flicker!
Oh, yeah.
Dan Marino sets his feet. You know what that means. Touchdown, Dolphins!
It's hilarious watching these, though, because the first touchdown pass that he threw, definitely not a touchdown today.
What's a catch?
Strictly because the guy landed on the ball. There's no way it's a touchdown.
His ball.
That ball right there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Buckets.
Dan Marino crafted his arm and his technique in Oakland, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Went to Central Catholic. Was an absolute beast. Had an incredible fro.
Urban Fryer.
Yep.
Incredible fro coming out of college.
Oh, fake spike.
Yeah, I don't want to do it.
Fade.
Back shoulder.
Bucket.
Way before everybody
Aaron
else.
Glenn.
Back shouldering. And look at the boy. He's going to be excited.
Oh, yeah.
Win.
Living down in Miami at that time, too, I couldn't even fathom how good the tan was on Dan Marino for most of the time.
Not just the tan.
So
Dan was outside.
Yeah, he definitely was. Yeah, that's why he's so relatable. That's why everybody likes him. Now, whenever he does a read for a commercial, there's no fucking flux.
No, don't waste his time.
Yeah, and he's
fucking send it.
He's hanging out with people on the bye week too. He's not just doing nothing.
Yeah, he's having a good day. Fucking send it.
Two of the greatest clips of all time.
Yeah, he was on bye week, by the way.
Yep, all time.
What a legend.
Hey, way to go, Uncle Dan.
Love you, Dan.
As we wrap up on this beautiful Trenches Wednesday, I think there's only a couple things we need to do. And we don't need to do it. We get to do it. We get to be smarter. Ladies and gentlemen, right now, it is time for, Everything DB with good D, bad D for week 16.
Week 16. Start with Bad
Damn,
D.
week 16.
Week 16. That's crazy.
That was last week.
Tomorrow is week 17.
Yeah.
17.
Yeah, that last week was week 16.
Come on.
Yeah.
Spaceships don't come equipped with rear view mirrors. They dip, is what people say.
Yeah.
Not on this, because we got to look back and see what happened.
Got to.
So this is week 16. We're looking back right now.
It's the last Thursday Night Football tomorrow?
I don't know.
I don't know. I know that there's no more Monday Night Football. Found that out
Probably
today.
no more. Maybe.
I don't want to do
Enjoy it,
this.
fellas.
I don't want to do this, but we got to start with some bad D from last week.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's what everybody's saying.
Bad D, we got some offensive players in here too, so you'll see some good offense.
Oh, I like
this
that.
First and goal, 2-minute situation, 22 seconds left on the clock. Didn't score a ton of touchdowns. This is the one we got, Miami Dolphins. So right now, obviously, Tyreek Hill, he's going to be key number one for the defense. Going to be in some type of man-to-man situation. Pause it. Now you flip Raheem Mostert, so you had the motion. You know, you get a lot of motion in shifts with the Dolphins. You get the motion from Tyreek, he gets set. Now you shift Raheem defensively. We got man-to-man coverage. We're going to have two guys coming from left to right across the field, and then Mostert is going to make his way all the way across. You're going to see all this traffic. Impossible to get through.
Oh, no.
Raheem Mostert scoring his 21st touchdown, Miami Dolphins record. Florida guy. Great job. A great job dialing up. You'll see even better from the back end how tough this is on the defense.
And then this was with a banged-up ankle, too.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
After he had Malik Hooker, made a great play, hit him low, tackled him low, beat the leverage. But you see him right now. Curse is responsible for him. Boom. Pause it. So much traffic. Rewind it. He didn't even get hit by one of these guys coming across. You got 10, you got 81. Imagine trying to navigate that traffic, AJ, to get through there, to get back on a running back that just flipped sides. James Cook did it against the Cowboys as well. So I think Dan Orlovsky actually mentioned.
That sounds a lot
Yeah,
better.
Dan Orlovsky actually mentioned that Cowboys, that defense struggles with some shifts and some motions right pre-snap. So that was a great job offensively doing that.
There would have been no one over there if Cedric Wilson didn't run the crosser as well, bringing his guy over.
Yep. So Cedric Wilson
McDaniel's a
was
genius.
going to be wide open right behind him. But this is tough. This is really, really tough on the defense.
Tyreek, we didn't talk about, too, in Hard Knocks, him being incredibly banged up and still going out and practicing.
Yeah.
You talk about all the time. Him being like, you have a guy, a speedster, not a bunch of, body fat on him, tightly wound, but like, seems like he's never hurt. And if he is hurt, it's like, oh, he's right back.
Yeah.
He came back in the game. Obviously missed the game against New York.
It
But
makes
for him
no
to come
sense.
back- Yeah, it's
He's
crazy.
supposed to pull muscle. He's supposed to have a little tweak here. He's supposed to have an ankle maybe because his body goes so fast and it can't keep up. It's like, whatever happens from this point forward, it is like phenomenal what his body has been able to accomplish.
Practicing full speed, week 16, no tape on ankles, absolutely wild. What else is wild? Mike Evans leading the league in receiving touchdowns again in year, whatever it is. 2-minute situation once again, 51 seconds left. Middle of the field safety. This deserves to be on Bad D. Middle of the field safety. For pretty much as long as Mike Evans has been in the NFL, he has always controlled the middle of the field safety. So once you break this huddle, you need to be on this hash, and that needs to be your first key, 13. Where is he? Especially at this point in the field, it's the high red fringe area, especially, 2x2. He's going to run a post, so outside leverage, and that's a big body. He becomes a power forward down here. You throw the ball up, 13 is going to get in position. Great ball from Baker Mayfield. Held the safety a little bit, but not enough for him to open up. If you go back to the beginning and watch his initial alignment as a free safety, and he actually shuffles away from Mike Evans. So that was all Baker needed to see. Looks at the free safety first, obviously, and then goes right back to 13.
Strike! That's a ball.
He's balling.
Good ball. Throw it up high. Either my guy catches it or no one catches it, and more times than not, 13 touchdowns already through the season. Mike Evans is going to come down with it.
If they win, they clinch this weekend. Don't have to play week 18.
Ooh, if they win, they clinch.
Look at that ball, dude.
It's a good ball. Good ball. You see Mike Evans keeping it skinny up the field, away from that free safety, good high ball. And once again, big moment in the game. Second quarter, you want to get points before the half. One of the best quarterbacks kind of from wire to wire on third down. This was first down, but on third down, Baker's been one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Great reaction time by the net guy.
Yeah, I
as
saw
well.
that too.
Instantly.
Boy, he
But
was
then I
hot.
saw
on
all
it.
those cool name things on the back wall. Those are sweet.
Yeah, they do that. They take money out of your check to do all that stuff. It's really cool. You get to buy tickets for people.
Yeah, host different groups.
Yeah, you host, like, this is a group of people. GIs, I assume that's military that Jensen's paying for to go to the game, I would assume.
Yeah.
Golston's Crusaders, who knows if that's a local club or foundation of some sort. Rashad's Runners, same thing.
Jay Glazer's glasses.
I don't think that's that, but the Glazer family owns the Bucks, right?
Oh, that's right.
Oh, so that's where they got their money.
Jay's family?
Mm-hmm.
No, Jay's not related.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a preseason. You
you're
see how
talking-
many you're going to lock.
Look at that guy.
Some people do
Net's
10,
already
10.
up. Net's already up. This guy doesn't even know if it's a touchdown
Dog,
yet.
that's Mike Evans.
We
As soon as
don't
he thought
even-
going to 13,
Yep.
time to pull the net.
Boom. Get it up. Get it up. Get it up.
Watch the celebration. Hell yeah, thumbs up. Way to go.
Thumbs up is great. Almost as good as those Ohio State people at the Ohio State Penn State game.
Oh yeah, yeah, that crew.
They were pros.
Who's ever insurance company?
Yeah.
I never heard.
Farm?
No.
It was like a local one, and they had all
Who
of
is
them
it at the
registered.
stadium, AJ, in Ohio State?
Safe Auto or Safe Light? What are you talking
Safe
about?
Light.
Safe Light
Safe Light.
repair,
Safe
Safe
Light
Light
is like a windshield repair, right?
Yeah.
No.
They're a big sponsor.
Whoever has the net, they are phenomenal.
Is it Allstate? They have it in a lot of places.
Not
It's
Allstate.
It's like a local.
That's what I say. It's a local company. Like that's why it was so impressive. They actually sent employees from their company to go operate the net.
Smart.
Because like the people they sponsored it. I think they sponsor a lot of stuff there,
It's the
AJ.
same Safe Light.
Safe Light?
If it's Safe Light.
So their employees actually go and do it because whenever Safe Light first sponsored the net, they watched it go up and it was droopy and the logo was bad.
Can't have
And the owner of Safe Light, I guess, has a suite in the horseshoe there at Ohio State and saw it and was like, that is not what we want it to be. They have the best net in all of football.
Skilled.
Their actual employees, they rotate on there. There's like 10 of them or 12 of them. I
Yeah.
forget what it
Oh,
is.
yeah.
And it's a full, they got gloves on. They got the full hoodie on. And it's the most taut net in all of football. And it's up, down, quick. They have a full operation.
And they knew it.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
They took a lot of pride in it.
Proud, yeah.
They took a lot of pride in it. It was awesome to watch, just like that guy does.
Hey.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if he's like them though.
No way.
I don't know if any stadium will ever be able to be
No.
like that because the all-state hands is the big thing everybody
Yeah.
knows for field goals, and it's like the best one is this one in Safe Light. I've never seen anything like it before.
Good jingle, too.
Yep.
Safe Light.
Safe Light replace.
It's an Ohio company. Do you know that, AJ? Is it an Ohio company?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Big family.
The Safe Lights.
They have other stuff, but yeah.
Is that
of
their
course.
last
I didn't know if they were on the net or not. I wasn't sure.
It's great. I was really impressed with them.
Smart to send your own people though. That
Genius.
makes sense.
I just appreciate the fact that watching, she or he was like, nah,
Not doing this again.
Yeah.
that's
Ain't good
bullshit.
enough.
They're kicking balls over it. Why do you even have
What's the point?
why do you even have a net? Some of those places suck. They'll get tangled up.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in NFL where you only have a couple good balls to kick. So that thing will go up over a net and it's gone. And it's like, yeah, that ball's gone forever and now we're fucked. Yeah, here's the net crew. Look, they all have a uniform.
Yeah, that lady. That's the lady we were talking about.
They have an actual uniform. And they have like rolls. Everybody's doing it. We were standing right next to them watching them work. It was, I don't say militant, but it was pretty fucking impressive.
Down to a science.
Oh, that was a good dap up. That was a good dap up.
Yeah, that woman on the right is the one who told us all about it.
Who, Debbie?
Yeah. Well,
I don't know if
What a great place to watch a game too.
Barbara.
yeah, get to be on the field down there. We'll be doing that for the Rose Bowl.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, let's get back to good deep.
Let's go. Joe Flacco. Obviously, Amari Cooper had a huge day, franchise record. Nice double move here. If you pause it after the shift, once again, it's a shift. Two guys in motion is a shift. One guy in motion is motion. So once you shift, you have to get set. So now we have a far set. So back far.
So if two people are moving, you
That's
have
an
to
offensive lineman, by the
wait
way.
for them to get set.
Yeah.
Yep.
Watch
So
it.
once these
Icky,
two
I'm sure you
big
know this
jumbo-
play, don't you?
Yeah. So once
Heck of a
two
block.
guys move, you have to get set before another guy can move or before you snap
Legal
the ball.
motion.
Full count. Yeah. That's when
One
you get-
person moves, they can snap while
I
moving.
think CD Lamb got a
He did.
penalty against the Dolphins because somebody had shifted. He was trying to get back on the line of scrimmage or get off of it. So to AQ's point, this is a big offensive lineman. You know his name?
I do not.
5'3", got
Looks
it.
like you.
I think it's the backup center guy. What's his name?
John.
Nick something. Nick.
It's a good block.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so first and
Sounds
10.
like you don't know who he is.
we got Petrie in the deep post. And Njoku, the tight end up top is going. That's not a Njoku actually. Going to run a great route, get open. Tight end going to come across there. Njoku is, and this is what's going to take his eyes. This deep crosser from the tight end. He's going to take his eyes. Amari Cooper got a double move up top. Going to be one-on-one with the safety. This free safety, especially with Joe Flacco rolling out, he should be going over the top, protecting his guy on the deep ball. But he sees this crosser butt naked. He says, "I'm going to take it." and Joe Flacco flips the hips and throws it down the field. 75-yard touchdown.
Is there a chance the safety says, David Njoku and Joe Flacco have been quite a connection?
Yeah.
Also, this guy was on a couch 3 weeks ago. There's no way he's going to throw a football from there over my head on the run to his left. Right? Is there a chance the safety's thinking that?
It might be a chance, but if that's Derek Stingley over there, maybe I'll leave him one-on-one. But with that being 37 over there, that's going to be my primary guy. And it's tough. You know, when you're a free safety, you see somebody wide open.
Yeah, it's tough.
You know, it's like, let me go get it. And then Njoku, you know, he's not just a slappy. He is a weapon. But this guy went on to have, obviously, a career day, 75 yards. It kind of was much like Barry Sanders when she got in the end zone a few times.
Casual.
Yeah, just.
Why isn't Stingley traveling?
That's a good question.
He doesn't ever really. He's always on the left side, right?
Yeah, Steven Nelson usually there. He's a good corner as well. And a lot of guys, you want that top corner to travel with top receivers, but in today's NFL, it's a lot tougher than it was years ago. Years ago, it was an X or a Z. You knew where they're going to be. Hey, I'm just going to put my corner on that side. In today's NFL, you move your best receiver around a lot. Left, right, slot, in motion, sometimes in the backfield. So, yeah, if I just put Jalen Ramsey on CeeDee Lamb, now I got to put Cahu outside, or I got to, you got to move different parts. When you get in the playoffs and shit, we got to win this game, everything's on the line, that's when you got to go into the game plan. But
Cahu, good piece on Hard Knocks last night.
Yeah.
Good family, great
also
family.
the moment with McDaniel telling him, like, hey, this is your team too. Like, if you're one of our fire starters or whatever.
Talk, basically. If you see something you don't like, say something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Play action, roll out.
Wide open.
Once again, wide open.
Yeah.
He is wide open.
Flacco says,
But good move.
too easy.
Remember who I am?
That's what Flacco said.
Hey, run it you run it to the start of this from the back end. Watch this block from 53.
Nick Harris, maybe?
Nick Harris, that's right.
You did
Oh,
say
wait,
Nick.
you can
Did
cut.
say Nick.
You can cut right there.
Yeah, you can cut.
Inside the box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not engaged
What
with
a block,
someone else.
Yeah,
It's a heck of a
I
block.
know that hurt.
Because what, CMC got
shit,
called?
he's
Because
still chasing around.
Bro,
That's not flat.
Some trenches.
Flacco would play action. No one
Flacco
knows.
literally sees this and goes, I don't think so. What is that? 5, 10, 15, 20, 22-yard ball rolling to your left? Anybody could do this.
It's easy.
Flacco says.
Dano, you could do this.
Remember, Dan Orlovsky could do this. That ain't what they brought me off the couch for. And he drops one in the bucket, 55, 60 yards instead. Remember the first week that Joe Flacco was saying, we are playing, we said, Joe Flacco threw a couple, I'm Joe Flacco balls too.
Yeah.
Like not only for himself to see if he still has it, but also Stefanski. Like, hey, just a heads up. I'm going to overthrow everybody here by 15 yards. Just to remind you,
Still got it.
Yeah.
we got this in the bank. And then all of a sudden, Amari Cooper now, just a few weeks later, has the biggest game in the history of the Browns.
He's done this in every single game. I feel like he's thrown at least like a 60-yard touchdown in every single game he's played so far, and none of them are like throwing a slant and then a guy say it's like he's throwing it 60 yards in the air for a touchdown.
It's old school.
Yeah.
It's unreal.
So Amari Cooper became the second receiver, I believe, after Terrell Owens to go for over 200 for 3 franchises.
Good for
Pretty
Amari.
impressive.
Hell of a player.
Pretty impressive.
What do we have here?
Big time play after a turnover, sudden change. We run it back real quick. Great coaching. I think I saw Dan Orlovsky talking about this play as well. Great coaching, great execution for the offense, especially after a sudden change. You come in the huddle. Defense don't quite have your bearings yet. You rush to the line of scrimmage, and then you run a misdirection play. So you run it like a fake toss. You get everybody moving this way, and then Zay Flowers runs it like a pop pass right up the seam.
That's offensive lineman.
Yeah, and left tackle,
Unbalanced
tight
too.
end. Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome.
So you got center, guard, tight end. So center, guard, tight end. Guard, tackle, tight end.
Yep.
So yeah, unbalanced. So
Filthy.
you messing with their close call. You messing with all type of shit with the linebackers. They're just trying to get lined up. You run to the ball. So great job by Todd Monken and his offense, and then great job by the players. Everybody lined up. Nope. Whoever needs to be on the ball is on the ball. Whoever needs to be off is off. Boom. And remember, a few years ago, Ravens got fucked by the Patriots with some, personnel.
It's
some
an
guys
interesting use of
being,
words.
They
got fooled.
Fooled. There you go.
Yeah.
Fooled.
Okay,
fucked over.
full mentally.
And then
But
they
great job.
complained after. Then they complained
Great job
after.
executing right there.
Hell yeah. Break the huddle quick.
Yeah.
What do you got? We got a tackle out of 3.
So you see guys trying to get lined up.
Humanawa Nui.
Close right, close left, close left. Now lined up.
Look at AJ. Look at AJ losing his mind.
Yeah.
You know, I told you what our call would be when I played close right, unbalanced left, over left, move. That's what you have to say.
Look at him. Hey, come on. Where are we at?
Especially if they disguise it. They disguise it coming out of the huddle too. They don't let it. They don't come out of the normal spots, and they kind of just mosey and then get set up right away. Like, it's really tough.
And fake pitch right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, fake pitch.
You got to think something's coming back
moving.
too. Boom. If you're in that D, I'm like, man, they got everybody over there on the short side.
Yeah,
Something's
that
coming back, right?
Yeah, that backside safety, I would have been, looking, because you got a corner out there as well. So if you're that backside safety, you do look, but I still don't think he makes this play. Great execution. Obviously, right after turnover, sudden change. I forget which pick this was after one of the four.
Darnold.
When Brock was still in there.
Hey,
it's Purdy.
Yeah, it's Purdy.
That's not Ravens' offense there.
A monkey.
No.
Creative.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Makes it easy for Lamar.
Yeah.
Like, guaranteed touchdown pretty much. Called at the right time. Huh?
Yeah, this guy's in his bag.
Yeah. And who's he throwing to? First round pick. Like, they're using him.
With a great celebration.
Yes, sir. Let's get to
some good D.
Good D.
Let's get some good D.
First one, Detroit Lions.
Hell yeah.
Branch up top, 4th and 2. You bring, offensively pause it, you bring Justin Jefferson across the formation. Obviously, that's going to take some eye candy. You see the communication on the back end, good communication. And they're going to get a crosser from Jordan Addison, another first-round rookie receiver, guarded by a second-round DB. Great job running across and then undercutting. Now, as the good quarterbacks, the really good ones, as soon as they see that color go underneath, they're just putting this ball on a different angle and putting it up shoulder, and that receiver is running upfield to the open space. So when you do this as a DB, you take a chance. But he felt like, hey, I can make this play. I can take this chance on Nick Mullins. He threw for 4 bills, but did throw for 4 interceptions. This is a big one on the money down.
Oh.
Great execution.
Imagine Nick Mullins makes that.
You said 4th and 2, right, D-Butt?
4th and 2, yep.
So that's smart how he undercuts him immediately. He's like, yep, here we go.
Yeah.
He knows the ball's coming.
So as a DB, you got to trust everything. You got to trust your instincts, and you got to trust your speed too, because Addison's obviously not a slow guy. You're running across that field, tough to keep up with guys. Decent protection from the Vikings. Once again, you bring Jefferson over to kind of take those eyes, but a great play by the young fella back there.
Is there any coach telling you not to catch that there because it's 4th down?
No.
Or you always catch that?
That's fake. That's fake. Like that, as a DB, you're up there. Even like Hail Marys. Now, Hail Marys, that's the one situation where, hey, it's bat it down, it's get it down on the ground. But you've seen sometime Mooney had one.
Yeah,
or sometime it ricochet, because as an offense, you have a guy as a ricochet guy to be there, and defensively, you're supposed to box him out as well. So even if you can catch those, I would say catch it. But DBs are going up and get that.
Stats count for the coaches too. Stats count for the coaches too when they're ranking their defense. They want those picks.
Turnovers, picks, absolutely.
Yeah, the margin.
Now, we will say, though, if it's Joe Flacco and for some reason in the first quarter they're going for it 4th and 5 on their own 10, and they throw a 60-yard ball, 70-yard ball, maybe, should probably take the ball in the 10 instead. Maybe think about not catching it there instead of.
No.
Or thinking,
I can run it back there.
Oh, of course.
I can get it back. I'll probably score, actually.
Yeah, you're right. You're game technique. Yeah,
you pick off Flacco, too. That ball's going on the mantle.
Bingo.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I forgot about that. I'm just saying that if that happens, it's going to get loud.
Yeah.
Hey, check these guys out. Levante David. Now, Devin White, he's taking some shit this year. I think he had a healthy scratch one game, but he's been playing his ass off. And Levante David, he's having damn near all-pro year as well. Look at these guys, 3rd and 15. You got these guys double mugged up in the A-gaps. 3rd and 15. Jacksonville Jaguars are going to run routes at the sticks around this 15-yard mark. And watch how Devin White and Levante get back.
They are.
Oh, yeah. Getting back to their depth.
Step, jeez.
Right now, he's just looking at these guys, feels the route, gets his eyes back.
What a play.
And boom. So when he's playing full speed, he's giving full effort, he's locked in, he can be one of the best backers in the league, no doubt about that. And the guy next to him, a lot of backers you'll see, they usually have a running mate. And AJ obviously can speak to that more than I can, but when you have a guy next to you that you know is on the same page, Baltimore, San Francisco, like that can be a headache. This is a great job. 3rd and 15, already a tough down for the offense. Defensively, you know what you're getting. You can anticipate the break at the sticks. There's a whole nother thing making that type of play as a linebacker.
Yeah, so maybe Trevor Lawrence isn't. Maybe just incredible plays are happening.
Yeah.
That was phenomenal. That flip of the hips there, AJ, at the beginning of
They
it.
said better back
look
cop.
at their
You go to tight
the
cop.
fact that they're able to move like this, but their sense of urgency to get out because they know where the sticks are. They know it's 3rd and 15. The worst thing you could do is get caught mugging in the line and get dropped to 8 yards and they complete one for 16. So these guys know the situation.
Oh yeah.
Oh, eyes back.
Yeah, I was going to say right.
Beautiful.
Probably right when he went to throw it, that's when his eyes got back. Great execution.
I think Levante just went over 100 tackles for the 10th time.
Yeah,
in his career.
He's so good. He is so
Jeez.
good.
What a stud.
Was captain as a rookie, I believe.
Yeah, old guard.
Speaking of captain as a rookie, this dude.
Yeah, and Aaron Rodgers obviously spoke a little bit on it yesterday. This play design. So you have C-Mac here, CMC. You motion him across right before the snap. You motion him. You see the good offense do it. But backside, you got Juice and Kittle. And on defense, you got quarters and half. So quarter, half. So cover 6, as we call it. Quarter, half safety, flat corner. But on this backside, with this deep half safety, especially down here where you are at the field, something has to hold that deep half safety back there. It can be Juice running the wheel. Even if he runs the wheel, the corner's going. It's got to be somebody from number 2. So if Kittle, and I think Aaron mentioned it yesterday, if he runs a 7 route or he does something to hold 14, Kyle Hamilton, you kind of get him out of that picture and you clear the way for Deebo to run that middle field run through. But if you don't hold him, he's going to be keying the quarterback. And he's going to make a play on the ball. Now, I think this is a bad read. I think it's a bad play design. I think it's a bad read from Brock. And it's a bad throw. Very uncharacteristic for Kyle Shanahan and Brock Purdy, honestly, at this point in the season. But great job executing as a DB. Now, you catch in the end zone. He kind of caught this, and even when I saw it on live on TV, I'm like, he almost looked unsure if he wanted to return it or not. If you're in that situation, just go down, Kyle. You ain't going to take it 100.
I thought we were going to take it at 100.
Yeah,
If you're not going to take it 100, when he came out, now if this was Ed Reed. We all saw Ed Reed, Troy.
Thank you.
One of those guys get the ball.
Rodney.
You can tell they're thinking touchdown every time. I don't know about
What?
love Rodney, but I don't know how many 100-yarders he got in his bag. But big time
James
play.
Harrison.
Big time play.
Talk about 100-yarder.
Vince Wilfork.
Big time play. The play design definitely helped.
Here we go. What a play.
What a play.
How the Grinch stole Christmas.
Now, you're going to see this play design. Something I always say, don't be late to the flat. So you got Travis Kelce keeping him in the block to kind of secure this edge. You're going to have a play action and then a sprint out to this side. Almost like a boot, but just from gun. And actually, Rice is going to be pretty open on this hook 7. So it's going to be a hook here and a 7 route behind it. So Raiders kind of cut him loose. But mine was made up. You throw the ball, and this ball has got to be on the outside shoulder. It's got to be outside. My guy catches it or it goes into the Raiders sideline. It's not. Jack Jones, great hips, great feet, get his eyes back, and that's why you can't be late throwing it outside because these go back to the crib. Now, Pat said, hey, maybe the wind caught it. Maybe something was in his eye. He didn't see number 2 wide-ass open.
O-line.
Whatever it was.
Hold on, though. Let's talk about how open this guy is whenever the decision's being made to throw a ball.
Sure.
Okay? Gone.
Look at his hips. Yeah, his hips are completely open, and somehow he can get his foot in the ground and get back there.
He's facing that way right there.
Yeah.
He's staring at him.
Yeah, so he
His
thinks he's going this way.
So this looks like high school zone cover 3. And remember, as that flat defender, once this pocket starts to move, he has to expand. So he did not. The corner, deep third corner, he stays high. Now, if 15 keeps the ball, does he continue to sink with this 7 route? He's definitely going to be pushing it. We'll see how it develops. But I think as this receiver, you're helping me as a DB keeping it inside. You got to be like damn near right on that sideline because you're already doing a play action. Now you're rolling, and now by the time you get out there and throw that ball, like you're doing like as this receiver, you almost have to.
What's going on with
like,
that?
He's staring at Mahomes the whole time.
So look, you got to bow out and get out there.
Travie
because if you're inside, like
Travie was not happy on New Heights this week.
Well, he lost the game.
Well, I mean, they've lost quite a few games recently, but he was not happy.
Who told you that? Flores or?
I watched the clip during the last break.
Thank you for your journalism.
He dropped a lot of F-bombs.
They mute them all?
No, they let him fly.
Fired up?
Yeah, they just mute the clips.
I like to see he's passionate still.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw with the helmet and.
He said they all suck.
Who?
Travis said the whole team sucks right now.
Jeez. That's not good. Bucker missed one. Tommy Townsend didn't have his best day.
He's online.
Defense played pretty good, though.
Yeah,
they did
0
because
pass
it was the offense that gave up 2 touchdowns in 7 seconds.
Held the quarterback 62 yards.
They didn't complete a pass for a second, third, or fourth quarter.
Yeah, exactly.
So they don't suck.
62 yards.
I mean, they did.
That was
You're right.
wild.
That's a true statement.
They lost
They
to
did.
a team that had 0 completions for 3/4 of the game.
Devontae Adams had 1 catch for 4 yards.
Big catch, though. Let's not discredit.
I
Big
agree.
catch.
That's tough, dude. Are we overreacting? Maybe that just is just a weird day.
No, I don't think so.
It was a windy day.
It was a windy day.
How many
It was a
times?
windy day.
How many times?
See it
through the
right
wind?
here.
You see the wind.
You see the wind. Look at the ball skip through the sky as if it's a plane coming down.
What are we talking about?
Look at this. It's supposed to go right to his back shoulder, and then right there, you see it?
Kind of just hanging up
That's
there a
got to
little
be
bit.
out there.
Did you see it? Right there. Look at that.
What are we doing?
He's
gotta
playing
be out
awful. I mean, I don't know what we're
70
talking
mile
about.
winds.
Yeah, okay. He's
That's
playing
gotta be
awful.
out there. But great job by Jack Jones.
Great
Once
job.
again, back-to-back weeks, he's in the end zone.
Hey, good
Looks
job,
like
Ian.
things are working out
Hell yeah.
there in Vegas.
All right, AQ Shipley, take us home,
Baby
baby.
Q.
Great work,
IQ.
D-Butch. Great work, D-Butch. Need a stick.
There you
Oh,
go.
we're doing a pack handoff. I didn't know that.
Nice.
Should have. Really?
Both these guys are male models. Look at them.
Did we know this was the plan? Yeah. Well, how was
You
it
guys
supposed to
changing-
work?
Trading shirts.
This is what was going to happen?
Shoes too.
I didn't
And
know. In the middle of the, this was going to be the,
Middle of the deal.
This is real behind the scenes stuff.
Nice.
Are we on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, we did
What
it.
people want.
how is this the right decision?
We did it.
Actually, I was just supposed to give him the pack.
We did it.
We did it.
We did it.
Who decided that? Though? I mean, that was, you know what I mean? I mean, that was amazing.
Always the
Flawlessly done by you guys.
I think we nailed it.
Flawlessly done. Great execution.
Supposed to go ahead one shot on Pat.
Your mic's
Your mic's
off. Your
muted.
mic's off.
Mic check, mic check.
There you go.
Nice.
That's what it's supposed to be.
I feel like we should talk about that next time something like that happens. You guys pulled it off, though.
Good work.
Did you see that? He took his shirt off
Yeah,
because it was
unbelievable.
underneath his thing.
Great execution.
It was, and then get out there. You got to do a full
Yep.
screw jump.
That's a suede jacket too. That's not just some.
Yeah, you look super cool.
Little shacket.
Hey, Good D, Bad D was good today.
Oh yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
Good stuff. Coach
Is
is
there-
doing their thing.
There's some good offense in there.
Good offense.
Yeah.
There
How about
was.
that Mostert catch was one-handed, bro.
It was.
It was.
Snag.
People aren't talking about it.
That's a tough play.
It is.
Impossible.
You know what time it is right now?
What's that?
So,
He might not look like it, but this guy used to play on the line.
that's
Yeah, he
right.
did.
What?
Oh, look at that. Big fake gut.
Still there.
We just saw old AQ show
It was
first.
there.
Shit.
Miss that guy.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Me too.
really, let's talk about it. It's
I
all
don't miss that.
Is it
Yeah, we
coming
don't
up?
miss that guy
No,
either.
we
We're
don't.
proud of you.
Getting old or what?
You know how much fun it was just to eat.
That guy was.
Yeah.
You know,
That guy
it's
was
fun,
yeah.
right?
That
You
guy
know,
was a
we're all
scumbag.
doing it.
Yeah.
We're all off the
You're talking about during the holidays. This,
oh,
is,
just
yeah.
eat.
This is what it used to be like every day, though.
Triple, prime rib. Let's go back for 3 helpings.
Yeah.
It's
Why
like,
not?
oh,
Triple prime.
Did it
rib.
feel good? It felt good to get back in there, get back on the bike?
felt good in there. Felt good in the weight room this morning. Got a nice little run in.
Oh, maybe you're human again. You eating again, or was that what we're doing? or?
No. I got a big race here in 2 weeks, AJ. Big race.
What are you doing?
Half marathon.
Wow.
Where?
You can run like that?
Yeah.
That's
Tempe,
miles?
Tempe, Arizona.
How many miles is that?
13.
Awesome.
13.1.
What's your style going to be? Just like kind of trot or
10 minutes. I got it dialed in, man. I'm just 10-minute pace.
10
wear
miles?
Hokas?
10-minute miles.
You wear the big Hokas or what?
I'm wearing Hokas.
Smart.
Are you going to run like
What are you going to listen to?
exhausted? Yeah.
Rammstein?
So many questions.
You
here.
should listen to nothing.
13 miles.
You can listen to music.
Are we
You
trotting?
can tape you tape your nipples up.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't they chafe?
So that's what I'm trying to figure out, because every time I do one long run a week, and every time the nipples get destroyed.
How far
Every
have you
time.
gone?
My biggest has been 9. I got 10 this week, and then I'm tapering.
Oh no, so we'll never know. Those last 3.
We don't know. We don't know if we can do it, but
We'll
It's
never know.
happened to Phil.
Adrenaline.
Phil did full marathon.
Yeah.
Still.
And went too fast and got robbed though.
Exactly.
Bingo.
my wife's got rad though. She just got out of the hospital.
See,
It's not good.
No,
got
not
what?
good.
T's and P's to your wife and also to
Yeah,
Phil.
she's crushing it. She's
Jeez, yeah.
she powered
She go to
through
fight
Christmas.
camp or something?
What's it called?
Yeah.
Rabdo?
Rabdo?
Rhabdomyolysis.
Muscles break down because you're working too
She a
hard.
CrossFitter or something, AQ?
No, that's the mystery, AJ.
Wow.
She's a dog.
That's hey.
What's the mystery? I don't
What's that,
understand.
man?
I don't. We don't know how she got it. We really don't. She got. So they said it was viral induced. She got the flu.
Oh, that can happen.
Just attacked.
So not rhabdo.
No, it was
it is.
Rhabdo, though.
You could get it from.
Rhabdo is terrible, by the way.
Yeah.
Never heard of
No
it.
fun
Breaks
at all.
your organs down.
Of course, you
It's
never
not
heard
good,
of
D,
it.
but it's not good.
Good news. Her levels are back pretty close to normal
There you go.
today.
Hey, way to go, Sheriff.
She's crushing it.
Some old Big Ten football players used to get it from their workout.
Yeah.
Iowa, right? Yeah.
Iowa, bad, big time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's dehydration, I think, is part of it, obviously. But your body just kind of locks up. And you're done.
No
It's not-
thanks.
No fun.
No fun.
That's why I don't work out.
13.1 miles.
Yep, I might be locking up, but
Thanks, Ed.
we're going to give it a go.
Tone's starting January 1, though.
No.
Hell yeah, Tone.
We'll be in Pasadena. I think it's going to be a late flight that night, so not too. I'm going to start on Wednesday.
We talked about that today.
Yeah, we did.
Way to go, Tone. All right, let's get into the trenches, shall
Here we go.
Hey, Kush.
Here we go. We got 3 plays, then we go right into Detroit. Big bump, Kill City, whatever you want to call it.
Detroit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We built this.
Hey, but I love this. So we've talked about McDaniel, right?
We built this city on
Here we go.
And ribs.
Big Bump City.
I love that. I love when we put songs to what I call things. I love it.
Ribs.
I love it.
Doesn't seem like you do.
No, I love it. Go a little louder.
Big Bomb City.
There it is.
All right. let's go down to Uncle Dan's team.
Okay, so whenever McDaniel comes up with these run games, first thing he does, he watches the defense. Then the next thing he does is he figures out how we want to attack the defense. He says, one of the best in the game, right? Loves to rush the passer, but let's attack him in the run game. So what we're going to do, watch Taron Armstead cave the 3 technique down, and then we're going to send Ingold back. We fake there, and then boom, we get the cut. And there it is. We get butt, and then we get the cut block. There's the butt, there's the cut block. Mostert, big gaping hole up the middle.
Oh,
That's weird. I didn't see a hold on Mike on that play. I thought they held him on every play.
No hold there, right?
Well, jeez.
No hold there.
You understand what he's saying, what they're saying.
Watch him.
Pay in goal, too.
Look at him just staring. Watch this.
They did pay the fullback.
He's going to go get him right there. Boom, go get him. Go get that knee.
Ooh.
He's got to get that upfield knee right there, and he gets it. Boom, big
Go
gaping
get
hole.
that knee. Do you hear the way they talk?
messed up.
You hear this, AJ? Go get the ribs. Go get the knee.
Take it.
Got to.
Not right. We got to find them. We got to find people. Right?
Yeah. Hey,
Oh!
Yes.
look who made it. Look who made it.
Wow.
Here we go, Steelers.
Here we go.
Hey,
Here
dude, you're
we
from the
go.
town with the great football team. Go on and get that Steelers.
That'd be block of the year.
What is that, Brett Michaels?
This might be. This might be the block of the year.
That's the team song?
We don't
No,
want to.
That's $1,000. That's the polka. Yeah, that's really
The one
old.
they're
white.
singing,
The pierogi
the one
polka.
they're singing this week is Pittsburgh's going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh.
Another one, black and yellow.
just like
black
that.
and
Is it in
yellow.
Seattle?
Huh?
Is it in
The
Seattle?
game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of chance
Tough one.
in songs.
Simple
Tough
man.
one.
Yeah, Renegade.
Tough one. Hey, we're not going to give the
Well,
ball to Jalen Warren, but
not
this might be
Renegade.
the block of the year. Let's watch this. We get the jet sweep coming from right to left. We get the out block by Washington. We get Freiermuth with the kick out. We get Jalen Warren.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Boom!
Fine. $48,000. Take it from him.
Yeah. And listen, I watched this on replay so many times. If they fine him for this, it's crazy. It is right shoulder on the chest, as clean of a block as you could possibly have.
That's tough.
Don't matter. They need
That's
that
like
48.
a legit linebacker.
It was just so perfect.
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah,
That
not
he's-
like a
he did that
light
the week
DB.
that he said, I would have blocked him.
Yeah, and then
Man wins, huh?
certainly he would have blocked him. We will all agree. But he's also like their most explosive player. Now, George Pickens just won for 100, whatever. But most consistent explosive player also being this guy who pancakes cuz and then jumps over him, celebrates. We did it. Doesn't even really acknowledge
No.
what he just did right there.
Really good play design, too, by the Steelers on this one. See, when they ran the jet sweep this time and we ran to the left, we put George Pickens on the sideline all the way to the fucking right.
Oh,
So this
okay,
is
he's this
really
way.
good move on their part.
Oh, okay, smart.
Yep, smart, because he went off. He went off this game. It was really cool
That's
to
the
see.
Mike Sullivan offense right there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, just let him catch balls instead, as make him the point block guy.
Bingo.
That seems like a smart
Makes
play.
sense.
Smart move.
Could still go on a run here. Who knows
it.
what the conversation about the Steelers will be in the offseason.
Hell yeah.
Hey, I love this play, too. Philadelphia Eagles, they got back on track, right? They're going against the New York Football Giants. Made it close at the end, but Cam Jurgens, right guard, who's going to take over Jason Kelsey once he retires. But check this. He gets the chip, gets up on, how do you say it? Okereke?
Okereke.
There it is.
Oh,
Boom,
times.
get him again.
No, Bobby.
Just wait.
Jurgens.
Bobby
Oh, yeah.
had a hell of a game. He's had a hell of a season for the Giants.
Yep, absolutely. Get the chip, boom, and then we get him again. Boom.
Great effort.
Oh, and then he
by
tells him
Eric
about
did his job, though. He's just boxing it. He's boxing it back to his teammates.
Yeah,
now. He did his
perfect.
job.
That's good. And he got him one-on-one with the safety, 17 yards downfield. That's good defense. AJ, way to go, baby.
Hey, did his job. Did his job.
Way to go.
Hey,
That ball just can't bounce outside of him.
Yeah,
Can't
that's it.
bounce outside. So
listen
he-
to watch Jurgens afterwards, too. What?
hell yeah.
What's his first name?
Yeah.
There was some shit talking going on this game. I don't know if you guys saw the first
Kelsey on the goal
tush
line?
push.
Yeah.
Kelsey
Oh,
got
yeah.
up talking his shit. It was awesome to see. They sent Lawrence on like a 5-yard little wave into the end zone.
I assume, was he talking shit? That's why Kelsey got all jacked
Had
up.
to think so, right?
Yeah, because the old man probably doesn't want to waste any more energy.
Bingo.
He's a big walker. Other people talk.
Oh yeah.
I
Get
don't
me to the
have-
sideline.
Yeah, bingo.
Yeah.
So him getting into it, I like to hear that.
Yeah, this was awesome. I mean, just simple inside zone week. Awesome. AJ, he did his job. I get it. Jeez, that's bad.
Great block by Kelsey too. That's a tough block to hold on to for Kelsey.
That a deuce block?
This little single. This is a single front side zone. We got a single, double. If there was a tight end there, we got the triple. We got the backside A, B, C, or slip. Slip right there. Scoop, combo.
Single.
This is a little combo block. They're working combo up to there.
Front
They
side
got a little.
zone,
They got a little
single.
slip or B up to 41, and they got a single up to the front
Could have
side
been a
back.
double or a triple though too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone should tell 41 for the Giants, like, hey, there's only one white linebacker that can wear 41, and that's Bob Spillane. So this is like wearing 99.
This is
in hockey.
this is Pokemon, isn't it?
Is that Blake Martinez?
No.
I thought
Is that-
Blake on- is he on the?
I don't know.
That's McFadden.
He used to play for the
Blake
Giants, I
McFadden.
think, right?
Fun fact, I believe Bubby Spillane has the #1 run stopping grade since week 8. This
Hell
year.
yeah.
Oh, you don't say.
Great
PFF, right?
Huh?
Yeah.
Great where?
I don't know if it's PFF or not.
Probably PFF.
It's probably
Yeah.
someone better.
Is it Whoa, we want PFF to survive. Remember, they get part of the decade. We'd like them to keep being the authority on all the grades. But yeah, Spillane in his neck out in Sin City. Da.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
He's a Raider. That's what he's been waiting to do.
Raiders.
Let's go to some kill shots, shall we?
All right, baby.
Detroit Rock City.
Hey, we got a little montage for Foxy here.
Bump City. Big Bump City.
There we go.
Good dance.
Good self-awareness of realizing when we were done there.
Yep, I was seeing if we were going.
Are we done?
Big Bump City.
There we go.
Oh, you wanted it.
I wanted it.
Oh, you gotta have a feel.
I wanted it.
Gotta have a feel for it.
I know.
You never know though when Big Bump City.
I missed it.
Big Bump City.
You look like the Ohio State band major when you do that.
Yeah, maybe do the back lean.
Do the back lane.
Yeah, I think. So, because right now we're in Big Bump City. Well, actually, that's
that it?
Minnesota. That's Minnesota. But we're talking about Big Bump City.
Nailed it. We got about 4 in a row here from Penn
Four?
Sewell.
4 in a row.
Four.
That's why they call it Big Bump City.
Watch this one. He's going to set out. His guy drops. He's setting out there. Oh, boy.
Oh.
Jeez.
Get it
There's-
down.
Oh,
Look, he's going. He's
He's
going. Don't worry about that. We're not talking about the play.
Big Bump City. Now he's Big Sack City.
We're not talking about the play. We are not talking about the play.
Can we set a little expectations on this?
3 more.
Hey,
just
I think
like,
we've
Foxy,
learned.
what would you think when you saw this?
The play does not matter in this part.
It kinda
We're just
does.
watching ribs.
Oh my God.
We are watching ribs.
All right, let's go back to Big Bump City.
Okay.
The result of this one.
I love this,
just
right?
wait.
You gotta love this.
It's an interception the other way.
It might be.
Vikings coming
It might be. Don't even care. We got good versus good. Daniil Hunter having a monster year. Watch Penn Sewell set back, get away. Now watch this. Bam! Get him down to the ground. We go to the next one. We go to the next one.
Okay, we'll go to the next.
Yep, here we go.
Yeah, we'll go to the
Because
next.
he's as good as it comes on this. I got to showcase.
I love these.
Shit, they haven't made the playoffs since '93. We got to showcase why because of this dude. Jump set. Watch this. We're gonna go get him. One of the best in the league. Get him. Now back away. Get him on the ground again.
God.
Oh, and a completion.
That was a big play.
That's
Play.
Thanks, Foxy.
Big Bump City.
Yeah.
Good for you, dude.
Here we go.
Oh yeah.
Now we get a B block right here, or a backside slip, right? We're going to get Sewell coming up underneath on him, taking him 10 yards downfield, and dumping him on his back. Boom, 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 boom. Boom!
Jeez.
How good is this dude? I mean, this is one game.
He's 22.
Penny's an animal.
22.
He's a culture center. Too.
Years
Oh,
old.
Yep.
Yeah, he's been in the league for 3 years. He's 22.
Brad
Let's see, he had a
Holmes'
birthday.
first draft pick was Sewell.
And they celebrated.
Yeah, over Jamar Chase.
Oh, yeah.
They nailed that one.
Or no,
Chase
other way
was
around.
They nailed that one. He's having a monster year.
Yeah, he's part of their team. He's like a pillar.
I mean, what game was it when he was walking through the locker room or going back to the locker room? He's like, little boys, blocking little boys today.
He's 22 years
Yeah,
old.
he's 22.
What a dog, dude.
Couldn't even drink when he came into the league, I think, right?
No.
I think.
I'm sure he's having some pops with the boys.
Having some pops.
You walk in.
22 now. He's been for 3 years.
Let me
No, I
think.
don't think he could.
Bingo. Bingo. You nailed it. I didn't know how many years he's been in.
Big Math City.
What is that about AQ?
That was
I don't know.
fantastic.
The hell, Tone?
Check out the left guard here.
Sorry.
There's no reason for that. Who's this guy?
Simpson.
Bart?
No, it's not Bart.
That was
Check this out. Because they got a couple. This was actually a thing because we always get these guys, right? When they get up the field, spinning back.
Oh, no.
Don't spin. Don't spin.
Don't spin,
Oh,
dude.
no.
Don't
Oh,
do it.
boy.
Well, Lamar, you can't get
Oh.
Illegal. He's defenseless.
Oh.
Is
I
that
love
for
this.
the Ravens guards a lot because DNs can't rush past Lamar?
Yeah, they got to turn back, right?
They got to get back up underneath the pocket.
You got to stay in it.
He
They say
knows it.
stay in it.
So this was I think this was 50 seconds left in the second quarter, and then they got down after the big 3rd and 16.
Mm-hmm.
Chase Young misses the sack. They get down to the 10. The last play regulation in the half, they got Bosa, the right guard. Zeitler gets Bosa on the exact same thing. Bosa had a 6-spin move on Moses, comes back underneath, and Zeitler got him. So they got 2 big kill shots on this drive. It was
It
nice.
was a well. You got to keep them in the well. That's
Bingo.
what they say.
I thought you were drawing a cat. Those were good-looking cat ears if that's the direction you were going.
No, I was going with a well. Keep them in a well.
Nice.
You know what I mean? People turning back. That's where the big bumps come from.
Bingo.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. That was the most jocularity we've had in one of those in a while.
Yeah. Felt good.
It did feel good.
Felt good.
You want to do something, do a giveaway or what?
Sure.
Or what are we winning?
Are we throwing?
You know what to do.
Whatever you want to do.
Just
Don't
fucking
say
grab
any
and-
words.
Just grab and go.
Yeah, just chuck.
Pick up that ball and huck it.
You already looked at it too long.
Nope, I didn't.
okay.
I'm gonna reset the scene here. You ready for it?
Hey, 15 people, $500. All you got
right,
to do is
here
put
we
a
go.
ball in that hoop
That's
over there.
all?
AQ Shipley.
10.
What if that became your signature move? What if
pretty
that
good.
became your signature move?
I don't know. I felt good about that one.
15 people, $500. All AQ's got to do is just put a ball into the hoop. There it is!
Oh my God!
Those are your best efforts, though.
Yeah.
Those certainly are your best efforts. Let's just keep it going. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time this man has attempted this. 15 people, $500. All he's got to do is put a ball in a hoop over. Baseball.
Sharpshooter.
Took you down. That was big.
Lights are down.
You ruined Christmas. But you can make 15 people's Christmas.
That was the worst one yet. That was the worst one yet.
You know what happens with songs that get made?
Sure.
Like the first 4 times you hear them, they're awesome.
Yeah.
And then they just beat them,
Yeah.
they do too much and it loses its luster.
So we're done. We quit this.
I think there's a chance you ruined
Yeah.
with 5 straight misses here. You know what I mean? With the no-look huck thing.
Okay, we're back.
But we got one more 15 people. $500.
What are you doing?
No. It's jump shark. 15 people, 500. Oh. Now you got to wonder.
This monkey in the middle.
No,
No, we're swinging around.
We're getting you the perfect shot.
Ball movement.
Whoa.
Oh, TB classic.
Oh, no.
Jeez.
Bad throw. It's a bad throw.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
Turnover.
Reset. Ball. Check ball.
Oh.
Skip pass back. 15 people, $500. Oh! That would have been the coolest one.
That would have been
That
unbelievable.
one would have been really cool.
Good ball.
Where's
movement.
Beal?
We kind of did
Not
all.
enough screen and move, but
Yeah, the offense rerun, we don't even got to set picks.
No. Ball movement.
Changing the whole
Did you see
thing.
me worked in the paint though?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate you. That's why you're a Hall of Fame basketball player.
Work the post.
Kabali said it last week. Couldn't leave the
Kabali.
paint.
Kaboli, dude.
Good ball.
Kabali did say you were a force down low.
Yeah.
You read it, right?
Yes.
You guys
when
read
you
it?
read
You guys all read it?
Kaboli said one of my first jobs was covering AQ Shipley playing basketball at Moon Township. He was a force in the paint.
Except for when you ran into a bigger force.
Who was that?
Who was that?
What was his name? Hartung?
Nate. You remember he's 400 pounds.
400 pounds.
He used to
He
move.
was the
He was
paint.
AQ, but bigger.
How tall?
Maybe my height too. I think he was like 6 foot, 6'1".
He was your height, 4 bills.
This dude was a mythological creature in Pittsburgh.
Went to BYU to play nose guard.
Yeah, he was a monster.
He was 400 pounds and could move.
Yeah.
He was on a newspaper every week. Look at this thing.
Okay.
And it was.
I put him on there too.
That's what they said.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I couldn't even imagine you two rhinos battling it out down there in the paint.
To replace the hardwood after the game.
Yeah. You know that indent that Zion had when he was dunking?
Mm-hmm.
That was just the paint the whole night whenever AQ and Nate Hartung.
there he
is. Yep. That was Hartung.
Is that Big
Wait,
Bob?
Look at everybody on the ground.
It's not a real.
I got a lot of questions.
That's not
It
real.
looks like butter.
Not a real.
That's who. Yeah.
That is real.
That's
so
real.
many good basketball.
No, I had to guard him.
No way.
True. Yeah.
This can't be real.
This is real.
He doesn't have knee braces on. This isn't real.
This is real.
No, it's not.
He got his tongue out.
Find another picture. Seriously.
There's a bunch.
That was
This is
him.
real.
He was a mythological
No way.
creature.
I can't believe
He
that.
used to just play against everybody too, like single A ball there, double. They would just drop him into a gym, and he was dominant. Football, same
But
thing.
what is that? What's happening?
I'm not believing that for a second.
That
That guy was 5'3".
Look at him.
Oh shit!
Look at him.
This is real.
Yes, it's real. It's Nate Hartung.
What a
Nate
Look at him, dude.
Hartung is large.
Look at him. He's got 6 wheels on there.
Look at that. Look at 64 right there. What do you tell me if this is real or not? Yeah, it's as real as it can fucking get.
Happy to be back.
Oh my goodness.
It's funny as he had a brother who was like
That's not him,
super
top
skinny,
left.
skinny and jacked.
Yeah, number 3 right there.
Yeah.
Younger Hartung.
Make an impact. Anyways, AQ, for Big Nate Dog,
For Big Nate Dog.
and the nostalgia that we just got to experience, everybody in Western Pennsylvania around that age. Why don't you go ahead and make this football into that hoop over there?
Done.
What's your problem, D-Butt? Nate Hartung would have get.
Great play.
He got buckets.
Is he in the NBA right now? Is Hartung in the NBA?
He focused on football instead. Should have stayed in basketball. Should have stayed in basketball.
He would have been Big Perk.
Come on.
20 people, $500 for Big Nate Hartung.
Here we go.
All you got to do is put the ball in the hoop. Hey, Cush. Boom. For Nate. All right.
Yeah, I mean the basketball.
Basketball.
He was.
Bro, I
he
gotta
was,
see this actual play though. Like,
He was listed 6'3", 4'10".
Happened to the guys on the ground.
did he Euro step?
They were fouling him. This is after him getting fouled, and there's a third on the way. You know, it used to be hack a hard tongue. That's what they used to say.
6'3", 4'10" is what he's listed at.
Yeah.
I was surprised they
I was
kicked it
also
out.
I was also listed
In
at
high
6'3" in high school too.
Yeah.
So Nate was 6 foot 6'1" for sure.
I mean, they got to cut 23.
No need to cut this man down.
Come on.
All right.
Yeah, there was some like recruiting things that had me listed at 6'4", and then I'd go on these visits and they'd be like,
What the hell? We got catfished.
what happened?
I thought there was a Nate Hartung coming here.
You have your lifts.
All right, AQ.
Here we go.
For Big Nate Hartung, 20 people, $500. All you got to do is make the ball that's nowhere near.
Come on.
We know how this goes.
Because you just have nightmares.
How
of
does
Nate.
Chuck make this every week?
Try snapping it into
Chuck
the net.
practices.
Does he?
You know what? You're getting a sweat on and doing all your
Chuck-
bullshit.
Chuck's out of
Sitting
it.
at that tiny little chair at our high table over there.
We all got a sweat on today. It was nice.
It was good to see everybody.
Good to see you.
I was able to wake up.
Good to see you in there.
All right.
You guys.
Wait, can you just
Ty, we saw it.
throw the ball funny,
Jesus.
man?
Here we go.
See, but when you're doing all that, Chuck's practicing.
Okay.
Chuck literally
for
comes
the
out
people.
here
For the people.
and he practices. Both hoops, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
He goes,
Ambidextrous.
you, what do you think?
No, I'm going to go here. I like this one better.
How many people you think should win if you put this in?
20?
100, because
You
it's
think
not
100?
going to happen.
That's too.
What are we
Said that
doing
last
here?
week. Said that last week.
We can't just
Bam.
have it on a
And what
Wednesday.
happened?
We can't
Oh,
have
here we go.
100. This is 20 people, $500. All you need to do, AQ Shipley, is what Nate Hartung
Here we
did.
go.
Put the ball in the hoop.
Big Nate.
There it is.
Let's go!
Work, AQ.
Just like Big Nate. Just like Big Nate. With the scoop hook underneath. Listen.
Look
Nate
at that.
Hartung
Look
was
at the pick.
at
Yeah.
half court and say what?
That ain't a foul.
What? Sorry about it. 6'3", 415 pounds. Welcome to the Hartung house.
Don't you dare come in
He
there.
fouled out a lot of games, but
What a
Nate Hartung
legend.
was going to give it his all every single fucking play.
You know how many
This is
kids-
high school?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's what he did.
Enforcer.
Oh,
I mean, he sat there. What do you want him to do?
He wasn't moving.
He was not happy about the call either.
might be
huh?
dead.
You see him. He's walking it off.
Yeah, that kid's life changed forever on December 2nd, 2003.
Nate Hartung was getting fucked by these refs, but when he got the ball... Oh! Nate Hartung was before his time. Dead.
Kids are flopping. He just paralyzed that kid.
That one was a little questionable.
That kid's never
You
walked
gotta
again.
call that out.
That one was a little
Oh, what'd you do?
He took a charge on that one.
The flop.
That wasn't a flop. That guy couldn't walk.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he wasn't moving. What are you talking about? 6'3", 410, trying to get in the way for a block. Get out.
These defenders need to communicate, man. Let your buddy know he's coming.
I think they called off.
Listen, they prepared all week for Nate Hartung, but it isn't.
Whoa, what a
to
pass.
see it live.
Vision is crazy.
Can we see a jumper?
I don't think he has that.
What?
Yeah, he's in the
Here
paper.
it is. Dunk.
He's draining threes.
What do you want him to do? He's
Yeah,
trying to go
come
for the
on.
ball just like everybody else. That's Nate Hartung. Hey, thank you, Nate.
Love you, Nate.
Your inspiration. Found 20 winners of $500 here because AQ Shipley was able to do what he very rarely does.
What do you want the guy to do?
It's 4 in a row. It's 4 in a row.
Yeah, Nate
guys.
Hartung's getting. I mean, the refs just are. Give me that.
Yeah.
He didn't dunk that?
No, he
He
didn't
saved
want
that
to
for
show
big
off.
games.
Yeah.
He didn't have his knee braces on that
Look at
game.
him run the court. Run the court. Give him the ball.
Dunk.
Feed that man.
Whoa!
Oh,
That was
man.
after Christmas.
Now you guys understand why he
I
was
am so
folklore
glad. I'm so
in
glad.
Western Pennsylvania.
Oh,
Look at
my
that.
gosh.
Yeah.
Look at this.
This
dude.
is
He's
Jokic.
so good.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's basketball.
Nicola
That was the day after
Hartung.
Christmas, too. It's tough to focus.
Well, fresh new year, same Nate. Same Nate.
That guy was airborne.
Happy 2004. Same Nate Hartung from 2003.
Guy's got to call out screens.
What number is he?
Oh, he was a weapon when he got it at the top of the paint.
Number 100?
No, he's double
Oh,
zero.
okay.
Number 100.
They put a 1 on his jersey?
I mean,
Behind
how
the
pumped
backs.
was the student section to cheer for this guy?
I don't know, but you were not going to box him out. I don't know what old buddy thought.
No.
Oh, my God. There's AQ
Oh,
and
give me
Nate
that.
Hartung.
Give me
And
that.
one.
Come on.
And one.
Did you ever
Refs
play
gotta
him?
get a
Did you ever
timeout.
play him?
Yeah.
You did?
Oh, my
Hell yeah.
gosh.
Dead body on the court. There's a dead body on the court.
AQ had this game circled on his calendar.
Way to go, Nate. Hey, way to go.
Find out right there.
There we go.
They were cheering for him. Of
2
course.
minutes left in the first half.
He took no shit, you know, and that's what you need
So it's all bad.
when you're going to play little hoops in Western Pennsylvania.
Hell yeah.
I appreciate you making them for not only him, but for 20 people, AQ. Today was fun. I hope you all enjoyed it. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back Friday as well. And then remember, Week 17 is kicking off tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Let's go. Enjoy.
Yeah,
it.
let's enjoy it.
Yes.
Let's not get Dahn
No, it's not.
because there's not a lot of games left. Let's get up because we have the games to enjoy.
Got Joe fucking Flacco.
Prime time.
Yeah.
Joey Flack.
Yeah.
He's all the way back.
What?
Oh. Yeah. Let's have a good one tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
All right. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change their life. AJ crushed it today, boys. Same thing. New graphics were awesome. Way to go, Dirty and team. Goodbye.